Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
My phone's off.
Oh. We're live, ladies and gentlemen. This is Fight Companion Podcast. If you've ever listened to one of these before, oftentimes we don't even watch the fights. But we
talk about more things.
Yes, but we're watching the fights, certainly at least some of the time.
There's more to life than fights.
Did you guys decide to go... Did you call each other and say, let's double blast with the lilac, or is that just a coincidence?
This is just luck.
It's a happy coincidence.
Yeah.
Geniuses wear purple.
I just decided to wear purple. I got here. He's wearing purple, and he's got a fucking purple car, so he double purpled.
Yeah, well, that car infuriates me. Now,
Great gang.
I've read that lilac, and I'm going to call that lilac, is actually a head turner with the ladies. They're drawn to the color.
Really?
Yes. So
Makes
they say
sense.
if you're going to go out on a date, or you're going to go out on the town, you might want to throw some lilac on your body.
Or maybe ladies will see the lilac and think you're trying too hard.
Maybe, but it soothes my eye, and I
like
can't
it?
take my eyes off your torso.
But yet, you don't like his car.
No, his car, well...
Oh, you told Joe that off
Well,
air?
So
let's
it
get rid of that.
infuriates you.
Yeah, well, that...
Well, he
that-
doesn't know. He goes, "What do you have a wing on the back?"
Yeah, that fin is
That's
ridiculous.
the ass
Silly
down.
fuck.
But we don't need that fin, huh?
You do. They actually make a
You're in a
GT3
windbreaker.
touring package.
Hey.
The GT3.
Hey, you just attacked my personage. What?
What's wrong with a
windbreaker.
windbreaker? I mean, he's like one of them jogging dad type
Yeah.
characters.
No, I'm not. I'm
Jock
an
these nuts
athlete,
in your
and
mouth.
athletes keep their muscles warm.
Educate him on the wing, though.
The wing keeps the ass end down. That's what it does.
Yeah.
It's downforce.
But here's
It's
my
very
question.
important.
How come you buying a car in LA traffic where you got to keep the ass
I don't sit in
down?
traffic, bro.
You know I have one of those too, right? You know I have
know.
one with a wing, my
Right.
GT3 RS.
Whale tail, isn't that what they're called?
No, that's different. The whale tail is like
That's
it's
the
like
old school
it's
one.
like it's different. It's like the turbos. They had a whale tail. It's like a flat looking kind of thing that is a part of the rear deck. This is lifted above the rear deck. It's
Brackets.
an actual tail.
It has
Yeah.
brackets.
It's more
the whale
effective.
tail was all.
It is.
It's more effective.
They don't have whale tails anymore?
No. The whale tails went out with the 1993 turbo. Well,
They're expensive to buy now,
yeah,
though.
I guess you
Good
kind
luck in a whale tail
I
now.
like that.
Right,
Cars
those
are
are super
interesting.
expensive.
Cars like that
Sick.
are interesting because it's like this psychological thing for all guys. It's like, at least I know I have the power under my hood. I'm never going to use it, but I know I got
You
it.
still have a Tesla?
We all want to know we have it.
Listen to what you're talking
still got
about.
that
You're
Tesla?
a beta male, bro.
No, I'm not, dude.
You're a
Just because I'm in a
pussy.
windbreaker?
Right? Could there
Yeah, I
be
got a
more
Tesla.
beta comment? than
No.
that? God.
I
Yo,
just-
you
bro,
know,
I'm a
usually-
windbreaker.
I'm
You drive
about
a
utility,
Tesla,
bro.
If you drive fast, it's literally results in hundreds of pounds of downforce.
You don't
And
drive
as-
that fast.
You don't have to drive that fast to feel the difference.
Have you ever been
It
out of second gear in
grips.
that car?
Of course,
Dude,
it
I
has.
go very fast.
I hope
double
police.
clutch.
I hope the police are listening. I really do.
You beta, bro.
Because you're irresponsible.
You beta.
But you have that fucking Tesla. That thing's fast as shit.
Well, my buddy, Frank's got that. Frank Grillo has that.
Why don't you put the headphones on so we don't
Dodge.
talk over each other?
He's got that Dodge.
He has a
800
Challenger.
horsepower.
He has like a Hellcat that's souped up.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I beat him
He's
off
not
the
going
line.
through a midlife crisis. What were you saying?
I beat him off the line.
Oh, so you're racing irresponsibly on the streets
Oh,
where children
wow.
bro.
might drop
He started
a ball in the
bro.
traffic.
Fast and Furious.
Started
Yeah.
revving his engine. Don't rev your engine at me. I'm good, but if you rev your engine at me, I'll meet you halfway.
Why do you
understand?
care? Your engine doesn't even rev. Like,
Exactly.
wouldn't you just be cool about it?
Dude,
Like,
I've-
let him make his noise and pollute
You're gonna
the
get that.
environment.
You're gonna get that new Roadster, the one that they launched into
That is
space.
dope as fuck.
You're gonna get
that
that?
thing's got a 600-mile range.
I haven't
does?
seen it.
Yeah,
The new Tesla?
because it's lighter and they have more room for batteries and they're more efficient with the battery software and everything.
Does
now.
it not
600
look
miles
so
range.
That's my only
gay?
problem with the Tesla.
Oh, the Roadster
Does it look
looks
cool?
dope. The Roadster looks dope. It looks like a combination of a Ferrari and a Lotus.
Wow.
You never seen
What?
it? You never seen it?
No.
Pull up that.
My problem with
Roadster.
the Tesla right now is that the battery doesn't last long enough. It just
No,
doesn't.
it
And I
just
don't have
doesn't.
anywhere to charge it.
It'll
I mean,
get
unless
better
you're-
though. It'll get like the newer ones. Every year it'll get better.
There it is.
It
Look
can
at that
handle
motherfucker.
space.
dope.
It can handle space.
That's
we know
with
that.
the roof up.
That's a
Put
beautiful
the
car.
roof down.
Damn, you can
show a
drop the
picture
top
of the roof
down?
down.
Kids call it get the titties out.
Look at
Damn.
that. Look at that, son.
1.9 seconds?
1.9 seconds 0 to
What?
60. That's a demon. That car will make your fucking RS Porsche
Bro,
look like
watch
a
your fucking
slow.
tone,
I got
bro.
one too.
I
got one
know,
too. It'll
but-
make mine.
I'm
Look
getting
at that.
one. I'm getting one now.
1.9 seconds 0 to 60. That is a dope car.
Dude.
Can I? You know what?
250 miles an hour, dude.
my I don't
give a
621-mile range.
It just
Bro.
doesn't do it for me, dude.
Bro, I'm
That
getting
doesn't
it.
do it for you?
Nope.
That car.
I need a V10. I need a fucking V8 behind that bad boy.
You have an inline 6. in
Inline
your
6.
car.
I need something pretty
Look at
gnarly.
That, though. Look at that.
Dude, I'm getting that
Dude,
car.
That is a
just so I can be
radical-looking
faster
car.
than Brendan. Just so I can laugh at you.
You'll be a lot faster. You could drive that car to Vegas.
You can also suck
One
a dude
charge.
off.
You could suck a dude off.
What?
In that car. You
In
could
that
suck a
car?
dude
I
off.
wouldn't do that unless he was wearing lilac. Unless he was.
I don't know, man. I just can't get behind the electric car.
You will.
Well, I'm sure. Well, you seen the Porsche? You seen the Porsche electric car coming out? If anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be
But
Porsche.
the Porsche looks like dog shit compared to that.
How, dude? I don't. It's
Tesla
like I don't
looks
even know
way
you
better.
anymore, bro.
How much is that?
That Taycan?
dude?
The Porsche Taycan
you seen
electric
the
car?
all electric one?
Yeah, it looks like shit.
Jamie, bring that shit up.
Porsche, I think it's called a Taycan or something like that.
Is it?
Taycan.
It looks very similar to that, but way cooler.
How much is that
Porsche.
Tesla? How much is that Roadster Tesla?
They don't know yet because it hasn't been released, but probably
200.
like 200. Yeah, look at that. Ew.
What?
Ew.
What?
That does not look nearly as
No,
good.
that's a nice looking car.
You're not as good as the Tesla.
okay.
They're pretty similar, but it's a Porsche.
Okay.
It's a beautiful car.
The Tesla looks way better.
Nah, I
and I'm not
disagree.
saying it because my good friend Elon Musk makes it. By the way, we're good friends.
Oh, I forgot.
I like that.
By the
That's
way, he
long.
texts
Dude,
me.
that's not dope.
We text each other.
Do
I text
you?
Elon Musk. I'm his friend.
That's your best friend.
That's
I
kinda
bought
cool.
him a clock. See that clock over there? I got him one of those. Got him
Oh,
a custom
shit.
TGT Studios clock.
kinda cool.
No big deal.
you
Nothing
go, bro.
weird. Nothing weird about that. Don't be scared of that weed.
Is he still trying to build that subway underneath
That
the
motherfucker's trying to build
LA?
everything. He's if you like talk to him in private, I wish I could try his brain out for a day and find out what's going on in there. But it's just rattling around information constantly. Things are flying around,
Yeah.
and he just grabbing it and stuffing it into boxes and digging holes under the ground and shooting things to the moon. His brain just doesn't stop.
Is he single?
He is now. Holla.
When you talk to guys like that who are lateral thinkers, like you realize, like the guy who made me feel really dumb and almost like a fraud was
Brendan Schaub.
not Brendan Schaub, Peter Thiel. I was listening to him talk,
You
and I
met
went,
him?
yeah, I met him. I had dinner at his house tonight, and I was like, he was talking, and I realized that everything I say is basically an amalgam of the things I've read or heard.
And
this
he's
guy
one of the
thinks,
ones that write those things.
Yeah, he just thinks up things on his own. Like,
Well, you know, he started PayPal with Elon.
God damn, that's how those boys got rich?
Yeah.
PayPal?
It's one of the ways.
well, whenever you think you're a black belt, you realize you're a white belt. Here you go, buddy.
Pass
And
that shit to me. These pussies are going out.
Elon went on the podcast when he asked him a question, though. He really downloaded that data before he gave an answer.
Oh, boy.
Well, he's
Long pauses.
He's I would say he's very he's enthusiastic, almost like a child with certain things, like with his blowtorch gun, stuff like that. But when it comes to thinking about things, like he'll just sit down and pause before he gives you an answer. He wants to like really consider.
Very smart. Because I just go, blah, blah, and then fucking Tesla.
He's
Elon
thoughtful.
just-
But that's
Yeah.
also one of the charms of
calculated.
you is that you say stupid shit that you wish you didn't say right after you said it. And right after you said it, I know he's like, God damn, I probably should have said that.
Yeah, my
But I
entire
said
career,
it.
sir. Yeah.
But look how well it's going.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing
I'm
a
good.
Showtime special, fucking 2.5 years into comedy. Not even, right? How many years into comedy? By the
2
time
and
you
change.
film it, 2 and change.
2 and change.
That's outstanding. I say stick with what got you to the dance.
Yeah, that's
Keep
exactly
letting
right.
that verbal diarrhea.
Just keep going.
Until I get assassinated.
You'll get assassinated.
Things will get, yeah, the
You'll
snuff
be
sticks
fine.
on the wall.
You're saying funny shit. It's not mean.
Why do you
What's
think
that
you'd
guy
get
got-
assassinated?
What's that
Are
guy
you-
got going in
you
his
talking
stomach?
some mad shit?
Which guy?
I just say crazy shit.
Hey, what's the referee wearing? The referee's like wearing something around his waist.
A paunch?
No. It's like some
Please
sort
be
of
a fanny
electronics
pack.
or something.
Please be
It's a fanny pack.
Is it?
Maybe he just has a fat dick.
Maybe he's good.
Because he
No, you see what I'm saying?
On
Like-
both sides, he's carrying something.
It looks like in the front. Maybe it is a fanny pack. Damn, we don't know who's fighting.
Jing Lang.
Jing Lang
He is a beast.
and
Jing Lang, I do know,
Zawada.
the Chinese
and
fella.
Zawada. Yes, he is.
Is he?
Okay,
How
so
long has he
Jing
been in the
Lang?
UFC?
folks watching at home, 4 minutes and 37, 36, 35, 34, 33 seconds into the first round.
Dude,
So
fuck
if you
this
can-
card. If it ain't Chuck Tito, I ain't watching.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
They fighting today, right?
Oh, well, you ain't watching.
I guess. Yeah, that's fine. They're fighting tonight.
Is there an undercard for that, or they just...
There's
Yeah.
an undercard with like
They look-
19
They both
fights.
look in great shape, right?
Yes.
They both look in great
Chuck
shape.
looks in great shape.
Chuck has a gigantic vein across his
Yeah.
bicep.
They've been tested,
That's
too.
a good sign.
Pretty
Chuck
strict.
always had that, like, kind of, his belly always sticks
Power,
out.
we call it the power gut.
Power gut. He's
Yeah.
always had that, even when he was at the top of the food chain. When he was the best light
Oh,
heavyweight.
oh,
Oh, shit. Zawada clipped him.
Damn, Jing Lang. Jing Lang.
Even when Chuck was at the top of the food chain, he always had that.
Always.
That's just how he's built. He's just built odd. Tito was pointing at it. It was really funny. He was like making fun of him, but he was wearing a shirt.
Yeah, he didn't have
Like, it
this-
didn't make any
Yeah, it was
sense.
strange.
Like, Tito,
The whole
you're wearing
thing's-
a shirt.
The whole thing's been a little strange.
Well-
I think they should have done like, because those guys should go out on their shields as Hall of Famers. I wish, Chuck said when they wanted to do the fight, he called Dana. Dana was like, get the fuck out of here. It ain't happening. Good luck, though. And so I wish they would have done like a tough finale or like a big card, and they're just like a feature fight.
You
or
know
some
what?
Shit.
I
wanna
support.
see it.
I support everyone's right to do whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it, as long as they're not hurting anybody. And this goes into that, right? I support your right to bull ride. I support your right to skydive.
Yep.
You do whatever you want to do, man. And if these guys, like, what is our thought? And if they don't do this, they're going to live forever? No, I mean they know the risk. They're big boys.
Yep.
You know, the real question is like. Should they be doing
They
it?
went through all the testing because I said I had Chuck into both on my show. I asked Chuck, I'm like, you've gone through all the testing with the commission in California, because when I was fighting, going through California commissions, they're by far the strictest. You do
Yeah.
not want to fight here. If you're taking protein powder, they're the worst. Chuck's like, I went through all the California commission shit. I'm like, damn.
Well,
everything.
I'm a big fan of this guy who runs it in California, Andy Foster.
He's a beast.
He's really on top of the ball. He's super proactive. He's really smart. He used to fight himself. Lifelong martial artist. Full respect for the sport. Super progressive about people's weight cuts. Doesn't want people cutting a shitload of weight in his state. He tries to monitor their hydration. He wants to get your weight out in advance. He's ahead of it with everything.
He's not a dinosaur.
He's ahead of it also with weight classes. They instituted more weight classes in California
He's
early
the best,
on.
I would say.
Are you guys aware of how ONE FC does their wins?
Yeah.
You guys talked about on the podcast.
How do they do it?
Ben
Oh,
Askren
you guys talked
explained
about it.
it.
Yeah.
How do they do it?
They don't. There's no weight cutting, man. There's
Really?
no weight cutting. They do hydration tests. Yeah, they do hydration tests.
So you
and
fight whatever is closest to your natural weight, which
They-
I think makes
they
sense.
They're the ONE FC 100% is doing it better than anybody else. 100%.
You know what the problem with that is, though? Some
Doing
people
what? The
have
weight cutting,
bodies.
Yes. They stopped the weight cutting. It's not
So
necessary.
it's the divisions.
The division is what you weigh. So Ben Askren went up to 185. He was 170, and they jumped him up to 185, which is like his real walk-around weight. You know, and he's still
How do they
champion.
determine what that weight is? There's got to be an official weigh-in.
There's got to be
some
a weight.
point.
Look, you could always manipulate your weight and stay healthy within a certain range of your discipline, right?
Still way safer
Like, and
than
you
what
would
they're
still
doing.
be
Yeah.
hydrated. So if you, like, say if you said your best weight is 165, you just decided that. All you would have to do is make sure you got your body weight down and do it over a long period of time, so that you're doing cardio, you're eating right, you're making sure, and then keep your weight in that range. Like, you could decide to fluctuate 10 pounds one way or the other and still be fairly healthy. It's just a matter of
100%.
how much certain kinds of exercise you do and how much time. But the thing about the certain kinds of exercise is once people got some power, they don't want to give that power up.
Right.
And if you're like 175 but jacked, and you really would be better off 165 but a little thinner.
Yeah.
You know, like cardio-wise, a lot of guys don't want to give up that power.
But also, some guys are huge for their weight class, and for whatever reason, like Darren Till, and who's the guy in Bellator who lost to Rory Markham in the title fight, Rory McDonald?
Douglas Lima.
Those guys are giant for their weight class.
Beast.
And I think sometimes some people have the kind of body, like some people have a body like they're 230, but their weight's all on their ass and legs, and they have small upper bodies. And maybe that's not as good as someone like, I don't know, who has like Darren
You
Till.
know what,
who
man?
Till's
But
big,
see,
though,
that's
but
all.
Till's
That's
gonna
all,
fight at 85.
that's all well and good. But the real thing should be, what do you really weigh?
Yeah.
All the other stuff is bullshit.
Right.
All the other stuff is just we've just agreed upon this because we've been doing it this way for so long. It should be get to a healthy weight. What do you weigh? And there's got to be more weight classes.
Well, it's
That's the
from a
only way
wrestling
you're gonna
background,
fix it.
right?
Yep.
All we are
Yep.
is copying a
How do
wrestling.
they test the
blueprint.
hydration?
They make
blood.
you urinate,
PB.
and they check your urine, and they check the weight of your urine. That's one of the ways. There's a bunch of different sophisticated ways to do it, but
The weight of your
yeah,
urine.
because the more minerals and the more stuff is in your urine, it indicates how much water you have in your body, like what percentage of water you have in your body, whether or not you're dehydrated. Just make sure. I might be wrong about that.
So if you
Let's double
pee,
up
so
on
when
that.
you pee a clear, that means you're more hydrated,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And the darker
but it doesn't
is,
necessarily. No, not if you've taken a bunch of vitamins.
Yeah,
you
they're
can
like-
still pee
it's like
dark,
bright yellow.
Yeah,
Oh, my shit will be toxic.
close in the
damn.
dark.
Neon.
Stinks.
Yeah.
Neon.
Like they
Ninja
say,
Turtle shit.
some of it does come out in your urine, but some of it still is getting absorbed in your body. It's not all of it that's going out in your urine. It's still a good idea to take multivitamins.
ONE FC hired Misha Tate too.
Yeah.
As like the.
She's moving there. She's going
I
to
know.
move to Singapore.
I know. I think it's a smart move, man. She's a smart girl.
Singapore's a great place to live.
Hey man, I mean
what I heard.
they might seriously be looking at her as like a big time executive, like the female Dana White for Asia.
Sounds like that's what
You
they're
know?
doing.
Well, Rich Franklin's doing it too, though, right? Doesn't he have a big role over there as well?
Yep.
Huge role,
What
right?
does he do over there?
I'm not sure what he does, but He's got like some kind of executive job.
And does he live in Singapore as well?
Yep.
Damn,
Wow.
Frank from
You gotta
Cincinnati,
live there.
Singapore.
Rich
You have to,
Franklin.
right?
You have to.
Misha's
Singapore.
was headed there.
Yeah. They're not going to commit to you unless you commit to them.
Now, did Brandon
Wow.
Vera just won? Did he? Was that in ONE FC? Did
Yeah.
you see his fight?
Yeah.
Dude, Brandon Vera
He took
is a
like 2 years off.
monster
Dude,
at
still
heavyweight.
doing it. Oh,
a monster
fuck
at
fighting.
heavyweight.
He looks amazing.
Dude, he looks so good.
The guy he beats
He's
no
terrifying.
punk either, and he's starched.
Wasn't he
dude.
an Olympic Greco guy, Brandon Vera?
No.
But he was-
He was a very,
Olympic.
very
He was
good
high-level
wrestler.
Greco, yeah.
Very good wrestler. And you know what the funny thing is really what he's known for is his kickboxing.
Amazing.
You know, he had a
kickboxer.
hard time in the UFC, dude, because there was this one period of time where they were in contract negotiations, and I feel like he lost a lot of momentum there.
Well, because remember he beat Frank Mir,
Frank Mir,
and
KO'd him.
and then goes, I'm going to be the light heavyweight champion and heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
What's up? And then there were issues.
Yeah, then there were
And
issues.
then he was like out for a while.
Yeah,
and
he was
then
out
came
for a
back
long
and it was
time.
tough, man.
he got his
came
nose
back.
fucking.
Well, he came back, and didn't he also fight Fabricio Verdum, and he got trapped under the mount? Wasn't it Verdum who TKO'd him?
Was it Verdum? I remember.
I feel like Verdum just handled him.
I remember you realized he had really good jiu-jitsu. 'Cause remember he submitted,
that
what's that dude's name? Brazilian cat. Fuck, I'm forgetting his name now. But he submitted him
Asuario
via-
Silva?
Yeah, via guillotine.
Big dude.
Yeah, big dude.
He guillotine.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has
sick.
skills, dude. He
Yeah,
trained at 10th
black belt.
Planet. I was there with him at 10th Planet one day.
But he
Way
was
back in the
also,
day.
he
he
Bomb
dropped in.
Squad
He
days.
dropped in a few times.
Yeah,
But
the
he
Bomb
was
Squad
also
days.
trained by homeboy.
Rob Kamen.
No,
Yes.
for kickboxing,
Yeah,
but
Fabricio
jiu-jitsu.
Verdum.
The black
He was
dude.
he was in San Diego. I think-
Alliance. He's
He
been with
is
Alliance forever.
But he was a
Yeah.
black belt. Who's the black dude? And
Lloyd
he trains
Irvin.
Lloyd Irvin. Yeah,
Yeah, he was with
Mike
Lloyd Irvin.
Easton.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
Lloyd
right.
Irvin.
Exactly.
He's
Yeah.
a Lloyd Irvin
Dude,
guy.
Brandon
Vera
Vera's a
has
bad
fucking
motherfucker.
skills.
Well, what's
Great
crazy
guy,
is
too.
How old
his
is he?
wrestling and his grappling was like what you would think if you looked at his skill set. But it's like he just got so good at striking. Like early
Amazing.
on, he was known more of a striker than
Oh,
anything.
by far.
Yeah.
Dude, remember when Frank Mir came back after the motorcycle
Oh, yeah.
accident? Like, here's Brandon Vera. And Brandon Vera went, cool story. knee, and just
Yeah,
fucked him
he
up.
fucked him up.
It was
Didn't he?
horrible.
Doesn't he have
Yeah.
a head kick knockout too? Brandon
Brandon
Vera?
Vera, he's got a bunch
Dude,
of
you
them
see
in
him
one
a bunch.
FC.
A bunch. You see
In
him
one
I meant
FC.
like in the UFC.
big time head kick knockout.
Well, he knocked
yeah.
out Frank Mir with a head kick.
Oh, shit.
Who smashed
Didn't
his
he?
nose? His
Didn't
nose
he?
got so fucked up in one fight. Remember?
Brandon
He-
Vera's
Yeah,
nose?
his nose was literally completely flat.
had
I think
some
it was a
great
hand.
He's had
wins,
some
man.
tough fights, man.
Yeah.
He had
But
some
in ONE
tough
FC, you
fights.
see him soccer kick dudes in the face?
Dude, it's
No.
wrong. When they let him kick people on the ground. First of all, he's so
You
much
haven't seen
bigger
it, dude?
now.
No.
Dude, he's so jacked now.
He's
and
so
some
jacked.
poor soul he fought was like, oh, there's soccer kicks? Not worried. Dude.
So you're allowed to kick that
While
guys
the
on the
guys
ground?
are on the ground, he's soccer kicking
Crow
them
Cop
in the
Waterman
head.
style.
It's bad.
That's
dude.
not a good
Look that
rule.
up.
I think that
like
rule's
on their back.
It's fighting.
Getting
It's
head
fighting.
kicked.
Dude,
Oh, no,
but
no.
that soccer head kick, they'll make you rethink your entire
The soccer head
life.
kick, there's so much power in that.
Part of the game.
It is probably the most
Only in China.
powerful kick you could do, honestly. It's one of those weird kicks that doesn't really show up in martial arts, except if they're, you allow someone to kick someone when they're down. Because that's the only time or ever you can generate that kind of power. Because if you really think about it, like everything else, you got to kind of teach your foot to do this.
Yeah.
You got to teach your body to do this.
Yeah.
You got to teach yourself. But this.
A kid does that.
Everybody
You're talking
does
about the
that.
Charlie Brown
And if
kids.
you could get this
That's the Charlie Brown.
from like 1 foot away
Yeah.
and just fucking
Dude.
wham.
Oh.
Everybody can
you
do
know
that.
how
Especially if you played
violent
some.
that is?
Oh my
If you
God,
played
it's
some
so
He can
fucking
hold
violent.
their
soccer.
head. He can.
Really?
Dude.
Everybody can do
if-
that.
Jamie, bring Brandon Vera up.
First of
fucking
all,
kicking somebody's
Brandon
face
Vera
off.
looks like a video game
I
character
need to see him
now.
because he used to be flat. His
He
body
looks-
was flat.
Oh no, he looks like
No.
Saget off Street Fighter now.
Dude, he's
he
a
looks like
giant
Saget
man.
off Street Fighter.
Is that,
without the eye
is that
patch.
from eating a lot of steak?
Yes. What do you think? He's like 230 now, 240 maybe?
Every bit of
Oh,
it.
no, that's a
And
big
that's just
man.
one. That's just one. Look at this was
Wow.
Look at this.
Boom!
Oh Jesus!
But
Christ.
this one is
He's
just-
athletic as
That's
shit.
not a bad
That's
one.
just one. There's another one when he's head kicking the guy while the guy's down. He just soccer
He was like
kicks
the first
shit
real
out of
like
him.
big time athlete that I remember.
God.
But some people think that this is a better way
Oh,
to express fighting because this is realistic.
I
Like
disagree.
Oh, that's in
Oh,
the back,
the
of the
back
head.
of the head.
I think that's bad. I think that's bad.
I like it.
Eddie, I was just kidding. Eddie
I
loves
like
that
it.
shit. Too barbaric, man.
Yeah.
I would like to see headbutts. Bring the headbutts
oh,
back.
this fight is over? No.
That's Cambodia.
In between rounds. we're not even paying attention to this fight at all. We're watching extraneous fights. This is when people get mad.
No one
You
paid
guys aren't
attention to
even
these fights.
Fucking watching.
This is a good
them.
fight. This is actually a really good fight.
Hey, you know,
Yeah, I've been watching.
UFC Fight Pass is working on getting this league that I think it's in Burma, where you just wrap your hands. It's Muay Thai kickboxing with headbutts.
Yeah,
legal.
It's what is it called? Lechway? How do you say it?
Yeah, it's called
what-
Lethway or something. Lethway,
Yeah.
I think. Lethway.
It's a
Left
fight
way.
league.
They're working
Yeah,
on getting
what
that,
is that word?
on Fight Pass.
in
How crazy would that be?
in
So
fight
what, they put
world.
ropes on their hands?
Yeah, they
Like-
wrap their hands up with something. I'm not sure.
But barely.
But the
So-
fact
Yeah.
that headbutts are legal,
Yeah.
holy shit.
So Frank Grillo in Fight World went to Cambodia and lived with them and studied with them. And the problem is they don't have ice in Cambodia. They're so poor. So when they get hit in the face and stuff, they
fucked.
just stay swollen.
So between rounds.
Lethway.
Lethway. It's
you go.
I
incredible.
wonder how they
There's
say it. I
some
wonder how you
epic
pronounce it.
shots,
Really?
highlights,
Yeah.
of
Elbows,
Headbutts?
headbutts.
standing against the ropes. Boom, just dudes just drop.
And are you allowed to hit to the back of the head?
You can do everything.
I'm not sure about that.
You know, Eddie and I have talked about this 100 times, but it's an important fact that when you watch head kicks, there's a lot of the time head kicks are landing to the back of the head. Like you say,
Wraps
you can't
around.
hit someone in the back of the head, right? It's
Yeah.
not supposed to be legal.
Yeah.
If I go over your shoulder and I kick you,
And
I'm
you turn just
kicking,
a little
I'm
bit.
kicking the back
Did
of
you
your
ever
head.
see
it's
Ernesto
emotion.
Hoost?
So do punches,
Yes,
though. Like a lot of
100%.
right hands,
Yep.
a guy turn it hits him right
Yep.
in the fucking
Yep.
back of the head.
Bring,
Yep.
bring up
There's
Ernesto
There's
Hoost.
nothing you can do.
Bring up Ernesto Hoost when he hits Maurice Green.
Smith.
Maurice Smith.
Yeah.
Dude, he wraps his head
Yep.
around your fucking head, and his neck
His
just
foot
goes
around your head.
His
Yeah.
neck just went. Boom,
Yeah.
Oh,
That was tough. I was good friends with Maurice when that was going on. Maurice was fighting when, you know, he probably shouldn't have been doing it
Denver's
anymore.
finest.
well, Ernesto Hoost is,
But I mean, he was fighting like pro kickboxing while he was also doing MMA.
Right.
And like Maurice is a world class kickboxer. But I really think for you to fight a guy like Ernesto Hoost, you kind of have to be kickboxing all the time.
You got to
course.
be all in.
Of course.
Yeah. And
You
Maurice,
see what he does?
Look
Look
at
at
that. Yeah. And Maurice, like for real, was a super skilled world champion kickboxer. But he had been doing.
Oh,
Yeah, man,
my
that's
God.
rough.
How do you look at that? He lifts his. Watch this.
Dude, he was so good.
Oh, Ernesto
Mr.
Hoost is a
Perfect.
bad-
Remember his
Badass.
fights against Bob Sapp?
Yeah, dude,
those
his,
are fun
this.
too.
Look at the way
his
he kicked. Watch
fucking
this.
leg kicks, man, they're the best.
Look at the way he punches, though.
Yeah, he did everything awesome. But the
God.
thing about him,
Oh.
didn't you know? Here's another one. Look at him now. He looks like a super fighter game too, right? Doesn't he look like some kind of video game character
Yes.
in these images? Well,
For
then go to him early in his career. He was a bag of bones, man.
Really?
Yeah, he was skinny.
What do you think? You
he
just
was
got
like
a good diet, or-
160.
He was
Yeah,
young. He
just
was
a
young.
good diet.
He was just
Dude,
young.
for real, he was real thin. He was very long and almost like style bender like.
Great
And then he
fighter.
got super jacked
Then he got
later
the
in his
Francis.
career.
Oh, no, look at
Damn,
him.
Crow Cop. Dude, his leg kicks were sensational.
How about when Bob Sapp beat him?
Yeah, right?
Dude,
Do you think that
twice.
was a real fight?
Fuck
you
yeah,
think those
it
are
was.
real?
Fuck yeah, that
Fuck
shit was
yeah, it
real.
was
real
real.
to me.
Dude, Bob Sapp is a giant human being.
375.
That is a,
But
They
that's
faked a
whole
lot of
different
fights,
world.
though.
Did Bob
they
Sapp-
faked a
did-
lot of fights.
How dare you, Eddie?
True,
Man.
Eddie.
But did,
No, he's
But
right.
did Bob Sapp have the fuck up shoulder, or was it Ernesto? And remember, they kept hitting it, and that's what stopped the fight. Remember he had a fucked up shoulder?
No, that was a different fight. I think you're thinking of a different fight.
No, I'm not.
This-
One of them had a really fucked up shoulder, and he kept kicking it. And he was like,
Ernesto
no, no, no.
kept kicking
Yeah, he
it?
was like, no.
Maybe
Pretty
that
sure
was
that's Bob Sapp.
that had to be one that he lost because he won the two fights that he had against Ernesto that I'm aware of.
Bob Sapp
right?
did.
Didn't he, Eddie? Bob Sapp beat Ernesto.
Yeah, he
Hoost,
beat
right?
him.
That's
thought
all
it
I
was
know
due
is
to
that he
had a
beat him
fucked up
once.
shoulder.
I don't remember the second fight or if they even fought twice or three times. I just remember Bob Sapp beating him.
Do you know, when you really think about it, man, you know, Maurice Smith worked with Bob Sapp as well, taught him a lot about kickboxing. But when you think about it, Maurice was like the first real high-level kickboxer to become successful at MMA.
Yep.
Right? The first world champion. When you remember when he fought Conan Silveira and head kicked him, everybody was like,
Yep.
you can't beat a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. You're definitely not going to beat him.
And
by,
Coleman. Remember when
with
he fought
striking.
Coleman?
Dude,
And
I
he
was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
So was I. We were at that
That's
fight
right.
together.
That's right. We were there together.
God damn.
I remember
How long
being
ago was
so
that?
impressed with
1996?
him.
Holy shit.
Right? 96,
No,
97?
I think it was 97. 97, it might have even been 98.
He kept saying,
He
come on,
gassed.
come on, come on,
Yeah,
come on,
come
Mark,
on, man.
ground and pound me. Ground and pound me.
He goes, come on, Mark. You going to ground and
Bang.
pound me? Come, ground and pound me. Wah!
And you did,
Jeez.
and you saw,
Dude.
Mark at one point got kicked one too many times and just went stopped, and everybody
Yeah.
went, oh, dog, you know.
He did
but-
take down Maurice Smith a
Yes,
couple times.
he
but
did.
The problem was Maurice Smith has a very good defensive guard.
Yeah.
High level recovery.
And
like he doesn't really
fantastic
attack
cardio.
Yeah.
Who was he
Exactly.
working with?
He's
he was
also-
working with
Frank
someone.
Matt
Shamrock
Hume.
did a lot
Matt
of
Hume.
work with Frank Shamrock.
Frank
And
Shamrock.
Matt
Matt Hume.
He was also
yeah,
in
he was
first-
good friends with Shamrock.
He was also an easy 230, like just a natural 230.
Yeah.
He actually played lockdown too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, look, Maurice Smith is a smart guy, and
Yes.
his kickboxing was so high level, man. When he started fighting these MMA fighters, and they realized that he could defend himself off of his back, but if you're standing up with him, you're just fucked, man.
Yeah, the problem was Mark Coleman wasn't never really worked on his guard passing back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just assumed that when you take someone down, you just get on top of them and beat the shit out of them. But that's true if you don't have
Good
any kind of
defense.
guard. But
Yeah.
Maurice Smith had a professional defensive guard.
Yeah, and also this is the headbutt days. That was headbutt days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When
I don't think they fought
the
with
guard
gloves
stance
on
was
either.
different.
Did they
the
have
guards,
gloves?
You would overhook here.
They had
And-
gloves, right?
Oof.
Yeah, they definitely
They
had
had
gloves.
gloves.
They
Yeah.
had
Side
gloves.
kick?
Yeah.
Do you remember the
shit.
the most important guard position when there's headbutts are allowed?
Oh, gotta grab the back of the head.
No.
Dude, he
Oh,
won.
hold
He
on.
won.
It
This
was
guy. Sorry,
overhook
guys,
on the
guys, look at
side.
this.
Right.
He just
That was
won
amazing.
with a
Gut
side
kick.
kick. With a
To
front
the
foot
gut,
side kick.
straight to the gut.
Damn, a
No,
front
he's
foot
a
side
beast,
kick.
man. He's had some great fights in the UFC.
Man,
John Jones dropped Vitor Belfort with a front leg side kick once.
that was
Remember
amazing. I've never seen that. That was a
Front
foot
leg side kick, one of the most underrated kicks. People just don't do it that good.
Do you think Vitor Belfort's cage side tonight with Chuck Tatum rushes the cage?
and says, "I won't fight both you pussies."
But
that
he's
kinda
just
shit?
fucking juiced to the
Yeah.
gills, and we're like, yeah.
It probably will happen.
Yeah, it'd be
If
sick.
they'd let him, if the UFC let him go over there, if they let
Oh,
him
that's
leave,
right. I
if
bet
they-
Dana
listen,
will. He let
listen,
Chuck
man,
do it.
and they'll have him too. You know, if they just you got to regulate medications,
Okay.
make sure that
Hey,
everything's okay.
Come on.
I mean, if they're
on.
testing Chuck and Tito, you got to test Vitor too.
Vitor can't fight Kelly. Let's not do that.
Okay, let's only have him fight in like.
That's gonna be on an Indian reservation.
What
or
way
some
was
shit.
this? What way was this fight?
I don't know.
185?
170.
170?
Yeah, is it
Big
lightweight?
170ers.
Dude, how
Or
about
welterweight, rather?
Ponzinibbio versus Neil Magny?
Yeah, man, he looked really good.
Ponzinibbio's a real problem for people.
He looks really
Fuck,
good.
He's good, man.
He looks really
Neil
good.
Magny, I don't know if it's the jet lag or what. He's my boy,
Yeah.
but it was a late start, and he got ate the fuck up.
Yeah, he got chewed up. He
He said he got poked in the eye like early in the first round, and he just couldn't decide like depth. He had no idea what to do, so he's just always like waiting.
Fuck,
Ponzinibbio.
that's a real problem, man. And you
Yeah.
know, there's a solution in the works. I can't talk about it. I'm sworn
What's
to
a problem?
secrecy. Eye pokes.
Goggles.
Yeah, no, they have a
dare
better
you.
glove design that they're working on
UFC
right
is
now.
doing it?
That someone's
Dude,
working
I
on. I can't
also-
say anything.
Dude-
I already said too much.
Giant gecko hands.
Dude, I also heard they're doing something about a rumor. It's a super rumor. Not starting anything.
Dude, what a
USADA in 2019. That might be like
Really? Really? Boom! Look at that side kick to the body and then nasty left hands.
You mean they
Boom,
might get rid of
boom, out
USADA
go
and
the
we're back
lights.
to the
Look
old
at that.
days?
That's crazy.
I don't know if they're
Homeboy
getting rid of
lands
it,
a
but
side
maybe a
kick.
little.
That is so crazy. Side kick to the body. But especially the way he threw it. I mean, he really got his weight behind it. You could fuck people up with that, man.
Set of lips on him.
It's like we all accept that the front leg side or the turning side kick or spinning back kick, we all accept that puts people out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how much harder is your turning side kick than your front leg side kick?
Way harder.
harder.
But
Significantly.
But how much does it take really to make your body cave in? Because my front leg side kick is way harder than my left hook. Way harder.
Your front foot.
Front leg side kick.
Really?
So yeah. So if you think like, of course you can left hook someone in the body and drop them and fuck them up bad. You hit them in the liver, right? Well, why wouldn't you think that you could do that also with a front leg side kick on a regular basis?
Yeah.
You just got to have a quicker snap to it.
Takes,
That's what most
takes
of
a
these
long
guys,
time to develop. That's the
It
problem.
does. It takes. You got to develop that quick snap, and that's what most guys are missing. Most guys, it comes out too slow.
The,
so it's like a push.
the body's more designed for a left hook. Like you can keep the power in your left hook probably till you're in your 60s versus a front foot side kick is an athletic move.
Josh, just
It
think
is
there's really
definitely
no
a coordinated
heavyweights who
move,
kick
yeah.
that much.
No. Well,
It's really- definitely a
Volkov.
A little bit, but not like crazy.
Volkov is
He has some
he's
good kicks.
He's a good kicker.
Yeah.
yeah, he
But
front
nothing
kicks
like
a lot.
crazy.
No, nothing like a Crow Cop type character. No, there's no one in the UFC
For the
right
big
now
guys, there's really not.
That's a kicker. Who else? Well, there must be someone we're not thinking of. Marcin Tybura kicks a lot. But he's not like a
devastating
Barboza,
kicks?
not like a
No.
heavyweight
Fuck no.
Barboza.
There's no like just monster with the kicks.
Yeah, I was hoping that was going to be something we would acquire, right? Like get some sort of Rico Verhoeven type character.
Yeah, because he's fighting MMA and he's training at AKA.
Well, listen, stand-up wise, he's on not just one level, but
Oh, my
so many
God.
levels above most people in MMA.
Really?
Rico
But
Verhoeven is a monster.
As far as strict
dude.
stand-up, but that doesn't always come
Translate.
over. It doesn't translate.
No.
It doesn't translate. You gotta like the distance is different, the timing, your
Look.
stance.
Verhoeven is something special, and he's a
yes.
big giant guy with
Have you ever
crazy
seen him,
cardio.
Brian?
No.
Crazy
You never
cardio.
seen
Is he
him?
obviously a Dutch guy? One of those
Dude,
giant
he is
milk-fed Dutch
Jack
guys?
City.
Jacked.
Really?
Yeah, he's about 240 plus pounds, and the guy has mad cardio. It's one of the crazy things about him. He puts a crazy pace on these guys, and he's a striker.
Have you seen some of his MMA fights?
No.
Who the fuck is fighting that poor soul? I mean, he's just.
There he is
Oh,
right there.
Lord have mercy.
You want some of that, B?
Fuck is going
You
on?
want some of that?
Yeah, see if you can find a.
Well, I mean, I'd
reel.
have to use my kicks.
Dude, and he's at
Yeah.
hey B, and he's at AK training with DC Kane.
Yeah.
Dude, hey guys, I've sparred.
Whoa.
Hey, what is this?
Bro, what the fuck you showing us, Jamie?
Bro, he's an
on your own.
absolute.
Right there, I
look
don't
at
Hey,
that.
don't you
I
do
thought it was
that.
about to be his
He's a
boyfriend for a second.
giant Dutchman.
See
He's
if
a
you
giant
find-
Dutchman.
Find a highlight reel. Find a highlight reel. Wow, he's a monster, dude.
Oh my Lord!
And
Great hair too.
And he's a young guy.
Yeah, that
I
guy's
mean, I
in
think-
shape who he's fighting.
I mean, I don't even know. That,
all the
that guy
highlights.
survived too.
That guy's beat some of the best in the world out of all the guys. Not that the guy's not highly
Actually, he's like
skilled.
big
he
country,
looks like
though.
my uncle. No,
can take a beating.
No, that big guy's supposed to be super tough.
for sure.
Look at
like
that. But people like that kind of shit. You know, it's like
Oof.
people love when Big Roy wins by knockout.
They trust. Yes, they do.
Wow, look at that.
Isn't it weird? Like, I must do fucking tons of cardio, but the gut just stays.
He just ate the wrong food, bro. Look at that fucking combo. But look at his kicks, man. I mean, Rico Verhoeven.
go to his
smooth,
MMA fight.
son.
Go to his MMA fight. Some guy gets fucking starched, and you can't. He's not fighting experienced dudes.
Wait. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I was going to his MMA fight.
Just who's running this shit, Ben? You can't listen.
I'm all over the place, Jamie.
His
Yeah.
kicks are so.
You were
awful.
trying to watch some of this stuff.
God, knees, kicks.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Jesus Christ is right.
How old is he?
I don't even think he's 30.
17.
Boom! He's 15 years old. Right
Rico,
now.
Russian?
If I had he's Dutch.
15.
If I had to guess, I would say he's like 29. How old is he?
I'd say he's in his 30s.
Can't check it. All
The
right, good.
Dutch are the tallest people in the world, right? They're
Let's
the
find
biggest
out.
people in the world in general.
Are they?
Yeah,
They're
the
giant
Dutch.
people. I don't know if they're the biggest people in the world, but they
I heard they're the
average-
tallest people in the world. On
Dude,
average.
I'd love to see him and Alistair Overeem go at an MMA. Couple of big boys.
Alistair would take him down for sure.
Alistair's a very good grappler.
But Alistair would definitely stand up with him for a little bit,
for sure.
which is what he does. But he would take him down. Alistair, very underrated grappler.
Oh, amazing grappler.
Yeah, and his ground and pound will fuck you up. It's a real problem.
Really, he was known for his guillotine for a little bit.
Yeah, and it's also he's just had so many more MMA fights.
He's been fighting for 100 years.
Yeah,
He's good at everything.
but Verhoeven,
Verhoeven's a
he
beast.
has an advantage over basically everybody right
Saki.
now in heavyweight.
Saki
Yeah.
has that smooth build too, where he's just like, you know what?
Oh my God, look at him.
But what's interesting is Saki. What is he fighting? 185 in the UFC?
Yeah.
Is that
Or
what
no,
he's fighting?
205.
205.
But he should be
Yeah.
a 185er.
Yeah, that's what it is, right?
Yeah, he should be fighting
29.
85.
What's that, bro?
29. 29 years old.
Van Hooven.
29 years old. Van
No.
Hooven. Rico
So
Verhoeven
is
not
he
even
in the
30.
UFC yet or no?
Oh, no,
He's making his way through, smaller organizations. So show me one of his MMA fights.
Holy shit, he fights MMA?
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Some poor soul who's 0-1
What's his name?
fighting him.
Rico Verhoeven.
Rico Verhoeven.
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 Yeah, you gotta.
He's
I
a
don't
real
know.
problem. And he's
Okay.
training with Kane
And what division?
DC. Heavyweight.
What?
Every bit
He's
of
huge,
heavy.
dude. I mean, he's like 6'4".
You better get that jiu-jitsu together,
Isn't he
though.
about 6'4"?
He's a big boy.
He's a big
6'4",
boy.
Yeah.
Big boy and 240 jacked.
Don't let the golden snitch
Phenomenal
around
shape.
him, though. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe.
probably-
Maybe
There's
wait
been a
till
lot of
2019.
great strikers coming
Let's
through.
wait and see what happens next year.
So what do you
he's
think
got
is
to get
happening?
that jiu-jitsu together.
Oh, for sure, right? Yeah. What do you think is happening?
Again, rumor on super dark web rumor is that there's going to be a change with USADA moving forward a little bit.
Is this him, Jamie, in this video?
Yep. The other video I found was
Fighters
Oh
won't-
shit! He took the
Bad-
guy
bad
down.
quality.
Nice. Maybe he's good at jiu-jitsu.
He's an athlete.
Look,
so
he's
gonna pick up
mounting
on
him.
it.
Holy shit!
Oh,
okay.
the body. Oh shit.
Dude, you do not want that guy on top of you, ground and
Oh
pounding you.
shit!
Oh no.
Looks
That's so
like his.
weird.
Looks like who knows? Maybe he's really good on the ground.
Show me that again, Jamie. Show me the beginning part of it again.
This must have been a while ago if it's on Inside MMA. He's still doing that high cover-up, which obviously worked there.
Man, he had to take the dude down.
Yeah, that was a wild little exchange. I mean, that dude did not. They came to throw at each other. That guy was not avoiding him.
I like how he's punching the ribs
terrible
from the
idea.
mount.
Oh,
Who does
dude.
that?
There's
Punching the
another-
ribs
his
from
most
the mount.
recent fight, he
He can hit you
starches
so hard, man. He can hit you. So when you get a real striker on top of you,
Oh,
that
God.
actually could turn their hips
generate
in.
the force.
Yeah. Do you remember when Crow Cop got on top of Gabriel Gonzaga? The rematch, the revenge fight.
The
and he
elbows?
smashed him with elbows.
Yeah.
Oh, they were horrific.
Horrible.
Horrific.
And then Then Gabriel got good with elbows from the bottom. Didn't he fuck somebody up from the bottom?
Look at the Uriah Faber in this corner there. Look at this.
Here it is.
More recent fight. I think.
This is
This is more
Can't tell
more.
if it's the same one but the video is more recent.
This is Rico Verhoeven. This looks like the same
I
fight,
think it's
isn't
the
it?
same one.
I
No,
think it's the
different
same
guy.
How
fight.
many has he
Different
had?
Is it? James?
That looks like the same
It says
guy.
a
the same
debut,
guy.
but I don't know how it would be.
No, this is the same
Same
fight.
guy.
Yeah, same guy.
Dude.
For a kickboxer, I mean,
Okay.
not bad passing.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna learn, right?
high.
He's also smart. So, like, what got him to become an elite kickboxer, that kind of intelligence as well as hard work, he's just gonna translate that to MMA. He's just got to make sure that he fixes the holes in his game.
He's at the right camp.
Whatever he's
Man,
got.
he likes the
Yeah.
He's at
mount.
the
Look
right
at him.
camp,
Yeah.
aka with the wrestlers.
These are hard fucking punches, man. Look at this. Cleaning room for your body. Just lifting a leg up.
I think only one time ever, maybe twice, has someone gotten knocked out while they were mounting somebody from the bottom.
Really?
You're saying the guy on mount got knocked
From the
out?
bottom?
Yeah,
Somebody
the guy
punches up?
Yeah, it's happened at
Yeah,
least
it can
once, maybe
happen.
twice.
That's embarrassing.
I want to think.
Getting knocked out while you're being mounted. I mean, while you're mounted. Sorry, excuse me.
I think Dwayne Ludwig, and wasn't that something that who?
It happened in Japan.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm trying to remember this.
Dwayne Ludwig's fight?
Yeah. Why do I feel like Dwayne Ludwig did it to Eve Edwards. Dwayne Ludwig did it to Eve Edwards. He hurt him like really bad, and Eve like covered it up.
And Eve was on
figured
top?
Out, yeah, Eve was on top, and Dwayne punched him from the
Interesting.
bottom and hurt him really bad. He talked about it on the podcast. Now I remember.
Dude, how long has this fight taken to get to this point? What's going on here? I feel like
Well,
time's moving.
they're in China. Is that where they're at? Maybe they're just giving us a chance to settle in.
Isn't it weird though? China's
3:30.
communist, right? The
Yeah.
communists.
That's not really.
They're not really. They're not really.
They're a
okay.
capitalist country.
Okay,
They're a
okay.
command economy though, like so where a lot of the decisions are made by the Politburo, by the actual government, and then from there.
Their flag looks like the Soviet Union flag.
Yeah. Well, it's
Chad.
It's still
Red
still,
China, right? It's
Yeah, it was.
kinda
There was a
communist.
communist revolution.
Not
in China.
anymore though.
It's weird
And then
because
it-
it's not.
Deng
it's not a
Xiaoping.
democracy.
Right. No.
You know, when I went to
No.
Beijing for Abu Dhabi, and in the hotels, boom, they have the TV on with the propaganda
Oh,
in your
yeah.
face.
Oh,
Really? How long ago?
You're
Just
told.
talking shit on the United States.
Really?
But it's a documentary that's on. You know, it's the default setting on your TVs in Beijing.
Fuck them.
When-
hoes.
when I-
When
know-
you get there, you sit down to watch TV and a documentary on how bad the United States is
Yep.
playing.
This is why we're doing what we're doing. Look
They're
at the
blowing
United
up Shelby
States.
Cobras.
The United States is, they're just going, down the list of all the things that the United States does that
When you go
is
there-
detrimental to society.
Did you have to do your fingerprints on the machine? You get all your fingerprints are recorded, and then you're given. At least when I was shooting a movie, you were given a.
You were just there, right?
Yeah,
dude?
you were given a memo to say if you and no political dissent, like you will not voice your political point of view if it's contrary to the government's, line.
I don't know why
And
you
if you
would.
do that, you'll be asked to leave, or you could be, put in jail.
Didn't some American kid like try and steal something?
No,
like
that was in
sunglasses
North
or some
Korea.
shit.
Oh
no,
yeah,
not
that,
North Korea.
that was Ball's son. I
Ball's
think.
son. Yeah, the UCLA basketball team stole like some sunglasses.
Yeah.
and fucking Trump had to help get them out.
They don't fuck around.
They're
in
about to
China.
be super fucked. Oof.
But Deng Xiaoping said famously, "To be rich is glorious," which was so contrary to the communist manifesto.
Well, it's cool as fuck that they're allowing UFC in there, so
Yeah.
it can't be that communist.
It's a huge market. Everybody wants the Chinese market.
Well, that's the next big push for the UFC, right? I mean, internationally, they're growing like a motherfucker.
You're not getting Google. You know, when we tried, you had to keep trying to find servers that would provide Google and the internet in China.
Because they limit you to the access of everything.
Yes,
right?
and then they find you and they shut that down. Then you got to find another one. So anybody who worked on the set,
cool, man.
Anybody who worked on the set couldn't get. You're given a phone there. So when as an actor, I was given a phone with WeChat.
Phone?
It's a phone issued to me that I can use there. I can't use technically my phone and link into the World Wide Web. That's
like a
not
cricket flip
too many
phone?
firewalls. Yeah. And then by the way, if you want to use your phone, you download something called WeChat, which is an app which, is controlled by somebody. So it's
no
there's a lot of
pics.
group think. There's zero dissent.
And if you say something derogatory about the government,
disappear.
And something like WeChat, they probably monitor it.
Jesus, man. Fuck
Do you think they
going
monitor
there.
it,
Of
Brian?
cour's they monitor it.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
You didn't text me, did
It's
you?
an amazing example of how you can control a lot of people. But,
And then North Korea, there is no internet, correct?
no. North Korea.
They get no internet,
North Korea is
no
the worst-
TV channels,
worst place
no
on the planet.
HBO.
I talked to a friend
No
of mine
food.
who works for the government, and his wife works for the government too, and they had to go to Russia for something. And he said you were told, just absolutely think you're being followed everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Assume they're listening to every word you say. Assume
God damn.
that your hotel room's bugged,
Yep.
and that where you go, you're being followed.
That's right.
It's kind of like the States.
More
exhausting.
evidence: WeChat is recording private messages for Beijing to spy on users.
Yep.
Did you even use the phone, really, B? Not really. You text me every now and then and tell me how bad it sucks.
Hasn't that been happening already for a while? Don't we already know that? That they're like,
Yeah. I know, but
everything
it's,
that's
it's just when it's
online is-
confirmed like that, it
Yeah.
just freaks people out as well. It should, but we forgot how this is why freedom of expression and freedom of speech in this country is so important, because while this is happening here in the United States, and freedom of speech is something that it gets up for debate sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like who gets to decide, who gets to say this and gets to say that, and what should we stop? The problem with any kind of censorship is right while we're here being able to talk shit on a podcast, there are big giant spots of the world filled with billions of people that can't do this.
Right.
If they
Oh,
did this,
really?
they would get arrested.
Like what
They
country?
would get locked up.
That's exactly right.
what country?
This is deja vu.
China.
You can't do
North
podcasts
Korea.
in China?
The
Dude, if
Arab-
we did podcasts the way we do podcasts,
Game over.
no fucking chance, man.
The Arab world. I mean, one of the things that
No
came
chance,
out, one of the
right?
things in the United Arab Emirates and Qatar and all, what's come out is that these governments are saying the royal family, the people that are in power, they go, well, there's political dissent. So you've got journalists or people who form groups that let's say democracy or elections. And guess what? They hire American mercenaries. There's just a whole article on
Like
it.
Blackwater dudes?
Guys like that, they hire American mercenaries to take care of their terrorist problem. And their
Jesus.
terrorist
Sounds
problem
like
means
us.
that they get, as long as the American company gets issued weaponry and orders from the standing army, then they can do whatever they want.
Jesus Christ.
And so this all came, what was the article I just read? It was fascinating. I think it was in the New York Times. But it was just exposed where there were these badass special forces guys making a fortune, essentially acting as mercenaries in countries like the United Arab Emirates, etc., to get rid of their terrorist problem. Now, that's the royal family saying it's a terrorist problem when it could very well be just a political group, but they're getting killed.
That's terrible.
So, but the bigger issue in this country is apparently, from what I'm seeing in my own experience, is that when you put a certain ad on Facebook and Facebook decides that ad might be offensive to someone.
My account just got flagged, yeah.
Okay. And so even if you say get in the best shape of your life or whatever it might be, that might make other people feel uncomfortable. For whatever reason, it's either a bot, an algorithm, or somebody is flagging that ad or shutting down your account. And I know a number of people that's happened to. So what the fuck is going on there?
But also too is if let's say you do an ad or you do a post on Instagram. Let's say you have 2 million followers. I don't know how many you have. Let's say you have 60 million, and you do a post. They limit how many people it reaches now. You have to pay extra to make sure it reaches
They got
more
you.
people.
They
This is
got
Facebook.
you. It was
Facebook does
I don't
that?
mind that
Instagram.
because that's
Instagram does that too.
That's why it says promote your post. Like, why I have fucking 60
That's
million
why?
followers. Yeah.
So that's
Only
how they're
certain
going to make
amount of
money.
followers.
That
But
seems
here's
like
the
a
thing.
business model I don't like.
But hold on. But is it fucked up? Because
Smart.
here, yeah, it's kind of smart.
Yeah.
Right?
It's business.
I mean,
It's
if
just
you're
business.
a person, like say if
Smart
you're one of
doesn't
those,
mean it's not fucked up. though.
one of those fitness people that grow their Instagram by just putting
Ass
very not there's dudes too. There's guys that I follow that are just like super jacked and they're doing like one arm chin ups and shit. And
You follow?
flips? Yeah, follow a lot of fitness dudes.
All
Settle
right.
down, man.
Okay, bro.
Take it easy, bro.
comfortable. They're
comfortable,
they're always in a gym where they can work out shirtless. Sure, right? Everyone's shirtless, but they're doing impressive shit. There's like a bunch of them that I follow.
Okay. What were you
I forgot
saying?
my point. You made me nervous.
Having
No,
them
about-
pay-
about-
If they
paying
can
and
promote their
promoting.
posts, man, they'll reach all these extra people. Their thing will grow. Their business will grow.
I'm
It
a
makes
fan of that.
sense.
I'm a fan of that. What I'm not a fan
It's
of
good
is
investment.
what I have a question about is there somebody in charge of what's permissible and what's not according to a certain code of
Facebook?
conduct, and do they have a political agenda? So
Oh,
in other
gotcha.
words, so if I
Right,
put out
right.
something that has profanity or maybe a stand-up clip where I want to get people and it's a clip that is offensive to said person
a
whose
touchy clip or
responsibility
something,
is,
yeah.
they can go no.
Nope, flag
and who's
it.
stopping them from doing that?
Who is stopping them?
But see, with the dudes with their shirts off, flex and shit, when they're trying to get clients, that's fine, and they can reach other people outside their followers is what it should be.
Yeah.
But if you have 100,000 followers, it should reach all 100,000 that
Yeah,
you built.
I see what you're saying.
That's what's crazy to me.
Yeah, they're going to lose everybody. There's going to be a new Instagram. If they start doing that shit and it gets out of hand, people just leave.
Well, you know what shadow banning is, right? No. There's a concept of shadow banning, and I don't know if this is. Jamie would be able to speak to this better than me. Has that ever been proved that they actually do shadow ban people?
What's that?
Or is that the
look at that
term has been
Veritas.
used is that if you say were on Twitter and maybe you were conservative and you said a lot of rude things about liberals, that maybe they would decide that although it doesn't violate the terms of service, what you do is makes them uncomfortable. They make a moral judgment and they decide to limit your engagement
That's
with
what I'm
other
talking
people.
about. Yeah.
This is somehow possible. No,
But,
this is
but if
possible,
there's a
right?
hater, but is that like
Yeah.
a hater?
It's all. And what you're saying with the paying of posts too, it happens similarly there too. If you were an account that never paid,
Yeah.
and once you give them $5, you're like flagged now as an account that will pay. And
Right,
they
but
change
we're
your
talking about
engagement.
Twitter.
It's
Twitter you don't
all
pay.
across the board. Yeah, you can pay on Twitter too.
How do you pay on Twitter? Do you pay on Twitter?
You don't have to, but
You
there
don't
are
have to,
brands
you
that
can.
pay.
There's an
Yeah.
option.
You can,
You
yeah.
can pay?
Yeah, promoted tweets. It's a
Promoted.
What?
Enhanced
Really?
tweets.
The top trending topic for the last year or two is a paid. It says paid or promoted.
Really?
Yeah, you just have to.
All
notice,
of them are
like,
going to it because they get money now.
That's how they're.
Well,
paid.
Who's been
Yeah.
banned from Twitter?
A lot of people, man.
Really?
Your boy.
A lot of
Your
people.
fucking
Alex
boy.
Jones.
Alex Jones,
Alex
the
Jones.
most famous.
Who
probably.
gets banned?
Owen
Who
Benjamin's
gets
been banned from Twitter.
He has?
Who gets
Yep.
banned more, conservatives or liberals?
Conservatives. But liberals
By
get
a-
banned too. There's liberals that have put out death threats. They've been banned.
But
They
in
should be,
general,
though.
though,
Death
in general,
threats?
Yeah,
who
they
gets,
should be.
What
is
is-
it lopsided? Is it lopsided or is
I don't
it even?
know. That's a good question. We should find out.
What is the
Google.
Some should
criteria
be banned,
for
though, yeah?
being banned?
That's a good question too.
Is it
It's
to
like
incite
terms of
violence
service.
or is it?
You violate their terms of service, and definitely if you incite violence, that's definitely a no-no. Racial slurs are a no-no.
Racist.
But you
Man,
can
it's a
call
gray
someone.
area.
I think you
I
can
don't
call
think
someone
it
a
is.
fuckhead. You can call someone a fuckhead, but you can't call them like
Yeah.
a guinea fuckhead.
Yeah, yeah.
There's certain things you can say and certain things you can't say, but a lot of it's subjective.
Yeah.
But then some of it's pretty black and white. Like if you're like, man, I want to go, or if someone should blow up that fucking school,
Yeah,
fuck those
of course,
kids,
of course.
or the racist stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, all of that.
I think you got to regulate the hate too. If it's just bullying and shit like that,
Yeah.
I mean, just ban them.
Well, it's like, here's the question, and this is who gets to decide what's hateful and what's not. And the problem is they keep pushing it further and further and further, and then even just insults are hateful. Even like this
Where you're
guy is a
roasting each other.
dumbass.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that's hateful. Saying
Yeah.
someone's a dumbass is hateful. I mean, they're gonna. There's only so far you could keep going down that road.
Right.
You want to make sure that you have free expression, and you don't get free expression if you ban people from saying things that just don't seem that bad to me.
What
Well,
about
I mean-
Alex Jones? You think his banning was?
I'd like to see what he said.
The Sandy Hook stuff.
The Sandy,
tough,
but here's the thing.
He's getting sued for that anyway.
But here's
the
the thing. Yeah, he was already getting sued for that. Like, what did he say that got him? I think something happened that he did had nothing to do with even what he said.
Right.
He confronted them at some event, right? And he was yelling in the back and
Yeah, the
disrupting.
final event happened after he confronted people in Congress and
Well,
made a big
he's got
fuss.
Alex
at the
Jones
hearing.
has a regular on, a former CIA officer, Dr. Steve Pachenik. He has him on like once every 6 months. That's where he got the Sandy Hook information, was from him. That dude is on
Fuck
video.
does a CIA guy know about Sandy Hook? The fuck would he know? That's the dumbest fucking thing that Alex Jones has ever done. It's also immoral. And
No,
and
that's
those
what that
parents,
guy was saying.
But I don't
That
give a
guy,
fuck that
Dr.
guy.
Steve
No.
Pachenik
Fuck
was
that
saying
guy.
it.
Fuck Steve. Whatever. If he said it didn't, fuck him too.
You have to always wonder, and I mean, I'm not making any accusations, but you'd have to always wonder when you hear a story like that. Why would someone say something so ridiculous, and why would someone try to convince someone like Alex Jones of something so ridiculous?
Yeah.
And I think there'd be two reasons. One, to discredit Jones. If you could talk him into repeating what you said, if you think he's willing to do that,
That's interesting.
you can easily discredit him, and it would be a really good way to do it, like the best way to do it.
That's
If
smart.
you-
No, what I'm saying, whether
I mean,
he's
just-
right or
but-
wrong,
but
but
I'm
whether
saying
he's
is,
right or
if
wrong,
he- if he's
Dr. Steve
talking,
Pachenik said it several times on his show. So,
But he's
for
not famous.
Alex, for
Alex-
Alex to believe him,
No, it
you
started
know,
like
it's
this,
not that
though.
crazy.
But Eddie,
He's hearing it from a guy who was in the CIA.
it started
so
like this.
It's not that crazy for him to believe in a guy from. He may or may not be right.
But it started with Alex actually saying, he said, unfortunately, he goes, something to the effect of, I saw it, it was very sad, but unfortunately, I've seen a lot of soap operas. I've seen a lot of, and I know an actor when I see one. And that's where it started
Did
with
he really
him.
say it that way?
Yes, and he's being sued by a
Maybe
law
he
firm
could
in
get
Connecticut.
work in
and
Hollywood.
He's
it
in
seems
trouble.
like he'd be a good acting coach.
But
If he
remember,
really knows an actor when he sees
wasn't
it.
he in court and they said, "What the fuck?" Basically, what the fuck you're doing? He goes, "Listen, I say a lot of things just for entertainment.
Of course.
like it's just
Of
for
course,
the
but
bullshit."
during his trial with his wife,
Yeah, that
I
was
don't
a
follow
different
it too
thing.
much.
That was.
but he did admit, he's like, "I don't believe it. A lot of it I just say."
He's got a business.
Yeah. Well,
That's
the
the
thing
business.
about a lot of nutrition people, a
But he's
lot
right
of
about
of
a
these
lot of
people
shit.
is you make money. You make money in this business, in whatever it is, whether it's being a political pundit, whether
Saying
it's being
entertainment?
an exercise guy. You make money having answers. If you're somebody who's more
Yeah.
scientific and says, I don't know, it depends, maybe.
People
You're not going to
move
make
on.
money. When you say bone broth cures cancer, you're going to sell books. When you say my plant-based diet is proven to do blah blah blah,
Guaranteed this, yeah.
whatever, you're going to make money. If you say I'll help you lose weight and keep it off in 4 months,
Take my money.
You're not going to say, hey, I'm a nutritionist guy. It's going to take you 2 years. We're going to try to change life. You're going to have bounce backs. You're going to have plateaus.
Saying being realistic.
Yeah, nobody's going to buy that shit.
This Yadong guy has
all
good
of us.
movement, man.
So, but with with Alex Jones, so is he banned for life, or does he
don't
not have
know.
a business?
I don't. Well, I mean, he still has his website.
He's got
Still
a
has
big lawsuit he's got to worry
Infowars.com.
about.
But his
got a
show,
page.
they got rid of his show. What happened to all the followers and shit?
No, the only thing that happened is they pulled him off of YouTube and they pulled him off of Twitter
And-
did they pull him
and
off
iTunes.
of Facebook too?
And iTunes and Facebook.
And he's got a major lawsuit with a
Well, you
law
know,
firm that doesn't compromise.
Well,
they
there's
did,
there's two guys. There's two guys that are being sued over that. Alex Jones and a guy named Wolfgang Helbig.
Great
He's
name.
also being sued. That guy, his job was to prepare schools for school shootings. So he came out and he started saying that too. So he's breaking apart Sandy Hook.
Wait, he started saying that Sandy
He's
Hook
getting
isn't
sued
real?
though. Yeah, he's getting sued along with Alex Jones.
Oh my God.
Well,
But they didn't show up for when he went to court. They never showed up, so they dropped the case.
one thing
So-
about the law.
It's kind of weird.
No, they haven't dropped the case against Alex Jones.
What's the where does it
parents are
come
suing
with?
him.
Why would Sandy Hook be fake?
Let's not talk about this stuff.
Oh, I don't know.
I
man.
find it fascinating.
Well,
Like, why in the world would it be fake, though? I know you get riled
like-
up
like
about
what's
it.
the conspiracy
I
theory?
have zero thoughts that is fake, but I do have thoughts on why someone would try to get other people to say it's fake. And listen, if there's anything that's ever going to convince you that conspiracy theories are stupid, it's making up a fake conspiracy, an easily provable fake conspiracy about a real tragedy. That's a nice, simple psychological way to discredit people. If I thought you were a dumbass but you had a big voice, I might talk you into saying some shit about something that's not real and have you convinced it's real, so you spout it out and you look like a moron.
Right.
And that discredits everything else you say.
That's right.
And you have to be really careful with a lot of these stories. There's a lot of these conspiracy theories that literally start out a joke They start out in 4chan and a lot of these chat rooms as trolls, and then before you know it, it becomes a real thing.
Because it's said over and over and so on.
It's said over and over again, and then morons get a hold of it.
But
and
Alex
they start
Jones
trying
is a
to prove
smart
it's
dude,
true.
right? Like he's a smart. We can all agree he's a.
I don't agree. What do you mean smart?
You don't think he's?
I don't know.
To do what he's doing, listen, I don't
You ever
agree with a
talk
lot
to
of
Alex?
stuff. But he's a smart guy.
He's
You ever meet him?
He's good at
Have you met him?
collecting information. No.
You would not say he's a dumb person.
I don't know. I
He's
don't know. I don't
the way he
listen to him,
speaks,
so I can't speak.
He's pretty
on it.
articulate. Yeah, he's not stupid.
Like
So-
I'm very, very sad that he said that Sandy Hook isn't real.
Me too,
But
can't
I,
fuck with him.
But I always enjoy being around that guy.
You would say he's an articulate, smart guy, right?
I see he's a fun guy too.
Yeah. So I'm just saying for him to, it's not like you can just honey dick him like, dude, Sandy Hook. Like it would have to be something, you
He
know?
loves conspiracies, man. You know, he really does. And this is the problem with someone who like hunts out conspiracies. You're gonna love them. You're gonna look for them.
You want
It's like
them to be
numerology.
true.
Numerology in the
Yes.
Bible. You
And
can find
have-
any pattern.
This is the problem: is when you have a vested interest in them being real.
Mm-hmm.
What
When it's your
happens is-
business.
because there are a lot of them that are real. So the problem is, if you have a vested interest in them being real, and you exclude information that would point to them not being real, and you use confirmation bias, and you fuck up, and then you try to convince other people that you're correct. This is something that people will fall
But
into.
if you're a
when it comes to
conspiracy theorist, and Eddie, I'd
theories.
love to hear you on. You're super quiet about all this. But if you're a conspiracy theory, which ones have been proven correct?
Oh.
Not that many, right?
Well, there's plenty. Sure.
But I'm saying like absolutely.
There's big ones like Enron. You know, there's big ones. There's big ones. You know, there's many documentaries and books have been written on the Enron conspiracy. These guys got together and they figured out how to make $1 kajillion and fuck people over. And
Yeah.
it was breaking the law, and they knew it was breaking the law. They conspired to do it.
and bought
I mean,
homes in
yeah,
Florida
I
so you
mean,
can take them.
there's wise people that think the 2008 housing crisis that was all on purpose. That these guys built this bubble up and
Is any of
sank
that
it.
proven though?
It's not proven. It's not proven.
The
But
bubble,
there
the housing
have
bubble
been-
was. There've been great books written on the housing
Yeah.
bubble. Michael Lewis's book, The Big Short's a good book on it.
Good movie,
A couple
too.
other books, yeah. But you know, there's been a lot of research on that. Too many bankers.
Eddie, is there any
involved.
proven ones? You're so quiet during all this.
It all depends.
Brendan just wants to
on-
get
no,
Eddie
no,
going.
It all
I know Eddie
depends
knows
on,
his shit.
It all depends on how much circumstantial evidence makes you throw up some red flags. Like some people, they just don't see the red flags, and some people, their red flags go up right away. So it all depends. Like when you say, "Is there any proof?"
Yeah.
Well, you don't need. I mean, at a certain point, when you have circumstantial evidence, at a certain point,
It adds up.
you know, if one
Like
piece of
JFK is pretty suspect.
JFK suspect as fuck.
yeah, it's
super
like
suspect.
there's no look. JFK is a perfect example, right?
Yeah.
There's no actual proof of the conspiracy that there was multiple shooters
Yeah.
or the CIA and the mob. There's no actual proof, but there's a lot of circumstantial evidence.
Right. Well,
So it
not
all
just
depends
that.
on how much circumstantial evidence do you need for any particular conspiracy theory where you go, oh shit, there's enough circumstantial evidence. Like if there was a murder, right, and you were being accused, and only one person said, I saw Brendan like 4 blocks away from the restaurant where his friend was killed. If just that one person saw you, that's one piece of circumstantial evidence. That's not enough to convict you. But if 100 people said they saw you 2 blocks away in the parking lot, none of it standing alone will put you in jail. But at a certain point, enough circumstantial evidence will put dudes in jail.
Or if enough people
So it all
tell the
depends.
same story about you, like
Yeah.
with Cosby,
Yeah.
it was the same story over and over. It's like not
Years
all
after
these women
years.
can't be. They're all telling the exact same story about
Yeah.
the same MO
Michael
you
Jackson
had.
too. let's
Well,
be
not
real.
only that, Cosby had gone to court and had a lawsuit sealed
Right.
and paid a woman off.
That's right.
Like it had already been.
Yeah,
and
he
so
did a
this was
deposition.
part- so this was a part of the whole thing, was that he had to come out and that they had to defend that in his most recent trial.
Bill Clinton too. I just got done watching those Monica Lewinsky tapes.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton was a freak.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
You know the other problem with like being someone
Love
like Alex
pussy.
Jones who makes a lot of
Loved
money
it.
off his conspiracies and things is that if once he says something, I know a pretty good friend of his, Alex, and the problem is once you say something and you have that big of a following, right? So let's just say you float out a conspiracy, but then you look at evidence and you start to realize maybe I overstepped my bounds. We all say things we wish we hadn't, or we all say things, but now you've got a whole movement behind what you said. Now to try to pull back would turn that 25% of whoever it is against you. And that can be a liability too. So one of the things about being a public figure is you can say something, and if you're selling product and selling your show on
You're
that,
all in.
you better be all in. You better stay all in.
Yeah.
So you become a prisoner to your own kind of first impulse or your own first sort of like.
No matter how outlandish.
Well,
it is.
and especially if he's
really-
also an entertainer.
It's also this rush to say you know something when you don't know it.
Yeah.
I do it all
There's
the
a
time.
rush to say. There's a rush to say we absolutely know this happened.
Yeah.
We absolutely know that happened.
Because
But
it's
he's
good
getting it from
entertainment.
somewhere,
It's good
right?
entertainment. There's something
Alex
to
is
it.
getting it from somewhere. He has
Yeah.
his sources. For
Sure, he's got
What,
he's
getting what
probably
exactly?
got multiple
information
sources.
on these these tragic events or something like that. Or you don't think so, B?
I'm just looking at Brendan
Listen,
like
I think he has some people to tell
fucking
him
troublemaker.
No, I'm not.
Don't
How
take
am I-
the bait,
you
Eddie.
know what?
Eddie, he's floating a fucking huge worm out there for
God,
you.
Hey, listen.
Eddie,
Someone
stay away from the worm.
I
Stay away.
strategically come on this show and try not to talk about conspiracy theories, but I always get sucked back into them. I always get sucked back to it.
He's
Brian's
floating
trying to
that
get you to hold
worm.
his
He's
hands.
floating that worm.
No, but
look, he's.
they're legit questions. I don't know
No,
shit about conspiracies.
you're asking super crazy legit questions.
Oh,
you're
boy.
asking
taking
questions
the
that
hook.
someone with one eye open has.
Don't take the fucking worm, Eddie.
You're kind of like. Hey, I
I know
didn't bring up
Brian's so
conspiracy
anti.
theories. I'm not bringing up
I hear
conspiracy.
you, bro.
Let's talk about titties.
Say no more, fam.
You know what? I was biting my tongue just like.
But
when you guys are-
I'm not asking you to go down the crazy, and tell us the conspiracy.
he
I'm just
won't
saying, how do
help
you
it.
get there? You know what I'm
can't help
saying?
yourself.
I gotta
But
pee.
he has his black belt in conspiracy theories. Brian, he just never
Brian
buys
would
into
say
it.
that there are no black belts in conspiracy theories.
Alex Jones says, "Hold my bear."
That was quick.
All right, now that
You know
now
what?
that the cuck's gone, where were we?
What is this? Rafael dos Anjos, Kamaru Usman. Ooh, I
Ooh,
love
that's a good
this.
fight.
I love this.
Usman's been gone for a hot second, right? Was
This
his last
is
one
good.
Damian Maia?
I believe
Think so.
so. And that was a bad one, man. I did not like the way they pulled him off of Maya's back. That made me angry.
Yeah, Maia had that. He was standing up, had one lap
Yeah.
wrapped around.
The referee separated them, and I was like, what are you doing? Do you know how hard it is for him to get to that position?
Oh,
against
and
a
he's the
guy
best
like
grappler on
Usman?
the fucking
Yeah,
planet. What
and
are you
he's
doing?
in a really
Has his
good
back?
spot. He's in a really good spot. They're both pretty dry. 'cause
Trying
it's
to
early
drain
in the
his
fight.
energy.
Yeah.
Is some bullshit.
bullshit.
Poor Damian Maia.
Well, it's fucked up, man. It's like that is fighting, okay? He's fighting right now. Just because it's not exciting enough. Give me blood!
Yeah.
Give me blood! Show me blood! No, they're fighting, you fuck. This is what they're doing. People that freak out about it, like you gotta, just because it's so exciting when it's good, they want it to be exciting all the time. But it can't be. There's gonna be fights where to fight correctly, they have to fight in a way that's not as entertaining.
Strategic.
It's not as entertaining, but it's the right way to fight. But you can't like
I.e.
not
Woodley
fight
Thompson.
the right way. Exactly. You can't not fight the right way just because it's more interesting for people that don't understand what's
No,
happening.
you become a 500 fighter.
You don't
win
just,
one,
you
lose
take
one, win
punishment.
one.
You should take. It's just not the way to fight.
You
It's
never
not
get the
smart.
belt ever.
ever. Or if you do, you don't keep it.
It's very rare.
Usman's a beast, man.
a
Super,
tough
super
man.
strong guy. Like whether it's
Phenomenal
striking,
wrestling,
his
too, yeah.
wrestling.
Is he fighting today?
No,
He's fighting,
I wish.
No, he's fighting Dos Anjos though.
That's a great fight.
It's heavy, man. That's a heavy fight.
Dos
At
Anjos went to
170?
70 and just became a
Yeah.
fucking beast.
Yeah, but he didn't look that good against our boy Colby Covington.
No, Colby put on that pressure, that
Put
pace
on that
in
crazy
Brazil.
pace. Colby beat his ass.
But now they announced Colby Woodley.
Of course.
Yeah.
They have to have that. That's the fight. I know Woodley doesn't want to have it because he's probably angry at the dude.
Dude, I wish they would have done Colby Ben Askren.
You're going to see angry Tyron Woodley versus Colby Covington. That's going to be very interesting. Angry, I want to fuck you up, Tyron Woodley.
Woodley's a nightmare. Nightmare.
Dude, think about the fucking guys he's fought recently, whether it's Darren Till or Thompson. Both guys known to be really high-level strikers. He dropped both those guys.
Outstrikes
They
him, man.
didn't hit him.
No.
Yeah,
Damian Maia, perfect game plan.
Thompson tagged him a few times. He hit him with some decent shots,
he dropped-
but not the way
dropped
Tyron
him.
hit him.
No.
Tyron fucked
Do you
him
think
up
about
in
it? He
both
dropped
fights.
Thompson both fights, and then Darren Till he knocked out.
Well, he dropped him. He dropped him, and then he choked him out.
Fucking rocked him, yeah.
Yeah, he dropped him, and then he darsed him, remember?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, that's right.
And
Till
he didn't even
recovered,
know
he
what was
darsed him.
coming. It was so weird. It's like he probably had been rattled by all those punches and elbows and shit on the ground, too. And he got dropped by a super clean punch. beautiful counter, right?
When is it? Do you know there's a fight for like 9 weeks in a row, which I'm not mad at all.
Look at this weird TBD.
Tough. Oh no, because the heavyweights, the tough heavyweight final. Oh, I've been watching tough heavyweights. It's actually not bad.
And a tough woman's featherweight final.
This is the last tough. Is tough over?
No, they're
apparently
gonna
does really
fucking
well.
strike it back
Wait a minute.
up.
For a second there, they were thinking it was the last season, right?
Well, when you say really well, Dana said it makes money.
Dana says it does really
No one's
well.
watching it.
I don't know if that's true.
How dare you,
Because of
John.
those, it's hard to tell. Like when someone just watches something in the moment, right? Like when they have ratings, because almost everybody DVR shit now. Especially when you talk about cable shows, this is a fact. When they're talking about the numbers that they get, that shit is voodoo. All right, if you get a number, like say if you put up a YouTube video and it gets 1 million hits, that's 1 million hits.
We know for a fact.
That's
it's
a fact. That's 1 million hits. We don't know how many people it is because some people will watch it 5 or 6 times. But
Shout
that's
out to
still
those
1 million.
people.
That when they're doing like Nielsen ratings, shit, that's voodoo.
Dude, low numbers,
they
though,
don't.
son.
It's low. Yeah,
No,
but they
no,
don't
it's
know.
low.
They don't know what it
Well,
means.
Game of
man.
Thrones, we know that
Nobody
shit
has
is
DVRs.
popping.
Now what they do is, because I know this from my show, now what they do is they will do Nielsen, but then
They wait.
they look at like 3 days. Do you watch it in 3 days? Do you watch it in 7 days? You know, they have all these different metrics now.
Is the metrics still coming from them having to fill out forms, or is it something more?
No, it's more technologically based now, but it's still not. It's not. You know, but
low
you're still
numbers,
dealing with a
fucking
number.
low numbers.
When
You
did
know what's
they- when-
weird? Netflix doesn't tell you shit.
I find that so strange.
They don't tell you nothing.
They don't want to give you the power.
Which is how fucked up is that? Because if, let's say, 30 million people watch your special and like, hey, man, we're just going to run it back, same thing as last year. And you're like, what?
Because you
don't know
could
if-
go and renegotiate, and
But they're very generous.
yeah,
Maybe.
They're very generous. I'm telling you, they're very generous.
No, I know they paid you well, but
They pay everybody well.
When did they start allowing nudity on YouTube? Is that new? Or
Is it real? Real?
watching
No,
porn on YouTube.
What are you watching?
Are you talking about Red
No, on
Tube?
YouTube.
You're talking about Red Tube.
No, I'm talking about YouTube.
Motherfuckers watching you porn. Think
Yeah,
watching
Type
YouTube.
in hot.
high were you,
Type in hot naked chicks.
really?
Yeah.
You're about to get a virus.
Yeah,
on YouTube?
On
Fucking up my
YouTube.
account.
Yeah.
On YouTube. Seriously.
No way,
account,
dude.
bro.
I'm telling you, man.
You can watch naked chicks on YouTube?
Hey, it's legal now.
Come on.
I don't think so, Eddie.
Where did you see
Try it.
this?
The other day, I'm on YouTube. I'm like, hot naked chicks. I wanted to see if people.
But how much can you
are-
see? Are you saying
I
you
just
see
wanted. I
bottomless?
just tested it out. I'm like, I wonder if porn is making it onto YouTube. And I went hot naked chicks, and there are videos of
I'm doing it
naked
right
girls.
now.
Seriously.
Isn't that weird that, you know, like we'll make a distinction between topless or bottomless? Like topless, yeah, it's kind of racy, but bottomless, oh God.
Yeah.
You're showing pussy.
Yeah, I'm with
What are you
that.
doing?
Yeah.
What
Is
are you
everybody here
doing?
going to the Tyson Fury fight?
I got to work. I'm not.
Is that the one in December 1st?
Staples Center. Yeah, Staples
Isn't
Center.
that
Next
in LA?
Saturday. Tyson
I'm
Fury
gonna watch
fucking
that from
Wilder.
the comfort of my own home, sir.
That's the
like
way to
this.
go in life.
Feet up,
Really?
perhaps cocktail. This is how I'm
Jeez,
gonna watch
perhaps.
it. And then if I have to poop, I'm gonna pause it.
What?
Shit.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna look at
Shit
my
your
phone,
pants.
so I'm not gonna have any idea
Maybe
what
we'll-
happened.
Let's
I
do
just
it at
go.
Joe's house.
Dude, I'm working. I'm in New York. Are you going?
You can come over to
Can
my
you
house,
get me
Brian.
tickets?
I can get you tickets, I'm sure.
All right.
Hey,
Do you
B.
really
Daly,
want
I
to
know
go there
you're
in
listening.
person?
Brian needs tickets.
I need 2 tickets.
You really want to go there in person?
Maybe. I don't know.
It seems like a lot of people.
I'd rather watch it on a huge TV. Actually.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
You know what YouTube?
That's all I like to
You know
do.
what
Yeah.
YouTube's doing? That's awesome now.
What?
Anytime you punch in, like if you punch in moon hoax, like if you want to watch a conspiracy theory video on the moon hoax,
Yeah.
they're gonna put a link right under it. Boom, that takes you to the Wikipedia of the Apollo landings, like all the.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Dude,
like,
you know what?
they're basically debunking the conspiracy theory video right there for you.
I'm watching hot naked chicks on YouTube. Let's see if it happens.
What do you got?
Okay, it's just a photo shoot.
Fast forward a little bit.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Look at that! Look at that! Did you see that?
Tits.
What's that?
Damn, Eddie.
Tits.
Did you see
ain't
that?
jacking off to YouTube.
Right? Look at that!
The
Look.
hell?
Whoa.
Wait,
saw
she's got a
tits.
bra now, but wait.
I saw tits.
Just some big ass titties.
Hold on.
Come on, bro.
Look at that.
Oh,
Damn, look
Whoa.
at those
What the-
houses.
what the hell?
Wait
If
a
men
minute.
can take their shirts off, why can't women?
I guess they can, dude.
You won't see genitalia though.
No, you will.
In San Francisco.
You will.
Eddie says, just
you mean
wait.
in time?
Do you know what the rule is in San Francisco?
Look,
you can
right
walk
there,
around.
look.
What?
Look at that. You guys didn't know this?
No, bro.
Wait a minute. You can see.
Look at that.
Naked vaginas.
Yeah, look.
God, get your bush out of my face.
You know,
girl.
in San Francisco, you can walk around naked, but you know what the rule is? If you're a man?
Can't touch people.
What?
No,
Can't get
what's
hard.
the what? Yeah, can't get hard.
Dude, what if the breeze kicks
Hey,
up?
bro.
Tough shit.
That's
Go to
intent or
jail.
something. You can be naked, just don't have a heart on.
Dude,
What
we're
is this? This is crazy.
This is weird.
Eddie, how'd you find out about this?
Dude, I just punched
just did
in
it yourself?
the other day, just going, let me see what
Really?
happens. I was just
Wow.
checking.
Why would you do that?
I was just checking it.
Because he's, now I'm doing it.
He's a scientist, bro.
Wow. Dude, this
I'm
is
doing research, bro.
Research, bro.
Now what am I
Field
gonna do?
research.
That's crazy. I didn't.
Right?
I had
Isn't that
no
crazy?
Idea. No idea.
And how about them
Good
putting
for
the
them.
debunker videos on conspiracy? Like if you put a punch in moon hoax right
It'll
now,
have a link at the bottom
no,
of it.
right under the video.
Wow.
But,
Right under the
but if
video
I type
to
in
debunk
moon,
it.
but if I type in moon landing, does it send me some hoax too?
No,
In
no, it
order-
doesn't. It doesn't do that.
Don't do that.
No.
That would be even.
Yeah.
Look at Alistair Overeem.
Uh-oh.
You know, he changed camps.
Team
He's at-
Elevation,
Yeah, he's
right?
Elevation in Denver, Colorado. Christian
Yeah.
Allen, Cody Donovan.
He looks good. Like the way he looks physically there, he looks good.
He does look good. A lot of heavy wrestling there.
It's so funny. It's even though he looks great, like you look at him right now, you go, "Damn, he looks great." The problem with him is you always judge him against what he looked like
he's
when
a
he came and he
yeah.
fought Brock.
Oh, dude.
When he was Ubereem, when he was the K1 Grand Prix champion,
The best.
dude. When he was Ubereem, he was a special thing. Like he was a special thing.
No one wanted to fight him.
No. High level.
Kane beat that guy.
Yes.
Kane beat that Ubereem. Am I going crazy right now?
Kane?
Kane beat him.
Did Duvernay never
Am I
fight
going
Badr
fucking
Hari?
nuts? Or am I thinking of Brock Lesnar?
You're thinking of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Brock
I
Lesnar beat the
apologize.
shit out of him. Kane didn't fight Ubereem ever.
No, he didn't. He beat
No.
he beat Brock.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Brock.
Dude, he
My bad.
smashed Brock.
Did he ever fight Badr Hari?
Yes.
Yes.
He knocked Badr Hari out with a left hook, and Badr Hari stopped him in the rematch.
Badr Hari,
Jesus.
Badr Hari stopped him.
Yeah, Badr
Damn.
Hari stopped him in the rematch. In the first fight with Badr Hari, I think the story was that Badr Hari was not training very much.
Has he retired?
Badr? No.
Yeah.
No, he just
Badr's
fought
back.
recently.
Yeah,
He
we
was in-
fought
he
Rico
was in jail.
Verhoeven. He fought Rico Verhoeven and broke his arm.
He's not trying to do MMA though, right?
Did he go to jail?
He fought one MMA fight, I believe. Badr
He needs some
Hari
anger
did.
management
Yeah.
Why'd he go to
He's gone to
jail?
jail a couple
for
times.
fucking
people
beating
up.
the shit out of people.
Putting them hands on motherfuckers.
Damn.
Badr Hari's so scary. He's a mean dude. He's a knockout
dude,
artist
yeah, you don't
too.
want to fuck with that guy.
He's a
horrible
knockout
temper.
Yeah,
Horrible temper.
yeah, but
Really?
but it pays off in fighting. Yeah, he's got some amazing fights on his highlight reel.
Dude, how about your first fight in the UFC? This Russian dude, obviously he's a champ in this Russian organization, and they're like, "Hey, you got to call the UFC." Cool. Who am I fighting? Alistair Overeem. Like, God damn.
Can I ask you a question?
Can
How
I
many
get
times?
a warm up?
How many times has he been knocked out?
150
For real? Like
A
this is
bunch.
getting really bad. Every time I
It
see
isn't. It isn't because he wins, and you know it's the you know he's at heavyweight.
that guy used to fight.
But we just accept the
That's
fact.
that Polish guy, right?
Is that Krzysztof Szynski? No, it's John Sharp.
Oh, okay, sorry.
He looks like
That's
him, though.
Jeff Munson.
Szynski had fucking tattoos everywhere. Still does.
Guy's white as shit. He's
Yeah.
a white guy.
He's Russian, bro.
Man, he's white. White that blends with snow.
So like when you're looking at over him, even though he does look great, you compare his looking great to what he looked like when he was Ubereem.
Dude, he looks fucking good though.
Oh yeah, he
but
looks
I
great.
agree. A version of Ubereem, yeah.
Yeah, but if he like
No, he used to be a fucking 911 GTS 3 RS, and now he's
Yeah.
just a regular 911.
yeah,
They're
that's a
still
good way
cool.
of putting it. It's a good
They're
way
still
of putting
cool,
it.
but
yeah, now he's like a Carrera.
yeah, Targa.
How old is he now?
He's getting up there.
He's 38.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
God, he's had
And he's
so
been
many
fighting
fights.
forever.
Yeah.
Most skilled heavyweight striking.
Oh,
in
super
the UFC
skilled.
ever. I
Still?
think.
He's-
Fuck yeah.
He's highly skilled, dude. Highly skilled.
K1 champ.
That's what Cowboy Cerrone said, that he's like when sparring with him is such a joy because he's so technical.
Yeah, you can
He's
tell.
so good.
Oh shit.
Watch out for that.
I mean, he's won more
Oh
than
my
his
God.
share. He's lost a bunch too, but he's one of the best strikers to ever fight in MMA.
Ever, man.
I'm going with Pavlovich on this fight.
I'm taking my over.
Damn, he's already hurt.
Yeah, he's gonna. I'm impressed with this
What
strike.
do you think? You think he's hurt? Did that kind
No.
of ring his bell? No.
No, I mean he got hit, but when he's hurt, you know it.
It doesn't take much with Overeem because he's been hit so many. He's
Yeah.
been put out so many times.
He's,
Well,
he's
he can
fighting
still
smarter
take it
now.
pretty good, though.
He's such
Oh,
a
he took an
technician,
overcut.
man.
He got clipped there.
An
He
uppercut.
just doesn't take shots as well as he did when he was Ubereem too, because of the size of
Oh,
his neck. His neck and his traps. He used to have like these built-in shock absorbers all around his head.
Yeah, isn't glass jaw syndrome real though, where your body shuts down?
It's your brain.
Yeah.
It's from so much trauma just going. So as soon as
nasty
it
knee
sees
to the body.
trauma,
I'm not
it
doing
shuts
this.
off.
Yeah.
Nope, we're not doing this anymore. It's really not
Oh,
your.
nasty knee to the body.
It's your brain, not your chin.
Alistair's
dude.
got some fucking knees, man.
Damn. Ouch.
So definitely the best knees
The
in the
best
heavyweight
knees. I was
division.
gonna
For
say,
sure.
he shattered a dude's skull.
For sure.
You hear about that guy that got
Fujita.
knocked out? I don't know how he got knocked out, but it was on the news that he had a severe concussion. Maybe he was in a coma, and he wakes up and he's super smart. He knows all this, like he's a genius now.
That's the guy who got struck
What's his
by
name? Brendan Jones.
That's Bryan
the guy
Callen's
who got
story.
struck by lightning. That Oliver Sacks.
No,
studied.
this guy got
You guys are thinking of that
knocked
John
out.
Travolta movie. It's
No,
embarrassing.
Oliver Sacks studied a guy. The guy who got struck by lightning, who became obsessed with piano and became a concert pianist.
Isn't that powder?
Really?
But
No, it's a true story.
Don't
Oliver
s-
Sacks studied it.
But there's also someone who got fucked with either lightning or had a horrible concussion, woke up just fluent in Chinese. Some
Oh shit!
white
Okay,
dude.
so it happens. So
Oh
it
yeah, that
happens.
shit happened.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
what
it's one of those things where you hear about it and you go, wait a minute.
Never
wait a
met him,
minute.
though.
Let me read this story.
No,
Let me
you
You
get
think it's
to the
bullshit?
bottom
You
of
think
this.
those stories are bullshit?
I think there's some people
think
that
so?
definitely get struck by lightning and then all of a sudden they're good at math.
What if it's true?
I think
What if we
that's
find
possible.
out? What
But
if
they
we
can't speak Chinese.
Well, so Oliver
Hey, what
there's
if
a
we
scientific
find
study on
out?
it.
What if we find out? It turns out that the more you get knocked out, the smarter you get.
That's what happened to me.
How cool would kickboxing training be, right? How cool would kickboxing training be, right? You go and knock
Still
10
don't wanna
people out,
lose.
Just get
People would just
started.
rather be
Oh,
stupid.
oh.
but then you'd get to knock people out
Overeem
on a daily
top.
basis.
Ground and pound.
I'm thinking about he's been working with Curtis Blade, so I'm assuming he's been working this a shitload.
What I think is really cool is when a mathematician works on a crazy math problem his whole life. It bears no relevance to the physical world. Then 100 years later, they're using it to put a rover on Mars or something.
Yeah.
Like it has relevance 100 years later.
Overeem on top. Nasty ground and pound, man.
Dude, that just hit me. I'm a little high. Do you remember when? Of course we don't. Did you see that fucking missionary, the Christian missionary, who went to
Yeah.
that island in
Oh,
India?
oh, yeah.
It's still a Satan island. And he's like, no, I'm going to give the word of Jesus.
I love you, and
the-
Jesus loves you too.
And they're like, huh? And then killed him instantly.
I think he got shot through the
What
Bible.
is Satan
I think
Island? Is that what you said?
Something like
Sentinel.
I
North
call
Sentinel
it Satan
Island.
Island.
North
Oh.
Sentinel Island. They left Africa 60,000 years ago, and they've been living on this island. And what's interesting is
all
there's a
Satan.
guy. I tweeted it on my page. There's a guy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, over and finish him off ground and
this,
pound.
this fight's over.
Powerful.
It's over.
Fuck
Fight's
yeah.
over.
Shout out to
Fight's
Overeem.
over. Powerful.
I
Overeem.
always root for Overeem now.
Look at the
Always.
back on that motherfucker.
Still doing it, man. 38, just doing
Still
it.
doing it.
Right there, too. One more win, and he's a title shot. He's always that guy. It's
Right.
Alistair Overeem.
Well, he's definitely in the hunt for it. I mean, look, when he fought Stipe, remember when he hurt Stipe?
Yeah.
It's just as possible that he could have stopped him.
Then he thought he
hurt
tapped him,
bad.
remember?
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like,
I
Joe,
do.
let's bring that up. And they're like,
Yeah.
well, maybe not there.
Well, that was when I decided not to interview people that have been KO'd. I
Yeah.
just like it's not fair. They have a false memory. Like
For sure.
he just got knocked out by Stipe Miocic.
Dude, I wouldn't mind seeing him versus Francis again.
Are you crazy, son? I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see anybody get hit like that again. If I
This is
go
the
through
worst
the rest
KO
of my
ever.
days,
What were we talking
without
about? The
seeing-
Satan guy? Or the
Satan Island.
Oh, Sentinel,
doing
North
God's work?
Sentinel. So here's what's crazy.
Satan Island.
They used to
Satan
be
Island.
they used to be sort of uncontacted, but they got contacted in the 1800s by this guy.
Aleister
This guy-
Crowley?
Now this is a guy on Twitter posted this amazing review of all this stuff. His name is Respectable Law on Twitter. So he posted this really long, detailed history of what happened to these people and a guy named Maurice Vidal Portman. And this guy apparently stayed on the island for a long time, and people got sick because of these people being there.
Yeah, they don't have
People
any
died of the
virus
flu. They have no
immunity.
immunity to but he measured their dick sizes and he measured their ball sizes. He made them pose in all these weird ways. Like, it's really freaky shit, but really
Jesus.
interesting. Like, look at he's measuring the children and stuff. Like, he treated them like
fucking weirdo, man.
moths and stuff, but talked about them like in really weird sexual terms. And this guy, it was such a bad experience for those people that
They thought they were the devil.
and it was like 100 years ago. So when people go back now, they immediately kill him. So
Makes
because
sense.
of this one dickwad that landed there 100 years ago, they think of white people as evil. So these two fishermen fell asleep, and I want to say it was like 2006. They fell asleep in their boat drifting onto the island. They woke up, boom, they just fucking hatcheted them and arrowed them and killed them on the beach. They don't fuck around anymore.
Bad luck.
If you think about
Because
it,
of this one asshole.
If you think about it, it's really smart in a fucked up way, because if they come into contact with one of us, their entire population could be wiped out because they don't have immunity.
But they're Satanists, right?
No.
Are you sure? Because that's why
100%.
Homeboy went there.
No.
He just went there to convert them.
I heard this from Good Morning America.
No, not Satanist.
Good Morning America said this.
North Sentinel Island. It's
Dude,
this-
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't-
the last full
they-
Satanist
no.
island.
Here's the deal, Brendan. They don't
Sentinel.
even. No.
Satan is a Western concept, sir.
You just.
They have no idea. They just hate white people.
Oh, Wu Jing is there. What?
They don't like foreign people. Who's Wu Jing?
I don't know.
Probably an actor.
Like, they has his name up there.
They just hate white people because that one dude came and fucked
Yeah.
everything up. And then like
They're
you
not
see a white person,
Satanists.
kill him.
We don't even know their language. So to say they're Satanists is crazy. It's like saying that you
That's the
understand
rumor,
what
bro.
they're saying.
That's the rumor.
How big is the
I'm for real.
island? How big is that island?
Manhattan
Maybe they have a
size.
translator.
Size of Manhattan.
Really?
No, they don't have a translator, Eddie. They don't have any contact at all with the outside world.
It's
What about
actually
that
on
guy
an
though? But that
island-
guy was there.
It's illegal to
What?
go
No,
there.
that guy got killed.
And he paid illegally to go there.
what do they
It's
eat
illegal
there?
to go to that
The
island.
fisherman got arrested. So there was a cargo ship that ran aground there many years ago. See here, there is in 1981, and the crew radioed for assistance. And then they got 50 men with bows and arrows were showing up to try to get to the boat, and they helicoptered them away.
God
the
damn.
boat is still there. So this is a crazy ass place, man.
Sounds like an awesome movie.
So I know, and then from
You
that
ain't
boat, they started getting metal tools because they didn't have metal before that. So until the 1980?
It was 81, I think.
Yeah. So now these people took pieces of metal and cold forged them into weapons and shit. Like pounded them down with rocks and created knives and stuff. Damn. But these
They're
people
so old school.
they're essentially living the same way people lived 60,000 years ago. They've been on this isolated island ever since then.
It's amazing.
We should
So-
just fly over and drop a ton of iPhones everywhere.
The
Just to
problem is
fuck with them.
they don't know how many of them there are anymore, but they know their populations are declining. So at one point in time, there was 150 plus documented, and now they think it might be as low as 39.
Because
And
of
so
disease and stuff, they don't have
they
any
just-
fucking.
they're probably bored of each other. They
medicine.
stop fucking. You know, they're trying to get fish. You don't have time to raise a kid.
Which one are you talking about? The Sentinelese?
Yeah,
They're-
their populations
many
are
left.
drastically dropping.
There's no genetic diversity either. It's like
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean,
Everybody's
with
fucking their
39
cousins.
folks,
Yeah.
39 folks is a small number. Yeah, if they're really down to that few, and they're real aggressive when anybody comes anywhere near them. But the
an
thing is, now
understatement.
that we all know about it, I mean, I'm a part of the problem too, right? We're all talking about this. Now that we all know about it, more people are going to think about going there.
You think?
100%.
I hear that and I say fuck leaving the United States.
100%.
where is that
100%.
place? Where is?
It's
India.
it's somewhere off of India,
Bay of Bengal.
Bay of Bengal.
So it doesn't seem that remote if it's in a bay.
It's pretty far away.
No, it's far away. It's hard to. Literally, it's illegal.
It's
You
like in the
can't
middle of
go
the
there.
ocean,
It's illegal.
You're not
So
allowed.
homeboy who's doing God's work was like, no, I can do it. And even writing his journal is like, man, I hope I don't die. If I do, my parents don't be mad at me. I'm headed to this island.
Yeah.
What the fuck were you thinking, man?
Well, he's crazy. He's trying to convert people. He thinks people need
They don't
Jesus.
speak the same language.
They don't have any idea what he's saying.
They're like, what?
He's from Oral
Arrow,
Roberts.
heart,
Graduated
uh.
from Oral Roberts University, right?
Yeah, see there. That's where it is. Brian.
shit.
See, it's
Oh,
well,
way,
shit.
way out there.
4.5 stars out of 5. Someone's going
motherfuckers.
there.
The motherfuckers.
The
Way
internet's
out
messing with it. I think.
Way
Oh, someone's
out there.
fucking with
That's
it?
the internet.
3,000 reviews.
The internet's giving it all its reviews. You
The
gotta
internet's
go there.
undefeated.
Go
like, yeah,
visit.
go ahead there. Go ahead, man. There's
It's
a sweet 4
amazing.
seasons.
They have great food. It's called human. They're gonna eat you, bitch.
Shit.
Ugh.
God
So
damn.
they killed the guy and then they buried him right on the beach, man. They just dragged his body out to the beach. Right in front of the fishermen.
and the Indian government said we're not going to do anything about it.
They're
Like
not
it was
gonna do shit
illegal what he
about
did
it.
there. That's all they know.
Well, yeah, I mean, first of all, their law is you can't visit their island. That's their law. So he was violating their law. Him showing up with this book I would imagine they have laws against people visiting.
Especially whites.
Yeah, man. That story that they tell about that one English guy that went there. That
What
must.
a piece of shit. You fucked up for everybody.
I hope that guy, respectable law on Twitter, understands how much I appreciate that.
Oh, no,
So
that was cool,
interesting.
yeah.
So
'Cause I thought they were all
Spelled it
Satanists there.
Spelled
and
it
just
out.
were flourishing.
You think a group
I need
of
to read more about it
Navy
now.
SEAls could
Oh yeah, take them all out.
What?
take them all out?
Oh,
Two of them would go
Just
there
two?
with automatic
You think so?
weapons.
They would
That'd be a
have
pretty cool
smoked
movie,
all of
right?
them.
That'd be
But
a
why
cool
would they do
movie.
that?
Be a cool video game.
Hey,
Massacre,
but you know what?
genocide?
You never know.
What
I
a
mean, they
cool
might
movie.
have some crazy booby traps. They might have some Viet Cong shit for it.
Genocide,
You know what I
you
mean?
know,
Right.
Bingo.
Look at the people, right? Beautiful vacation spot. Hoping to open a Starbucks or
No,
Burger King
dude,
franchise.
look at the
Was
first
working
one.
with the locals.
Went here with my girlfriend for a holiday. I loved it. She wasn't impressed. Very poor choice for a romantic getaway. Great choice for anyone looking to rough it up a bit.
So silly. People are so funny. Well, that island though is
There's got to be people going.
No
you know
way.
what I mean?
No. Fuck no.
Undercover adventures.
There's gonna be
there's
some
gonna be
dumbasses
some now,
that try it
man. Dan Bilzerian's gonna be there next month with a bikini on.
Where is it? Off the
with a
coast of
truckload
Africa?
of hoes.
He's gonna just send a boatload of vape pens
Hey, was that off
And
the
just
coast of
fucking-
Africa? I was taking a piss.
India.
off
India.
India. Off of India.
They have drone
came
footage,
from,
right?
They came from Africa though, 60,000 years ago.
You don't fly drones
Closest
over
to
that,
Thailand,
bro.
it looks like.
No.
Closer to Thailand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Pretty
60,000.
amazing.
How did
stuff,
they know
man.
that? How would they figure that out if you're not allowed to go on the island? That they've been around 60,000 years ago.
It's a good question. I don't know. They tracked their-
60,000 years ago?
Well, it's like in Papua New Guinea, those tribes have been isolated for 40,000 years.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Still?
Yeah, not anymore. But I mean, when Jared Diamond went and studied them, they'd been isolated for that long. They practice weird things too, like widow strangling and all kinds of
What do
stuff.
you mean widow strangling?
And that one tribe where the young boys suck the cocks of the older men
and take it in their ass as well.
and to become men, so they
Yeah.
take in the sperm. It's
That's
obviously
just some weird
yeah,
old
a
gay
guy,
guy
yeah.
started that.
Exactly.
I was like,
Exactly.
nah, man, I
Yeah.
read it.
But if you
It's
don't
in
have
Guinea.
if you don't have somebody to compete with those ideas, then that gets passed down as religion.
I gotta piss.
So-
Tell me who wins.
What? I've never seen
me who
you.
wins.
I've never seen you take a pee break.
No.
Yeah, this is first time ever.
There you go.
We can pause it.
Go on with your little lilac shirt.
Pause it.
Francis Ngannou, boys. I'm excited about this fight.
Looks jacked as always.
Yeah.
It's a big fight for him, man. Because remember, he beat him last time, but he's coming off that Stipe ass whooping, and then had the horrible fight against Derek Lewis, which was like the worst heavyweight fight of all time.
Yeah.
No one won that fight. Obviously, Derek won that fight to the judges, and then Derek goes on to fight for.
This is his first
DC.
fight since then.
This is his first fight since Derek Lewis.
Oh, shit.
And I don't like it because obviously he struggles with wrestling. So like, oh, here's Curtis Blaze, the best wrestler in the top 5. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I wish they would give him someone else who matched up better. No matter if he wins or loses, I just don't think it was a great idea.
Is he from Chad? Where is he from? Ghana? Chad?
He's
Congo,
from the
right?
Congo. Yeah, Congo.
Are you sure? I
Pretty
don't
sure,
think so.
man.
I thought he was from more west.
No, I think it's the Congo.
Jamie?
Where Ghana's from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Curtis Blaze.
Francis Ngannou, that's a French name, so it makes sense he's from the Congo.
I'm pretty sure it's Congo. B.
Francis Ngannou.
Cameroon.
Cameroon. Is that where he's from? Yeah.
What's his walk?
Cameroon's one of the last places where there's sort of continuous habitat for different animals. Like
Oh, he's coming out to
chimpanzees.
Mortal Kombat. Ba-da-ba-da, bum, 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 ba-da, 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 ba-da. Woo! Great tune. Now they're fighting at 3:30 in the morning our time, so it's a bit of a time change.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Curtis Blades just always fights on foreign land.
When did they get there? How many days do you need to adjust to that shit?
They had Thanksgiving over there, so I'm assuming they got. Well, I'd imagine the UFC flies in on Tuesday like any other fight week, right?
Dude, when
But
I
if
was
you
in-
want to come early,
it's hard to get used to sleeping over there.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, I was
Can't
in
you
Thailand.
start here? Can't you just try to take naps in the...
You can, but the sunset and all that fucks you up.
It fucks
Eye
you up,
shades.
man.
The best way they say is just fast for like 16 hours and then eat. Like when you get there in the morning, eat a breakfast and just get on the same.
So your
eating-
body gets
yeah.
used to the eating cycle.
But fasting's really important apparently for.
Oh, that's
getting
what you did
used
over
to
there,
it.
right, B?
I tried.
You started,
I
did
tried.
it work or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
You're still tired.
Yeah.
Are you still thinking of moving to China?
I am. I'm going to go to Beijing and live in an apartment.
Yeah. Are you going to be a political dissident?
Yeah. I'm going to march in
Do
Dude,
Tiananmen
when
Square.
I went to Australia, the time change fucked me up. I was exhausted.
Yeah,
When I
it'll
came
fuck
back,
you up.
going there, I was
confusing.
fine. Coming back, I was so fucked up.
Yeah. Isn't that weird that it's going back somehow or another?
Dude,
that
I
does
was
it to you?
tore up.
You know what? I need to try taking melatonin, like when I land, like when I need to go to bed that night.
Yeah,
Does
I
it
don't know
help?
if it works. I don't think so.
No?
I think
I've
it
tried it,
helps.
maybe.
You know what helps me? CBD oil.
Mm.
Yeah.
It helps me relax. I take it in the morning, but especially at night. At night, it helps me
With
relax.
THC or without?
Without.
The thing that seems to be able
Without,
to
sir.
reset my system better than anything is a serious fucking workout.
Agree.
Like show up somewhere and do a serious workout. Like to push your cardio, lift some weights, like really get tired. And that seems to set me up.
I did that in Afghanistan because I was so
like how you
fucking.
said that.
Yeah,
Afghanistan.
please,
When I was in
say it like that.
Afghanistan, we worked out. Me and Dove David have worked out like a motherfucker, and I did. It helped me a lot.
Yeah,
I felt
it-
way better.
It puts your cycle back.
I was
in
also
check.
afraid the whole time.
Usually on the
So-
road, wherever I land, I work out.
Yeah.
Right when I land, I'll work out and I feel better. So I'm
Yeah,
all
that's the
groggy
move. That's the
and-
move.
But there's a
Yeah.
new scientific
And my
study.
brain's crisper. Like everything's better.
Yeah.
This scientific study, I'll find it. I think on my phone.
Yeah, please
That
email it to
we're fasting for 16 hours is the most important thing you can do, and then resetting
a
your
huge
clock.
time change, though,
Right,
you're saying.
resetting your clock with however they're eating there.
Because
Yeah.
fuck fasting in New York.
Yeah.
I've heard that you should not eat on planes too. I've heard that you're better off just not eating on planes.
I'm so
that
hungry on planes.
When you land, like your body will be better off falling into this new time zone when you land if you just don't eat on the
I
plane.
don't eat on a plane.
You don't eat on planes ever?
I
dude, when they
meditate. I'm
come
in the
by-
lotus position.
Dude, when they come by with that cart and they get that snack tray, they got nice cheeses and fruits and shit. Pringles.
Sometimes I just want a banana.
Me too. Sometimes
Sometimes
I
you
just
want
want
a
a pack of
banana.
Swedish fish.
Right?
Ah,
And
banana.
a Diet
go with
Dr.
the
Pepper.
Swedish fish?
Oh, dude, I get
Those
Swedish
little
fish.
candy?
Yeah, and Pringles.
Smoked mackerel.
Oh, the Swedish fish are the little cracker
the red
ones.
No, Swedish fish are the
Oh,
red
the candies. Oh, you do?
Sometimes, if I'm feeling frisky.
Damn,
Or if
that's
I
a
feel
lot
like
of
I've
sugar.
earned it. If I'm coming back from a long freaking couple nights.
That's the thing. I never feel like I earn those. Every time I eat those, I feel like a bad boy.
Yeah, I don't feel great after.
I flew
like
first
a
class to
bad
London,
boy.
man. They got food, and I was eating cheeses and wines.
Did you get hammered?
No,
make
but
a
I
fool
just
of
kept
yourself?
drinking and eating, and I just felt like fuck.
Did you shit on the plane?
No, I don't think so.
You felt terrible when you landed?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was just one big sodium bomb. Yes, I'll have more cheese. Do you have a wheel back there? Sure. And I'll eat another ice cream sundae. I went a little crazy.
And wine.
Yeah, that fucks me up.
Yeah. I find you do good writing on planes, though. You get some good ideas out. Because it's just you alone staring at this. You're not moving, right? You're confined to this little seat. You're not
Yep.
going anywhere.
Yep.
Sometimes good ideas come when you just sit like that.
Yep.
Like, it's so easy to just fuck off when you're at home.
I know.
You're writing. It's so easy to just get. Let me see what's in the fridge. Let me go grab a cup of coffee.
I set a timer. 23 minutes. I don't know why, but 23 minutes, and then I can't move. Can't
That's
look at my
good,
phone.
man.
Nothing. Yeah.
I think I just force myself to do it. The thing is, what's weird about it is, for whatever reason, I resist doing it at first, like, ugh. But then once I get into it and I
You
catch
love
a
it.
groove, I love it.
Yeah.
It's like getting into a cold bath. Like at first, your skin's like fuck, and then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I think everything's that way. I think inspiring yourself to kind of get started and then kind of figure out a way to keep it
Even
going.
working out though, like I did my class this morning, that box burn cardio class. When we started, I'm like, God damn it, why did I come?
Yeah.
And then halfway through, I'm like, this is great.
Yeah. Well, you know what, man? I fucked myself up with that Sober October fitness challenge thing.
That's a bad idea. I feel
But
like
this is what fucks you up. Like, afterwards, you're like, regular working out seems boring. Because everything was this psycho,
Long,
4
intense.
hours, 5 hours a day.
Plus, you were competing against each other. so
competing
that's
against each
fun.
other. You'd get anxiety, like check the app, see where everybody scores at. Shit, fuck.
You can do that.
You were
still.
competing against Bert Kreischer, Ari Shafir, and Tom Segura. So let's take it easy.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you still.
You know what I mean? Like my competition, those guys. Bert Kreischer, that fucking workout maniac.
He could have coached the last
Gotta
3
beat
weeks
Ari.
and
That's
beat him.
Rogan. That's Rogan's competitiveness.
I'm telling you,
He
man.
crushed him.
Joe,
course I
Let
crushed
Cam
him.
Haines in that motherfucker.
You would have no chance.
Let Cam Haines and me in that bitch.
I'm
we should
telling
do a
you.
real fitness one.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Dude, I'm telling you, even if you're doing it, the thing is, it's about how much time you spend. It's not
sounds
even
like a
about how
nightmare.
hard
It
you're
sounds
working
like a
out.
nightmare.
See, it's like how much time are you spending at 80% of your max heart rate? That's really what it's
And
about.
that's
Dude,
yeah.
Watch how fast Ngannou is. Jesus Christ.
Oh, he's terrifying.
Look at how
We should
quick
probably
he
watch
is.
this.
he's light
right?
on his feet too right
Look
now.
at him. Yeah. Oh,
Boom!
oh my
Clipped him.
God. Oh my God.
Jesus
Oh my God.
Christ, he's just so powerful.
Oh my God.
Oh
man.
oh.
Oh, that's it. That's it. That's it. Damn.
Damn. He's back.
Oh my God.
Starched him.
Wow.
No, dude, you can't. That was crazy.
Tad of an early stoppage for me, but
I don't know. It looked like it was almost an early stoppage.
he was
I don't
working his
think-
way back up.
No,
I don't think it was
that's
early
not what I'm
stoppage.
thinking. I was going to say it looked like it was almost an early stoppage, and then they let it go on,
Yeah.
and then it was a decent stoppage.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because that's how you save a fighter.
Didn't it seem like in
That's
the
how you get
beginning that
hurt.
they were going to stop it?
Yeah.
He got concussed right away.
Yeah.
He got
100%
3
he was
chances.
But Curtis
He
Blades
gave
is
him 3
26 years
chances.
old. Give him. He's
Yeah.
got a lot of fight left in him. So that's a good stoppage. For
Oh, he
his
just
future.
got caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally just got caught.
Good stoppage
It's the
for his
only.
future.
I think it was the only way he's going to lose this fight is getting caught.
Yep. God.
And that's what
Man,
happened.
I
Ngannou
mean-
looked fast. Oof.
Listen, the levels of stand-up between them. You know, I mean, Curtis Blades is a good stand-up fighter, but a really good wrestler. His wrestling stats are like some of the best in the heavyweight division
It's
ever.
the best as far as successful
Boom,
takedowns
he clipped
per
him in
round.
the back of the head with that
Oh
hammer.
my God.
Boom. See, like right there, it looked like the ref was about to stop it. Boom.
Wow,
See,
he's
Mark
so much
Goddard
power, he
runs
barely
over
got
there,
him.
and look, he touches him. He touched him. You're not supposed to touch him.
You probably just ran into him on accident.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I thought he was going to stop. Boom. And then he decides it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's a dangerous job, man.
Super
Did you see
dangerous.
that clip from the Muay Thai? One of the Muay Thai websites has it up there of this referee is stepping in to stop this fight and he gets head kicked.
Yeah, I saw it.
See that?
He gets
He
knocked
takes a
out.
shin right to the dome.
Gets knocked the
He
fuck
got
out.
well, he stayed conscious, but he went down. Looks like he was moving, but he got head kicked.
That's a dangerous man in the first
Dude,
rounds.
can you imagine me and Curtis Blades right now? You took the plane for 20 hours to fly over to get knocked down in 45 seconds. The worst.
Yeah.
The worst.
Always a
man.
possibility with Ngannou. God damn.
Yeah.
Good for Ngannou to get back
know-
on track. I wasn't crazy about the fight for him.
Yeah.
What did he say about that fight officially?
Which one?
Where he didn't throw any punches.
He said he carried the fear of his last fight.
His confidence
Yeah.
was down. And then Derek
just-
Lewis was hurt. So you get a shit show, you know?
Yeah.
It's neither one of those fault. Derek was hurt with his back. Francis had no confidence.
It was crazy. I mean, it was the squeakiest of squeaky margins for Derek to win because nothing really happened in the fight.
Yeah, no one really won. It
But
was just-
meanwhile, we were talking about that fight. We were like, holy shit, this is going to be bombs away.
that's why I think most
Yeah.
people say it's the worst heavyweight fight because you just thought it was going to be fucking fireworks.
I think I might have even said in the commentary, there's not a doubt in my mind that this is going to be crazy.
But who wouldn't think that? That's fair to think with their two fighting styles. I didn't know.
I thought it was going to be
Me too.
chaos. I
it was
thought
going to be awesome.
Derek's going to be throwing haymakers, trying to find his chin.
I'd like to see him go at it again, actually.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Is Floyd really fighting that one kickboxer?
No.
Yes. Yeah, you know, he
Apparently,
is.
It's
they've
happening.
agreed to
It's
it.
real, but it's going to be
An exhibition boxing match.
it's fake, kind
It's a
of.
boxing match.
It's fake.
They're
It's
probably going
fake,
to wear
but-
big gloves,
No kicks
no
No
kicks
kicks.
at all.
No. Fuck
unless
Can't have that guy
Floyd's
kick.
too smart for that.
unless the Japanese just say, "Okay, so we agree, kick it too."
Unless the Akuza goes up to that
Yeah.
young kid and go, "Hey, here, fucking
Listen.
head kick him KO. We're gonna give you $2 million."
Yeah, in the middle of the first round,
which would be
just
kind
let
of cool to
loose.
see.
But they'll rush you through some contract negotiations. Okay, here we go.
It was weird because Floyd was like, "That was all bullshit. I never agreed to any of this." Then a week later, he's like, "Actually, we're gonna do it."
Listen, man, the Japanese they do a different kind of business. They're very clever over there. You know, the UFC look, when you look at the sale of Pride, you know, like what happened with all that, they did a smart thing, a really smart thing. One thing, they came over and they pretended they were going to have Pride fighters fight in the UFC and UFC fighters fight in Pride. Remember that in the early days, like the UFC
Switched them.
sent
Chuck Liddell.
over there, and they were going to bring fighters over to America, but they never
Rampage.
did.
Yeah, no.
They never did. They had to
Never.
wait till they bought it. And then when they bought it, they basically just bought a DVD library.
Yep.
I mean, they spent like $60 million for Pride. And when they got it, they couldn't even run it. So then they had these people that were running the office, and these people running the office, they just went off and made Dream. They made their own shit.
Right.
And so they were like
They
stuck.
sold basically a logo and a
They
brand.
got these contracts. The contracts weren't even any good. Like they didn't like a lot of the fighters were not bound to them. You know, like Fedor. Like they didn't have Fedor. They didn't have a lot of things.
And they owed a lot of guys money.
And they thought they were going to operate in Japan. Like, well, we're going to run Pride too. Is what?
Yeah,
like,
right.
That shit.
No.
No chance, man.
No way.
But what they did, what was smart, is the first thing Pride did was they pumped up their own value by bringing their fighters over here and pretending their fighter's going to fight Chuck Liddell. Remember, they had that crazy stare down way back in the day. But then they never did. Everybody was always talking about
But
Pride,
they sent
but then
Chuck
nothing
to Pride.
happened.
to
Yeah, they
fight
sent
But after,
Chuck.
but after that,
Pride
there was
never
a point in time
exchanged.
where they did not want Pride mentioned on the air.
No, they hate him.
They
Direct
did
competition.
not want their name mentioned.
How is
So
Bellator-
you have to
but-
say they fought in Japan.
But
This guy
the
fought in
UFC
Japan.
also honey-dicked the WME when they sold theirs. They went, look, dude, we got Ronda, we got Brock, we got Conor. We're doing all this big shit, man. And then they sold it for $4 billion. And like, all right, Ronda's going to retire, so we can't do nothing about that. Brock's over in WWE, so we'll figure that out.
Well, the Ronda thing
then Conor's
was
been out for
during
2 years.
The purchase, they had already purchased it. That was the last Ronda fight, the comeback fight.
Yeah.
They had already purchased it.
Yeah.
That's also probably why it was marketed the way it was marketed.
Correct.
Because
all eggs in.
that was one of the rare times where I publicly was like, "This is not. You guys aren't doing the right thing." Because Amanda Nunes is the champion. She's a world champion. She stopped Miesha Tate. She strangled her.
Yeah.
Like you got to give her respect.
She's
You can't-
still not as respected as she should be.
But that was a crazy one.
That was the
whole
worst one I've ever
commercial
seen.
was all Ronda.
Nothing of Amanda
and for
Nunes.
a couple seconds, it's like Amanda doing something real quick, and that's it. Like
they showed
dude,
like in the bag, but the rest was
first ever women's MMA champion that's a lesbian. First ever UFC
With her
gay
girlfriend in the
champion.
corner.
Yeah, who's also a
Correct.
UFC champion. So first ever gay UFC champion, right?
Yeah.
And no one talks
that we
about
know
it.
of.
That we know of, right? I think that's it. I think
good point,
we
Ian.
haven't had
Good
women's
point.
MMA that long for champions.
Well, you're saying guy or gal?
Girl. I'm saying
I'm just trying to be funny, dude. I don't know.
it's a
I started thinking
conspiracy.
about what gay
I don't know.
champions,
I don't
like
know.
who could be gay?
But Amanda versus Cyborg is super interesting to me.
Very
Scary
interesting. I
fight.
can't wait.
Super interesting to me because
Cyborg bangs.
Cyborg's she's way bigger.
She's bigger.
How about
bigger,
Amanda
hits way
fighting
harder.
Raquel Pennington and both their girlfriends fighting the UFC too, and
Yeah.
in their corners?
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's insane.
Cool
Not
story,
insane in
yeah.
a bad way, but
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've come a long ways.
Yeah, it's different. It's fascinating to watch.
JDS
the
coming
growth.
back?
Yeah, JDS
Who's
is
he fighting?
Who
Chef
is
fight
he
Kane.
fighting?
They both been out of fucking grip. Kane's coming back. You hear that?
Is that real?
Yeah,
When?
it's real. 2019.
But when? Did they have a date?
No, just announced he's back. And DC posted, "Hey, he said the belt's waiting for you, champ."
Whoa.
Yeah, because he's back.
So, what do you guys think of Amanda against Cyborg?
I think Amanda's got to move.
I think
She's got a
only.
lot of
Does she have a
Uh,
chance?
Sure, she's got a chance. She's a beast. But
Oh shit,
you know,
that's a great fight. Tai Tuivasa,
Oh,
JDS.
that's
That's a
right.
motherfucking fight.
See, but
I
the-
think only Uriah Faber could probably beat Cyborg. I don't. There's no girls. There's no girls.
Well, but
It's
she's
like
got a
Joanna,
chance.
man. It's not happening.
She's got a chance.
Amanda Nunes is probably my favorite female fighter too. I root
What
for
does she
every
walk
fight.
around at? What do you think,
Amanda, she's probably in the 160s, if I had to guess.
And what do you think Cyborg walks around at?
We went through this, right?
We
She
went through
said
this.
like 80s,
80
70s.
something.
She's down to, you know.
She's
It does
bigger.
not matter.
She's bigger.
She's such an animal.
She's so much bigger.
That's going to be a crazy fight, man.
yeah.
That's on the same card as Gustafsson Jones too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
End of the year.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Gustafsson's
So
been out a
big.
hot minute.
See,
I can't wait for that fight.
Yeah, I know, right? I think the key to anybody that's going to be able to beat Cyborg is you're going to have to catch her coming in
And have a
hurt
fat
her.
cock. No girls beating Cyborg, bro. No girls beating Cyborg. There's not a girl on this planet that can beat Cyborg.
I would
in
agree.
MMA.
What about that one dude that turned into a chick?
She would get fucking dealt with.
Well,
She already
what
got
was,
beat
what
by
was
a
her
chick.
name? What was
I forget.
She
Fallon
got beat by a
Fox.
chick, really?
Yeah, she lost her
Yeah.
last fight.
Fallon Fox.
Fallon Fox.
Ashley Evans Smith beat
Ashley
her.
Evans, who's in the UFC, beat her.
Yeah.
Came to the
Damn.
UFC.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cyborg beat both of them up at the same time now. I mean, she's such an animal, man. You seen her spar with like dudes, and then that Olympian, Clarissa Shields, who's a
Yeah.
world champion.
Yeah.
Like, dude, she does not fuck around.
She doesn't fuck around. And she's way
And this is her
bigger.
last fight on her contract, too.
Well, you know what, man? I mean, I could easily see someone like ONE FC grabbing her as well. Look, they're grabbing a lot of people now. It's really interesting
Who
to
else
me.
are they grabbing, though? They have to sign me shit tape, but that's business.
Well, they got Eddie Alvarez. He just went over there.
That's
They got
right.
Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. He
big
just
one.
went over there. And they're looking to expand their roster. And I think they're looking to also break into the Western marketplace. You know, they have that app. You can get the app and watch the fights on your phone.
Yeah.
I've only seen
Fucking
highlights.
genius.
I've only seen highlights of ONE FC. I've never seen it.
How
You
is
can watch
how's
it for free. You get
Bellator
the app
doing?
and you
Yeah.
watch it for free.
Yep.
How's Bellator
Holy
doing in
shit.
comparison
Yeah.
to
Nice.
UFC?
Bellator's not doing as well as the UFC, but they're doing well.
They're doing well.
They're on the Paramount Network. They get pretty good ratings. They're
DAZN,
developing
they're on DAZN
stars.
too. But they also
Yeah.
with Roy McDonald, Gegard Mousasi. Then with the heavyweight with Bader, Fedor, like the heavyweight tournament was sick.
Yeah.
They're doing well.
What do you think about Oscar De La Hoya promoting MMA? You
Complete
think-
shit show.
Not this
What?
one. Not this one. Do you see the last one he did?
Did you see him at the
Why
press
shit
conference?
show? Hey, I want to see Chuck and Tito.
No,
I mean,
no, not. It's not a shit show because it's Chuck and Tito. Did you see Oscar De La Hoya at
He
the
just
press
doesn't know the-
conference?
he doesn't
What
know
did he
the
say?
sport.
He's like, you got Chuck Liddell's name wrong. And he goes, and then you have these other guys.
How did he say
goes,
Chuck Liddell?
I forget it.
Lydell.
Lydell.
Everyone used to say Chuck Liddell. At
yeah.
first,
If you're
right?
I used
promoting
to say it. I
Yeah,
used to say
yeah.
it.
At first, that's what you said.
He just didn't
It's a
know
bit
any of
of
the
a shit
fighters.
show.
He didn't know any of the fighters, and he was.
It's their first one. You give them a little bit of.
And what else did he say?
He goes, and then we have other fights too. These guys behind me, I don't know their names, but I'm not gonna remember their names.
Shit! No way.
Yeah,
he said
he's just,
that.
Yeah, then it's just dead silence. He's like, and when you think of MMA, when you think of fighters at all, you just think of these two. There's no one else. Well,
That is the dumbest way to promote a fight.
It
But
was
you gotta
so
realize, Oscar's had, how many professional fights?
a lot.
and he snorts all the cocaine.
Does he do all of it? Yeah.
Watch this press conference. He's all, and he's like, it's freezing in here.
Is that a fact
I
or
don't
is it
think
conspiracy
Oscar's
theory?
love.
No, he's admitted. He came on air. Was like, yeah, I had abused prom.
It's
and
pretty. It's
I like
okay.
Devil's Dandruff.
I don't think his love is
Devil's dandruff.
I don't think his love is MMA.
No.
His love is boxing.
Yeah.
It's just he's doing this
one
because
of
it's
the
a good
one of
money
the
making
greatest
venture.
boxers ever.
You know why I hope it does well, because Tito and Chuck will get benefit the most from it from
Yeah.
money. So I want people to buy it because of that reason.
Right.
Is
But
MC Hammer still in the game?
No,
No.
he was my manager.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit! You hung out with him?
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Me and Hammer had long talks. Great dude, smart dude.
What happened? Why did he get out of MMA?
Because it's bullshit. He was like, "Well, I like money. Fuck this sport."
That's hilarious.
Well, how else is he making money?
Dude, he's one of the first investors in Facebook.
Twitter
Years
too,
ago.
right? Or is it
Damn.
Twitter?
Oh, so
Twitter,
he's
Facebook, big time.
filthy rich.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, okay.
He goes.
Okay.
And I remember he goes, well, there's a difference between bankrupt and being MC Hammer bankrupt. He goes, I wasn't like poor. He's like, I was still balling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He still had like $12 million
Yeah,
in
he
the
was
bank.
killing
Somewhere.
it. Yeah, he's a smart dude, man.
I'm sure.
Interesting.
What were we just talking about before this?
Before MC Hammer,
Amanda Nunez and Chris
no,
Cyborg.
no, that was way long.
Devil Island. If you're white, you can't go to the island anymore.
I'm lost. Now I'm completely lost. How did we get to MC Hammer?
We were talking about
Fight promoting.
ONE
that's
FC.
right.
Oh, ONE FC.
The,
I've never
the
watched
Oscar
one.
De La Hoya thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Oscar De La Hoya.
promoting. Yeah, look, I hope they all do good. You definitely need like more competition, more fight. There's more fighters than there are fights.
Right.
And the hard thing though is that the UFC is like Q-tips, right? It's like when you think you don't want cotton swabs, give me some fucking Q-tips. Like
Yeah.
they've got the market.
Yeah, there's tissue
For
paper.
now-
There's
for now.
Kleenex. Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, for
For
now.
now, but there's always.
I don't know if there is.
It's such a part of the cultural
Yeah.
landscape.
Like some people go, oh, do you UFC?
Yeah.
How fucking dare you?
But
I
there
would
are-
hope that they would get to the point. I would hope that this is my goal. My hope is that a lot of organizations are like a lot of these boxing organizations. Where you look at like world champions like Deontay Wilder's about to fight Tyson Fury. You can have guys that have different promoters and they work together some sort of a deal and then they put together the fights. That's better for the fighters if the fights get and the fighters
Super
and other
fights,
organizations get as popular
Right.
as it's like Manny Pacquiao fighting Floyd Mayweather. They had to have these promoters figure out how to put that
That's
fight
better
together.
for the sport.
Better for everybody.
Because
100%.
like, when
Yeah.
Ben Askren is whooping ass over in ONE FC, wouldn't
Yes.
you love if he just fought the champion of the UFC
Sure.
or if Bellator's champion? Like Gegard Mousasi fighting Woodley right now or fighting at 180, fighting Whitaker. I'd love to see that.
Yep.
Listen,
So you
they're
get the
gonna be-
absolute champ.
They're going to be very happy that they signed Ben Askren. It's going to be fun. He's smart. He talks a lot of shit. and it took forever to get him over here. And a lot of people are in deep shit. They're in deep shit.
Super deep shit.
He's going to grab a hold of them and wrestle fuck them to the ground and punch their face
He has
in.
to get through Robbie Lawler, yeah.
It's not going to be much they're going to be able to do to him. A lot of people are
And
going to be
he's
in
a
real
star,
trouble.
man. Like, you look at when he goes anywhere, they're cheering for him. The interviews
get
are
it already.
scrum for him, yeah.
Look, man, people have seen interviews online. They've seen the podcast that I did with him. They've seen all of his fights. You know, if you watch highlight reels, you can see all of his fights.
You and I jacking him off every show we get.
Every show. And then the UFC, or in ONE FC, they allowed him to knee to the head on the ground, too.
You get side control and knee the fuck out of your head.
It's
Obviously,
a
you can't do
nightmare,
that
man.
anymore.
It's a nightmare. You can also get north-south. North-south, knees to the head.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Oh my
You
God.
fuck somebody up
This
with
is
that.
FS1?
Yeah, man.
Oh fuck.
Don't say FS1.
ONE FC.
Oh, ONE
But
FC, I mean.
I know what you meant. Fox Sports 1
Sorry, I
is a
mean-
channel.
I did
ONE
correct him.
FC, I meant.
But to be able to do that, to be able to land knees to
Oh,
the head on the ground like
pride
that,
rules.
it's a giant advantage for a wrestler.
Yeah.
Giant advantage. And to take it away from them, you limit what is really good about being on top. What's really good about being on top is you could smash them anywhere.
Jesus.
It's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
Those knees.
Did you hear the rumor about Cowboy Connor?
I did. Yeah.
That could be a sick fight.
Yeah. I think.
I hope Cowboy gets that fight.
I think that's a possibility. I
Yeah.
think that's a money making fight. And I
It
think
makes sense for both guys,
It
especially
does.
for Connor.
Yeah.
I know Connor wants the Khabib rematch, but it's like, dude, let's get one and then go back that way. But you got to win.
that would be really interesting.
I'm not saying Cowboy's an easy fight, but it's a better matchup than Khabib or Tony. And
It's-
then Tony and Khabib fight.
It's going to be interesting to see what kind of shit talking. Because Cowboy did not have a good time with the shit talking of Nate Diaz.
He got in his head.
Nate
Fucked with
Diaz.
him.
Or
got in his
Jorge
head.
Masvidal. He doesn't like that shit talk.
Doesn't like that shit talking.
But
Oh, and Connor goes, you guys did that?
Yeah.
Watch this.
Yeah, he's going to ramp it up to 11.
Until I think Cowboy, if he grabs a hold of Connor and takes him to the ground, Connor's in a world of shit too. Because Cowboy's a hell of a wrestler and a hell of a.
He's a hell of a
fighter.
striker too, man.
Yeah.
It's a different world.
It's not an easy fight. It's gonna be as far as the odds. I'm assuming Connor barely be a favorite.
Yeah.
If
It'll
not
be
even.
155.
155.
Yeah.
You look, Connor's the speed that he has, the one shot KO power. Like Connor can do some shit to motherfuckers. And when you see him fight Eddie Alvarez, that's when you really realize it. Like Eddie Alvarez is tough as fuck, and Connor just put it on him. He can
Starched him.
He can fuck people up.
Although
But
Cowboy put it on Eddie too.
he did, but he didn't do it the same
No,
way
not
Connor
like
did.
Connor.
It. No,
He beat him-
He
he
beat his
beat
legs
him.
up.
He beat his legs up.
Yeah,
didn't
he got hit with some
dismantle-
shots.
Connor
Yeah.
dismantled Eddie.
Eddie
I
hit
think some of that
Cowboy
might have
with
been
some shots.
I think that also is a little misleading because I feel like a lot of that
You're about to discredit
again was
Connor?
because Connor got into Eddie's head, but Eddie's better than that. you
Look
know?
at that shit.
Eddie's been doing a long
Conor
time. man.
McGregor is a 2-1 favorite.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, it does make sense.
He's not as good a wrestler. not as
Well,
good a
it
submission
makes
guy.
sense
Because
in
you're
terms
going
of,
based
like,
off
how
Cowboy
experts-
won his last fight.
Yeah.
But Cowboy's fallen some tough times. I love Cowboy more than anyone in this room, but
No.
Cowboy's fallen some tough
Well,
times.
he's got the most winning record in UFC history too, I believe. So I'm also going by that.
He did.
And he also
has
looks
won more
fucking
fights.
good lately.
Well, he looked fantastic
Yeah.
against Mike Perry.
I mean,
Looked amazing.
But Mike Perry,
Mike Perry's
and
far cry from Conor McGregor.
he's a big difference.
Really?
In
I mean, striking-wise,
movement.
you're saying.
But look, I like the fight.
overall fighter.
I like
Yeah.
the fight a lot, and I do agree that if Cowboy gets a hold of anybody on the ground, he's got crazy ground skills.
Cowboy's
Also got
better off
crazy
his, Cowboy
don't
leg
realize.
kicks.
Hold on,
Yep.
but Cowboy's better off his back. If Conor were to take him down, is where
Yes.
he would be screwed. But
he's-
Cowboy and Top's not a technician on top.
No, I disagree.
You think he's technician
Oh, wait,
on
wait.
top? Cowboy from his back. Cowboy from his back is
he's
very
good everywhere.
He's good everywhere. That's what I think.
He's
he'll
special off
mount
his
you.
back.
Well, yes, but
He'll fuck you
he's-
up from the top, too.
Yeah, he's got great top.
Well,
Most of his submissions are from his back. though.
That's true because he throws a lot of kicks and guys take him down. And he
Correct.
just snatches
That's
shit
where
up
he's
really
super
quick.
special off his back.
Yeah.
But he's very underrated as a grappler.
Yes.
And you saw him when he reversed Mike Perry.
Fucking
and then
amazing.
fucked his arm up.
Yeah.
How about Mike Perry? He left Jackson's. He's like, dude, I felt like it was, I didn't want to be part of this. I came there to train, and all of a sudden I got put in the middle of this drama.
He left.
He left.
Oh,
He's no
wow.
longer there.
Oh, wow.
He looked great too. I thought he looked good. Even obviously he had the hiccup of taking Cowboy down, but I thought Perry looked pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah. No, Perry did look very good.
He's been looking better and better, but he just fucked up and took him
He
down.
that fight was just Cowboy had his number. Cowboy sparred with him who knows how many times
They
over
also
at Jackson's. Yeah, and in the grappling, apparently Cowboy dominated him.
But I guess Perry said in their training camp, he was taking so many guys down. It's almost like a natural reaction for him. He goes, dude, I just part of the fight. Just took him down. Didn't even
Yeah.
think about it because that's what I was doing in camp.
Right.
And then Winklejohn goes, that was not part of the plan. We did not want to take Cowboy down.
So where's he going to go now?
I don't know. I think
He was ATT before, right?
Yeah, I don't know. But for him, man, he's getting so much better if he just stays consistent and gets with a legit camp.
Maybe get his ass up to TriStar.
Or AKA.
I like something about going to Montreal. Sexy.
Montreal, so
Cold
cold,
as
so
fuck.
fucking cold.
The
So
coldest I've
cold.
ever been.
Plus,
Fuck
you're in
that.
another country. You know,
It's so far.
you got to also just really super concentrate on what you're doing because that's all you're doing.
Yeah.
Well,
I
It's a
like
beautiful city, though. It's
Montreal
a great
has some
city.
of the best strip clubs in the world.
I
and
love,
women.
I love that
Allegedly.
city.
And food.
I could live there.
Allegedly.
It's
But
amazing.
I think
I
that
could not
camp,
live there.
like you gotta be to. I think you gotta be with one of the wizards. There's many great wizards of MMA, but to really maximize your potential, you got to be with someone who can put it all together. You know, and you could pick your favorite wizards, but one of my favorite wizards for sure is Faraz. I think he's like one of the best. At
How
like
about Matt Hume? Who
one
else
of the
does-
best. One of the best
Matt
for
Hume's
sure.
the best.
Who else does
You
he
listen
have?
to- You got Duke
Talk.
Rufus.
Matt Hume does not have very many high-level guys that
Yeah.
have been. I mean, he did work with Maurice, though.
Yeah.
He did work with
He's
Maurice
in
Smith.
Seattle, right?
Yes, he's in AMC Pancration. But he was a great fighter himself, just great knowledge of the game. But what he just, by proof of what he did with Mighty Mouse and the way they talk to each other in the corner, and you realize, like, there's a system they're operating under. And they're like, this is very high level, very
Sophisticated.
technical, very sophisticated. They're staying one step ahead of
But
everything, and
sometimes
they know
that
what they're doing.
works for Demetrius. Demetrius is a very cerebral, smart fighter. So that doesn't necessarily
Yes.
mean Mike Perry's going to be able to plug in and work.
That's true,
I
too.
think Mike Perry
That's true,
would
too.
do great somewhere like with a Jason Perillo in San Diego.
Sure.
Like that could be fucking a dope connection for him.
Yeah, or
he has to find that right coach.
Alliance San Diego would be great too.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be good for him down there.
There's always good spots, man. But I think that having a fresh look is not the worst thing in the world. But I think
You can't have too many fresh looks
Right,
though.
that's true.
You gotta put your roots somewhere. Otherwise, you're like, what?
Where's
I'm all
Frank
over.
Edgar learn his boxing
Frankie Edgar,
from?
Mark Henry,
yeah,
Wow.
phenomenal coach, one of the masterminds.
yeah, he's one of the masters. He's
boxing
one of the
and
great
his
He works with
Footwork
Edson
is
Barboza, Frankie Edgar, Eddie Alvarez.
Also owns a pizza place.
Yeah.
Pete-
Is that,
yeah, that's my guy.
that was his pizza place? You said it was really good.
The best.
He actually you actually sent me a text after you ate that pizza and you go, I ate the best, because we always talk about Jelina's pizza. He goes, I ate the best pizza in the world, bro. I was like, well, that's a random text, but I don't
Delicious.
give a shit. But
It's a different pizza on the East Coast. I hate being that guy, but bagels and pizza are different over there.
different water, they say, right?
It's
The
not
Jersey
just that.
water.
I think it's different. It's a different moisture in the air.
Dude, I've been good on
different
my
everything.
diet. I've been so good on my diet, losing weight
Yeah?
for my special. But I've been good
Pizza?
on my diet.
Trying
But
to get
then-
slim?
Yeah, trying to look sexy
you
for
doing?
the special. You know,
We
just
doing different?
fasting and extra cardio. Staying
How
away
many
from
hours of
sweets.
fasting?
Man, I wake up at 6. I don't, and then I quit eating at 6 p.m. at night. So 6 to 6, and then
Yeah.
I don't eat till usually 10 or 11 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So
Wow. But anyways, so I've been good on my diet, but I go to New York next week, and artichoke pizza or King's Pizza, I think it's called King Street. I just can't turn it down.
artichoke pizza's your shit.
No, the company's called Artichoke.
Oh.
I fucking hate artichoke. The white pizza with the white sauce
No, that's
is
not
bullshit.
artichoke. You don't like that stuff?
Fuck no. I gotta have red sauce, man.
Yeah.
But artichoke pizza in New York, my mouth's watering, bro.
There's some
Artificial.
places that have good white pizza. I didn't experience good
No.
white pizza until I had it at Nikki's in White Plains.
Oh,
Nikki's
shit.
Pizzeria in
White
White Plains,
Plains,
New
New
York.
York.
Right
Really?
down the street from Executive Billiards. They had white pizza that would knock your dick right in the dirt. It had melted butter and garlic on it and ham and shit. And you'd bite into it and you'd
Yep.
be like, holy
Yeah, that's
fuck,
where a
is
lot of
this
Italians
good.
were in White Plains.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
Dude,
is
it was
You
White
like white
Castle
pizza too?
No.
Listen, it's not my favorite.
No.
It's
Is
not my
White
favorite.
Castle still around? Remember White Castle?
Yeah.
The
hamburgers?
small burgers?
Those
Yeah.
little burgers?
No, what are you
Those
from,
square
1940?
They
Yeah,
make
they're
a vegan
around.
one, bro. They make a vegan one.
White Castle? Fuck yeah. Dude, is there a
Don't
Burger
they?
King around here?
Really?
Isn't that the case?
White Castle's still going on?
Yeah,
I
bro.
think I'm pretty sure White Castle for
Only
all
on
our
the East
vegan
Coast, though,
friends,
right?
they
No.
make a vegan burger now. White Castle does. Which
about
is like-
time.
which is like that's literally like buying a vitamin from a poison factory.
That's a bad idea.
Like, do you sell vitamins too? Yeah.
Bad idea.
Like, if you're a vegan and like you're buying vegan burgers
Soy.
from a company that
Grown with
slaughters millions of animals a year.
Yeah.
That
Doesn't make
Impossible
sense.
Burger is what
You
they're selling.
Impossible Burger. You feel better?
Well, how about Taco Bell? Taco Bell puts essentially sand sodium
What?
bicarbonate.
Wait, bro. Hey.
No, silicon bicarbonate. I think called silicon.
You're starting some rumors.
So they're beef filling. They're not allowed to call it beef filling. They have to call it taco filling because
It's not beef?
The beef has silicon in it to make it fuller and more. Look it up.
That shit is
Come on.
Look it
that
up.
shit is delicious.
Look it up.
though.
Look up what's in Taco Bell.
Silicone.
How would you doubt that? How would you need
Yeah,
evidence for that? It's Taco Bell.
Yeah.
But it's, you can't
plastic.
defend Taco
Talk
Bell.
about it. Talk about that's a conspiracy theory.
I
by the
believe
way.
it.
Dude, a double-decker taco, I don't give a fuck why.
Is there a
they
YouTube
put in
link
that
on it?
bitch.
Yeah, dude, bro. Look at
Because
the.
if there's no YouTube link, it's not real.
Is Callen true?
Okay, here comes-
Where'd you hear this, Callen?
Watch this. Watch this.
We're
Where do
gonna
you get your
pull it
news
up.
from?
This is
Silicon.
dark.
Silicon.
Taco Bell
Hey,
ingredients.
Brian, I believe you. We're talking
Okay.
about Taco Bell.
I
Here's
don't.
the
I don't.
ingredients. It's not in there. Isolated oat products,
Hold
salt,
on.
chili pepper, onion powder,
Silicon
tomato
dioxide.
powder,
Silicon dioxide, anti-caking agent. Now look that up.
silicon dioxide,
Sugar. Yes, please.
anti-caking agent. Here
about
we
that?
go.
You guys love Taco Bell.
There you go, guys.
What does it say?
Love it.
Anti-caking agent to avoid clumping in supplements. It's used to prevent the various powdered ingredients from sticking together. As many food additives, consumers have often have concerns about
you
silicon
think?
dioxide as an additive.
Probably
Is it
fine.
safe? Is it cancerous?
Look at that. That's sand. See that? That's what they put in there.
Also frequently found in health food nutritional supplements as an additive, silicon dioxide primarily functions as an anti-caking agent which prevents ingredients from binding together, but it doesn't say if it's cancerous.
Dude, if
clicked
you
on it.
eat it every now and then, you're
Proven
fine.
carcinogen. Look at this. Proven carcinogen. Well, who
It's
said?
a McDonald's answer. Sits in their buns.
Says silicon
Delicious
dioxide
buns.
is a proven carcinogen. Why does McDonald's opt to use this in buns, potentially hurting human health?
Trace mineral.
Silicon is categorized as a trace mineral, Ben, which means that it's needed in minimal amounts to maintain health. As its requirement is very small. Its recommended daily allowance for silicon has not been specified because it's not food. Duh. However, experts suggest that a daily consumption in the range of 20 to 30 milligrams is needed to stay healthy.
Who wrote that? Is that McDonald's writing this?
Silicon.
Who's writing this? Is this McDonald's writing
Ronald
this?
McDonald.
It's your questions.
I guess it is just a
daily.
trace mineral, maybe. But
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's an
if
important part of the
McDonald's
food
is
we eat
saying it,
daily.
then for sure.
But you know
It
it has.
plays a
You know that
significant
food has like
role.
a slimy thing on
But
it.
here's the thing: if they can't really say all this, if it's not true, if they do, they get in deep shit.
Yeah.
So it might be real that silicon is a trace mineral. It's an important part of our own food, but it also you're putting dirt in your burgers, bro.
It's also
Like,
food grade, so maybe it's
but
different. than
But
the
even
regular
so,
grade.
it's like, why is it in there though? Even if you're saying
The
it's
masses,
okay to
man.
eat,
It's
So it doesn't
anti-oxidant.
cake. So it doesn't cake up.
Right.
Didn't you read that? They need it.
Can't have you can't have a
it's
cake.
filler, man.
36% beef.
It's only 36% beef in Taco
The
Bell.
other 64% is a wide range of fillers, extenders,
powder.
preservatives.
36% beef, 64% is made with fillers.
Don't we all know this,
extenders,
though?
And preservatives.
Didn't we kind of know this? Like,
I
when I
didn't
go
know
to
it was
Taco
that
Bell, I'm not like,
much.
this is 100% beef. Ever. That shit is delicious.
When were those
But
cows killed?
did you really think it was 64% fillers?
I don't think. When I eat that, I'm like, listen, man, this isn't going to be good. I'm going to shit my pants, but I love their fucking tostadas
Have you,
and
heard
double
that,
deckers.
have you heard that conspiracy theory that McDonald's, it says 100% beef, that's an actual trademark name? 100%
Yes.
beef?
Yeah,
Is
so
that,
we don't-
is that for real or is
It's
that a
not
conspiracy
real?
theory?
read that.
I
don't
don't
know
think
if
they
it's
can
true. I
say
did read
that.
though.
I think they can get sued
No,
for
no,
that.
no. It was like it was like
like
that's
a
the
slogan
name of
they
their
did.
beef. It's
Their
called
beef is
100% beef.
100%
Oh,
beef.
so
It's
they
a
named their
it's a
beef 100%
copyright.
beef, even though it's 40%.
Right.
That's the conspiracy theory. So
believe-
I don't know. I don't even know
but
if
is
that's true.
McDonald's
Food
the
industry does some
same-
shit.
Is McDonald's the same as Taco Bell in terms of like what percentage of it is actually beef? If you buy
Yes.
a beef
Look
burger?
up their chicken nuggets.
The one thing that's really weird about
Deep-fried
that,
snot.
the one thing that's fucked up about the beef that you get in hamburger from McDonald's is those cows can come from 10 different parts of the globe. So you're eating the cows from China, Argentina, United States,
Who gives
and
a
all those
f-
cows
they all
have been
taste the
killed
same.
there.
They all taste the same.
Well,
gives
they
a
all been killed
fuck?
and then it's brought together. So
So it's all smushed in
I like
like
one
one
cow,
burger.
bro.
Well, I don't give a fuck.
My
There's
burger
30
has to come from. I
cows.
have to know the cow's name. I have to raise
you
it.
ever I'll tell you, I think the healthiest thing for you at McDonald's is the McFlurry.
It's not true.
No.
McFlurry.
Filet-O-Fish is made from real fish.
Jamie
that's,
just
that's
pulled
legit.
up.
Filet-O-Fish is awesome.
Have you had a McRib? Those are real ribs.
Are you sure?
You know they take meat
100% rib?
You know they take meat and form it as
Yeah.
a fucking rib.
Is that true?
Let's read the McDonald thing.
Do
The
they?
McDonald thing is not true.
Yeah.
I love
Hey,
the fish.
make
though.
that larger, please.
I want a fish
not
sandwich
true?
now, Eddie.
Well, smaller again, so it fits the screen. There you go. Well, this is a fascinating premise. There is nothing to it. McDonald's hamburger patties in the U.S. are made with 100% USDA inspected beef. They are cooked and prepared with salt, pepper, and nothing else. No preservatives, no fillers.
All right.
Debunked.
So,
Right
so
there.
it's pretty healthy. For you.
Debunked.
How's that possible? That's
Wait, what does it say?
100%
What does the
beef?
top of that say?
Why
What
did-
is the title of it? Are McDonald's hamburgers 100% beef?
Yeah.
Dude, why
Yeah, they
doesn't Taco
are.
Bell get on that train? They're just like, nah, fuck it.
They're like, fuck it. We just
fuck it,
going
bro.
with
You know it's
fake
shitty
beef.
for you. Yeah.
They're way worse than McDonald's then.
God, they're
Wait,
both
McDonald's
delicious.
buys their meat from a company called 100%
Yeah,
beef.
that's not true.
That's not true.
That's what
That's what it's saying.
Oh, that's the
not
conspiracy
true.
theory. Okay.
Yeah. So
Balls.
it's saying it's false.
Okay.
So it is. Look, man, you could probably get beef pretty goddamn cheap if you do it that way and just grind it all down. to-
Masses. I still like Del Taco myself.
all that stuff is so gross. But if you go to a real taco spot,
Bro,
like,
me
that
and you
has
have
legit
ate McDonald's
Mexican
breakfast
tacos,
together.
I love McDonald's, man. That's
I will fuck up an egg McMuffin. I will fuck up an.
You
I
think
How
don't
about
that's
that
real egg?
When I'm on a
McGriddle?
plane, I eat an egg
McGriddle, the
That's an
sausage
egg.
McGriddle.
You don't think it's an egg?
That shit's
good.
so,
So good.
suspect.
Here's the thing: if you get egg McMuffin with ham, they really can't fuck with that.
That egg
If
suspect.
you get that sausage, who knows what's in that shit,
true.
son? But if you get
So
that
good,
ham,
though.
that's
But
a
how
piece
about
of
that
ham.
No, bro.
How about
The
the
egg,
bread
That
that they
egg's
soak
so
in syrup?
Curious.
No, the eggs actually
Yeah,
lately
it's the
they
only thing that they make there.
What?
The egg.
McDonald's said that with
My
the
mouth is
chickens and
watering.
eggs they use now, they don't have. I think they don't use
Beaks.
antibiotics.
They don't have beaks.
Look
Is
at
that
this. Containing eggs that are freshly cracked in McDonald's restaurants.
That's
the rest of
impressive.
the chain's egg items, such as scrambled eggs and egg whites, are made from liquid eggs. Blah. So that's what you go. You go with the regular or you go with
Yeah,
the regular egg
Egg
McMuffins.
McMuffins.
Oh, who doesn't get egg on their egg McMuffin?
I'm
Who
down
just gets
to.
the sausage patty?
I want
Well,
the
the
egg
sausage
McMuffin.
patties, just you don't know what you're getting with that.
No, but you gotta
tastes
have egg.
good though.
Egg bacon.
Those sausage patties
So
are
good.
quite
They're
tasty.
so nice.
They have scientists and
The
they're
bread-
working on taste
Yeah,
for
they,
real.
They do a good job.
and it works.
Yes.
They do a good job.
The bread
yeah.
soaked in syrup. What about that?
You talking about the McGriddle?
McGriddles. Come on,
Dude,
man.
The McGriddle is
It's brilliant.
basically candy.
It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
God. It's candy with
Candy
meat.
heaven.
That and a filet o
It's very
fish.
good.
It's very good.
I like it. I feel good when I eat it.
Eddie, that's such. Who the fuck orders a filet o fish?
Dude, filet o fish.
I love filet-o
so
fish.
I've
good.
never had one. You're the first person I've heard talk about it.
That's
If
my
I-
dessert.
Now I
love
love
that
one.
shit.
I love filet-o
love
fish
them.
too.
I love
Really?
them. They're very good.
Yeah.
They're good.
God,
in
we should Postmates
that
it,
tartar
fellas.
sauce.
I still think the best
Yeah, the
hamburgers are
tartar
In and
sauce.
Out. In and Out are the best hamburgers, right?
No,
Five Guys pretty goddamn good too.
Never had Five Guys.
Five Guys with sliced jalapenos.
dude. I'll tell you, fuck.
Shake Shack is very
Shake Shack's delicious.
You guys
know who
both
shits on
lose
all
my
these?
number.
Dude,
You
Chick-fil-A.
can't- you can't
Chick-fil-A
combine.
does it fucking right. Can't order
They
on
have
Sunday.
beef?
No, fuck a beef.
It's all
Just their
chicken.
chicken sandwich is the best.
What's that? Which one?
Chick-fil-A.
It's good.
Very
It's
good.
good.
Very good.
It's good. It
Just
can't fuck with
good?
Five
Yeah, it's
Guys.
pretty good.
No,
Chick-fil-A
it's
is
not.
delicious. They made their name off that goddamn sandwich. And I'll tell you something else because I got pickles and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, Shake Shack, that smoked jalapeno bacon burger,
Nice.
get the fuck out of here right now.
I'll tell you what, for my cold
That's
hard-earned
delicious.
cash, I just get a Whopper with cheese ketchup only from
I can't
Burger
fuck
King.
with
Ah,
Burger
really?
King.
Yeah.
Can't
Cheap
fuck with
beef,
Burger
cheap
King.
shit.
You can't fuck with it.
Can't
Why is that?
fuck with
Nah,
Burger
fuck
King.
Burger
Flame
King.
broil, bro.
I have to be fucking super hungry in the middle of the desert, like on the way to Fresno,
Yep.
for me to fuck with Burger
Yep.
King. Yeah, I gotta be desperate.
And that stupid wooden king that they have, that's a dumb ad. I saw that ad. and it
Wendy's
made
is
me
different
annoyed.
though. I'm down with Wendy's. I love Wendy's. I love their fries.
Wendy's on another level.
Oh, yeah.
See, I'm a
Really?
big Burger King
Yeah.
guy.
Oh,
Shout
you
out to
got-
Burger King.
oh, you're
when
out of your
I'm
mind.
done with the show and there's nothing else open, I'll go to Burger King. I go,
Really?
you know what? Get me 2 fucking Whoppers, ketchup only.
Over Mickey D's?
Oh yeah,
You know what? With Wendy's,
Ketchup
their
only.
beef is never frozen. That's how they get you.
but they're in squares, so I judge
I don't
them.
mind
I
squares.
worked at McDonald's for
Yeah, no problem with that
for
square.
3 weeks when I was a 17-year-old, and
I bet you were
Yeah?
terrible at it.
we'd drop the burgers and like, put them back on the grill. We
Oh,
sold them.
you son of a
I
bitch.
mean,
Hey man,
You're ruining people's
fucked
food.
up.
when we were younger, we did it by accident. I didn't want to waste the food. Whatever.
You know, a good Italian sub with like melted Parmesan cheese.
Talking about the meatball sub from Subway.
yeah, like
I'm not a
not
Subway
a
guy.
Subway
Jared fucked
from
it up
a-
for
like
me,
a-
bro.
I'll take the
Quiznos?
tuna. The tuna at Subway, I'll fuck with that.
How
Yeah,
dare
but
you.
Not from Subway.
What are you
I'm
talking
talking
about?
about a real sub
Oh,
shop.
like Blimpies?
No,
Like a
Italian.
Quiznos?
Like
a
in
good
Boston.
Italian deli.
You like
Fuck.
Quiznos? Come on, man. They toast their buns.
A semolina roll from a guy. You go to an Italian deli in Boston or New York, and where they have the hams hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, that's
the where the guy's a 90-year-old
Dude,
guy.
you can get that at Bay Cities in Venice.
Yes.
You ever been to Bay Cities?
Incredible.
Got the fucking
It's a place
Godmother.
in
As good as it gets.
Cavaretta's.
Godmother will shit down your throat. It's delicious.
Dude, Bay Cities is unbelievable.
There's some spots.
Bay Cities
is unbelievable.
But why don't more people do that? Like when you go to a real Italian restaurant or a real Italian sub shop and you get like sausage and peppers with tomato sauce.
God damn,
and it's
I'm
so
hungry.
good. You're like, okay, why don't they figure out how to sell this more places?
I know.
Quality
It's
is expensive, bro.
It is, but it's so goddamn good.
Delicious.
You're like, okay, well, all these like little cheeseburger spots. How come you can't have a sausage with peppers? and onions
Hoboken, New
spot?
Jersey in the 90s, all Italian. You'd go to those
my
fucking
God.
delis, and they'd have the water mozzarella they're making in the back. They'd make the mozzarella, and they put that shit on an Italian
Nice.
sub.
Nice.
What?
What's that
They're
festival that
baking
they
the bread
do?
right there.
San Gennaro's
Yeah,
Feast.
San Gennaro's Feast, yeah.
Yeah,
That's in Little Italy.
And they always have these big sausage vendors. Just giant grill, sausages laid out. You're walking by and you get one, and immediately
Just
you
a
bite
raw
into it and it
sau- yeah, I
snaps.
like it.
so
Bite the sausage,
fucking good.
snaps.
And the juice bust
And the
in your mouth.
Juice. Oh my
Yeah.
God! And
Yeah.
the bread,
Yeah,
the bread
yeah,
has just got this density to it, and you're like, holy shit!
You guys ever fuck with the kitchen sink cookie?
What's that?
The kitchen sink cookie?
All ingredients are in the cookie.
And at Panera Bread. You ever eat
Preach,
there?
preach,
Dude, they
Eddie.
got a cookie called the kitchen sink. It's $5, dude.
It's a good
I
deal.
only usually fuck with chocolate chip cookies. I don't fuck with oatmeal or cinnamon cookie. It's got to be a good chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, me
Maybe
too.
some peanut butter in there. But kitchen sink has fucking everything, and it's addicting as fuck.
But you got to be high, right?
No. You know what? There was a Panera Bread next to Chipotle. So I go to Chipotle and go, you get the salad, no burrito. I'm going with the salad. So I eat clean. I eat clean at Chipotle, and then the Panera Bread's right next door. And I'm like, should I just walk to my car and just get in and drive the fuck away? Or am I going to go next door and fuck this all up and get a kitchen sink? So I've always had this struggle. I go to Chipotle
dilemma.
and I'm eating like an Olympian at Chipotle, and then I walk out, and sometimes I get in my car and just fucking burn rubber and I'm out. But it's been a problem of mine. But luckily,
I struggle with these things.
I had seriously. I had a salad. No, that's not it. I had a salad. I walked out and I was on the fence of whether I should get a kitchen sink, and I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get it." And I walked next door and the place closed down.
Oh, probably
I'm
for
like,
the best.
holy shit!
Probably for the
You know
best.
what? No,
Panera's a legit
totally.
bakery.
I feel good now. Now I don't have a choice.
What are you
I have
showing
to
us,
leave.
Jamie?
These are the Rocks cheat meal cookies. Have you seen these? He goes
Who
to
the fuck
flies
makes
to some
those?
special place in Hawaii just for them. They're like 5
Oh
cookies.
my
It's like a
God.
cookie inside a
What
cookie
what
inside
island
a cookie.
is this on?
I don't know.
I'm
for
there
sure.
in February, son.
They should weigh like
Samoa?
6 ounces.
Jesus,
You're going to
Christ.
Samoa?
I'm going to one of the islands.
What are you doing out there?
Comedy, son.
Damn,
Doing
on
shows in
Samoa?
Hawaii.
You're going to Samoa?
No, I'm going to in Hawaii, man. One of the islands, Oahu or some
Man,
shit.
I like
You don't even know where you're going?
no,
Dude, Samoa is nowhere
I just
near
go,
Hawaii.
bro.
Tall House cookies.
I
Tall
think
House
Samoa is closer to the Philippines or something, right?
Is it?
Like
chocolate.
in the
Samoa?
middle.
It's in the Pacific.
Is
right?
it closer to Hawaii or closer to the
I think
Philippines?
closer to I think it's closer to Hawaii. I think it's like 1,000 miles. It's pretty far, but
God, is anyone
I like-
starving
I
after that
like-
talk?
Yeah, I can go eat. I know a Mexican spot. It's
Oh,
like
yeah?
a legit Mexican spot.
Not that one I threw up at, right?
No.
Remember that?
different one. Yeah, it's a different
That one
spot.
story.
I
That
kinda want
spot's still here, man.
Italian
That
sub
spot's
now.
still
Still
here. Yeah, we hit the bong too hard.
Yeah.
we got a
On
new
an empty
bong.
stomach.
Yeah,
When was this?
many
10 years ago.
Oh,
more
word.
than that.
More than
dude.
10, yeah.
More than 10.
Yeah.
like 18 years
It was
ago.
hot as fuck during the
Yeah.
day, empty stomach. We're about to go eat, get some burritos, and he wanted to stop at a head shop and get a bong. So we got a bong, and and I was thirsty as fuck. It was hot. We decided to hit the bong before we went to the burrito place.
the
And it was
Suburban.
hot as fuck. And all he had he had a case of Red Bulls, right? Empty stomach. I took 2 because they were little. So I took 2. It was hot. I was thirsty. Took a gigantic dragon hit out of this bong. We walked
So you
into
got
that
caffeine and weed.
caffeine, weed,
Empty stomach.
empty stomach.
Empty
that
stomach's a big
means
one.
a real bad experience.
Oh, yeah.
So we walk into the burrito shop, and remember we used to joke that like nobody was ever there. We'd walk in, we were always the only people. So it was like, how the fuck are they making money? Are they like bringing food from home? You know what I mean? But anyways, the room started spinning. I felt like I was going to throw up. And I just walked out of that place and I needed to find a bush. And as soon as I walked off like 20 yards, I saw a bush and I thought, I'm not going to make it, man. And I made a fucking beeline for the bush, but then I collapsed halfway through on my hands and knees, just puking all over the sidewalk. And I'm trying to drag myself. And then I puked here. I took a couple more steps. I puked again 3 or 4 times. I finally got to the bush, had a couple more ounces for the bush. And then I felt great. After I threw up, I felt great. But man, I left a crime scene all over.
Did you go back and eat?
So I went
back in.
I left the place. He's freaking out. He's like, I gotta go outside. I gotta find a bush. I'm gonna puke. I'm like, no way. He goes outside, and I wasn't sure. Like, what do I do? Do I order the food? Do I wait?
Do I help him?
Do I wait? So and then I was like, how serious is this? And I went outside. He's on his hands and knees. Puke's flying out of him. He's crawling behind the corner to where these bushes were, and he's hurling into the bushes. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And we're barbecued.
Yeah.
I mean, so the whole thing feels so
This isn't the
surreal.
same Mexican place you were just talking about?
No,
This
no,
is a different story?
The other place, they don't even speak English.
Dude,
The
It's in
place I'm
Woodland
going to
Hills?
take you guys to, they don't even speak English.
In Woodland Hills?
I'm driving
It's
f-
phenomenal.
I'm driving from
It's actually
Calabasas.
Canoga Park.
Word.
I'm driving from Calabasas just down to the PCH, and it's just a windy, through Topanga Canyon, kind of
Yeah.
windy. Well, I had Jimmy Burke in the car who doesn't drive in cars. He lives in New York City, so he is used to walking or riding his bike. He never drives in cars. So as we're going down, I'm just taking it for granted. I'm just zing, 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 zing.
Oh, you're
And
freaking
he
him
goes
out.
like this. We get to the bottom. He goes, Bubba, you got to pull over right now. I go, why? He goes, I think I'm going to die. I go, what? What happened? He goes, you're swerving. He was on his hands and knees, and we waited there for 45 minutes because he couldn't get back in the car. That's how
Whoa.
fucked up. And threw up and just kept throwing up.
Bryan Callen, you ever think you drive like an asshole?
No.
What in the fuck?
No, he
Yeah,
just
that's a little
wasn't
weird.
used to it.
Jesus,
Or maybe
no,
I
you
just
got
hugged
that
those
Tesla.
turns.
Or was you ever if you're on your
Hug
I
those
get
turns,
super
bro.
sick if I'm on my phone in the car.
Oh, you
Like
can't
if
be
I have
on
a
your
driver
phone.
I'm
Your
in the
inner
back
ear.
on my phone,
You
I
can't
get
read
so
books
sick.
either. Don't ever try
Nothing.
to read a book while you're in the
Ever,
car.
man.
You will throw
It's your
up.
ears.
Yeah.
Right.
I get so sick when I do that.
Yeah,
I
you
have to put my phone down,
You have
turn
to
it off.
concentrate on the horizon. Just it'll slowly dissipate.
Yeah.
But just focus on the horizon.
I get so sick with that.
I can read in the car.
Have you ever got seasick on a boat?
I can read. I can fuck. What?
Whoa.
Whoa, dude.
While you're driving or when someone else
Well,
is
the
driving?
Tesla
Whatever.
drives itself while Ryan gets sucked in the back. Whoa.
Fuck. Give me. I'm trying to pound you. Ew. I farted.
The idea that you would be driving one of those cars and it runs out of batteries is what scares me the most.
I've had it happen.
Where?
It's a lie. It never happened. But I was on zero and I just made it into my driveway.
I remember
on
you had
zero?
to stop. I
Yeah.
remember we were somewhere and you had to stop and charge it. Remember I had to
Yes.
look up a charge place.
Yes.
And zero gets you how
And
long?
it pissed me off.
I've only like
Couple
2
miles on
Yeah,
zero?
Yeah. So you don't want to
Yeah.
fuck with it. But that happened to me twice. Very recently, where I pulled into to Sony, and they plugged it in. I was at zero.
But
See,
Sony
the idea
has
that I'd
plug-in
be stuck
stations.
somewhere,
it also
that
takes
freaks
forever.
my head.
It takes forever to fucking charge it.
Fill up, yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's a bummer.
4 hours, will get you. You need 6
80%?
hours to get 100%.
For 100%.
Really 7 hours, right?
Wow.
Yeah, depending. And if you're on the charger, if you're on the Tesla charger, you got an hour.
powerful one?
You're in. Yeah.
Oh,
In
really?
an hour?
Yeah, even less.
Can you get those
Really?
at your crib?
That's like no.
It's expensive.
They
It's
have
insanely-
those. I saw them at the movie theater the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
You
have
can't get those.
What
but
movie
you-
did you see?
We saw the new Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, is it
breaks
good?
in- Yes, it's very good.
Take my kiddo tomorrow.
It's weird though. 'Cause Sarah Silverman's the voice of this little girl, and
She's
it's
great
so
in it.
obviously Sarah Silverman. She's great in it.
Yeah.
but it's so obviously her to me that I'm like, oh hey Sarah.
I liked her 1
It's
hour.
odd.
I saw half of it anyway. I really
She's
liked
funny
it.
as shit, man.
Fucking good comic.
I've seen her
man.
murder.
she's amazing.
murder
She's such a good
at the
comic.
store.
Oh, one of
Very
the
good
best.
comic.
Such a good
Sarah
comic.
Silverman? One of the
Very
best,
very good
man.
comic.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think maybe the best.
Best female comic.
Female?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Dude, Trevor Noah's special on Netflix is funny as fuck.
Is it?
It's really funny.
I heard mixed
funny.
reviews.
Really?
Yeah, since you said that. But I mean,
Really?
it's all subjective.
You made me laugh.
Yeah, it's
You
all
do have a
subjective.
purple car. Brian judges you.
It's true.
Hmm.
Maybe we don't like the same humor.
No,
Why
I
does it
do.
infuriate you? The purple car.
It's just like
Too peacocky?
He's just not your style at
No.
all.
He's not peacocky. It's just like he's the way he dresses. I know what he's gonna do. Like I know that one Porsche wasn't enough, and he's like and I'll get a picture. So he'll just send me a random picture, and I'm like, don't you fucking do it. Of course he needs the purple.
Do you think if
But I
you
like
got
it.
rid of this Tesla,
Yeah.
and I know you want to have a car that has a back seat where you could take your kids in,
Yeah.
and you drove a 911,
I've driven one.
when was the last time?
When?
I drove Arnold Schwarzenegger 911 Porsche Turbo.
When was that?
Because he put it up for
89?
sale, and my
In
friend was selling it.
88?
And he said, "I got a surprise for you."
In '88 or some shit?
No, it was like
90s.
it was like 2000s.
2000.
It's a great car, but the problem is it's just a lot of. I think it was a stick. In traffic and shit. I'm just too lazy. I'm not a
Well,
driver.
first of all,
You
you
need
have
a
to
stick.
order a stick. Most of them
yeah,
don't come
this
with
had
sticks.
this
Most
had a
of them-
special interior. Like it was a beautiful car.
Yeah, what I'm saying is if
Cars
you,
now
if you
shit on
drove one, if you drove like a 911, an automatic one.
Amazing, huh?
You would love it.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But then again, I really love that Tesla. I think my lease is up. So the question is,
When's
do
it
I
up?
get a Panamera? What do I get?
When's the lease up?
March. But I can trade it in already.
Well, there's benefits to both, right? There's benefits to the electric thing is pretty dope. It's fast as shit.
Yeah.
Off the line, there's no gears, right? So
Yeah.
just like there's no shifting.
You don't care about
it just
speed, though, right?
it
I
just
like
goes.
pickup. I like pickup. And
Yeah.
I like the fact that it parks itself, and I like the fact that it drives itself in
Parks
shitty
itself?
traffic. If I'm in traffic, I'll go like that. I hit this thing, and I just stand there, and it just drives in bumper to bumper, and I never have to touch the wheel or
Some
the
people
pedals.
die with that. Yeah, I hear you.
No, but you're going slow. You know that stop and start? That's tiring. So you just like
It's
let it-
annoying. Yeah.
Have your hand on the wheel a little bit lightly, and just you can read a book. I mean, you can do whatever you
I
want.
don't know about that. Just drive the goddamn car, man. Once you have cars driving for you,
It's the future.
What the fuck?
But we're all
no
going to be
way.
doing it. We'll
Hell
all be
no.
doing it.
Eventually, it will.
Our
yeah.
kids aren't going to get driver's
Kids aren't
license.
getting. Well,
No
now
way.
driver license are way down. Kids
Yeah.
aren't. There's like we Ubers. Why would we drive, you old fuck?
Literally. Yeah.
They Uber everywhere. Yeah,
Kids
driver
aren't
license
getting driver's
no,
licenses
because they just Uber.
They
Everywhere.
just Uber. It's
Which
so
is a little
easy.
dangerous because those Uber drivers are weird as fuck.
But we're going to have driverless Ubers, and then we're just going to get in. It's
No
gonna be-
way.
Oh, yeah.
You gonna let a car drive itself like on a
Eventually.
freeway?
Eventually,
on
it'll
the
be so
freeway?
good.
Going to-
Eventually,
No.
This new Tesla has so many
No
cameras. Like
way.
it just parked for me. Like the download, I went. I go. My buddy goes, "Do you know how this works?" My buddy Jeff and I go, "No." And he goes, "Watch this." And I pushed this park. I stood there. It parked. It parallel parked so fast and well, so much better. I didn't have to do. I sat there and it just went. Whoop. And I was like, "Are you
It'd make
kidding?"
me feel like less of a man.
But you
Couldn't
get
parallel
lazy.
park.
No,
It's just
man,
easy
just-
after a while.
That's ridiculous. Man.
Hit a
That's
button.
Fucking ridiculous.
But that so sounds like what people probably said when the printing press came out.
I know.
You're not going to write your
I
words?
know.
You're not
What
going
are
to
you
get
gonna print it
parchment
on?
paper.
It's different. I'm talking about
that.
safety. It's
Fuck
no, I'm
that.
not talking about pride or anything like that. I'm
no,
talking
I know what
about
you're saying.
you're going to be driving on the freeway 65 miles an
Well,
hour.
that's different.
Eventually, it's
That's
going to
different.
get.
That's
But
different.
eventually,
You're
it's
gonna
going to get so
trust
good.
that shit?
No, I don't. That would make me nervous.
Eventually,
Fuck
That makes me
no.
nervous.
Way more than other people. There's so many accidents.
you know how many dumbasses there
How
are?
many
No,
people
no, I
are
want-
reading their phone? I watched
I'm
some
not,
lady the
I'm
other
not
day.
worried
She was
about someone
stopped
else. I'm
dead
worried
on the
about the
road.
car that I'm in.
Reading
the
her
car that
phone.
I'm in.
Because she didn't know traffic was going.
She's in the middle lane, middle lane,
Jesus
just stopped dead.
A woman I work with, her mother was killed by distracted driver
Texting and
texting.
driving.
Killed her mother.
They say it's going to take over drunk driving and everything. Texting and driving is be number one problem.
Yeah, every time I see someone driving fucked up, I always pull up next to them and they're always on their phone.
Always.
It's like 89, 90% of the time.
It's not
The
good.
other is just people just
They should make it.
distracted.
They should make it so that your phone doesn't work while you're driving.
Right.
Yep.
Your phone shuts
There's
off
an
when
option
you drive.
in the new iPhones. There's an option that locks you out of everything.
Yeah, when you text those, I'm driving right now. We'll give you a text
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. You
No,
know,
but I mean, one of these days it might be mandatory, right?
Well,
it should
You cannot be
It should
on your
be.
phone while you're driving.
Unfortunately, it might take a tragedy. And
That
then
is a
it'll be-
well.
it'll
That
be
is a law.
uncool.
That is a law.
Yeah.
You
It
can
is.
only
you
have
can do if you have
hands-free
a
phones.
good hands-free system, you can do a lot of shit. Like I can press the little button on my steering wheel and say "Call Eddie Bravo," and it'll call you.
You could also say
You know,
text Eddie Bravo.
you can say
You
text,
can read.
but
It'll read text to you too.
It'll read text to you if you have Apple CarPlay.
Yep.
But then the problem is if you start
What do you mean
getting
read
picture-
text? What does that mean?
Read.
Oh, it'll read text.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll read
it's
your
I thought
text.
you
line.
meant like
Message from
retext you.
Eddie
It'll be like
says,
Bryan
and it'll tell
Callen
you-
sent
Yeah.
dick pic.
Yeah. Would you like to reply? No.
Yep.
Okay. It's
No.
kind of cool. It's kind of weird though. It's they're gonna have something. This is whatever this is. This is gonna be nothing compared to whatever they settle on 10 years from
When
now.
the fuck are we getting flying cars?
That's never going to happen.
Taking
fine.
forever.
Remember your joke about it, your
he's not
bit?
joke about it.
I haven't heard it.
It's great.
Is it on your new? Have you-
No, 2006, 5.
No, like 2001 or 2.
No, but
that
it
was
did-
old school.
But it didn't get on something.
Oh, okay.
Because
okay,
I
yeah.
went from 99 to 2005. There's a lot. There was a long gap where I didn't film anything. That's where that bit's from. That.
99 to 2005. Was that
Yeah.
a special?
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
Too busy. That was the Fear Factor years.
Oh, gotcha. You weren't grinding with comedy, so you didn't want to put out a special.
Jetpacks, remember? Where are jetpacks?
Yeah.
We were supposed to have those
I was doing a lot of spots at the store.
30 years
But I wasn't
ago.
traveling as
remember,
much, yeah.
remember on Chips, like 1978, 1980, they had jetpacks back then. And
Yeah.
we still haven't mastered it. But they're getting pretty good, though. I have seen some
jetpacks?
videos, yes. I have seen
Like
some
Rocketeer?
Yeah, they're getting better now.
I saw a guy in the NFL invest half of his salary into flying cars. This was in 2003.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, he's not doing well. Yeah.
Oh God.
It didn't work out.
Flying cars.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Imagine
Someone
putting all your
convinced
money
him.
like, I'm going to get ahead of the curve. Oh. Just
Till that shit works.
banking on something like that, getting off the ground, getting approved, getting licensed, not dropping out of the sky and killing
infrastructure.
people.
In 1980, we didn't think, in 2018, we'd still have cars with rubber tires
Right.
with like engines, and
Right.
they're basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, so,
It's
some,
just
some
they look
countries are
nicer.
making gas cars illegal by 2020.
Well, what the craziest
Sweden.
thing is,
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, no, more, they're not going to release
think
the
the
sale of gas
Netherlands-
cars. Yeah, they're making them illegal.
Whoa.
2020.
what about retro cars? Like, are you allowed to keep your car from like 1980?
I'm not sure.
China in 1 year decided that their air was terrible, and in 1 year they basically said that you're going to use natural gas instead of like coal and stuff like that
Fossil
in your
fuel.
home. And I think that was what it was. But China has the advantage of just going, hey, all you billion plus people, no more. And they changed it in a fucking year. They just literally just changed the infrastructure. So they'll be the first ones to
'cause
have
they
nothing
make
but
everything.
electric. Yeah, they'll have electric
Is this
cars.
all of China?
Yeah, look that up. Where
Don't they still have coal plants and shit?
well, they do, but people were using things like coal and gas or a fuel to cook their food, to
Right.
heat their homes, and basically the president said, nah, natural gas, clean burning gas, no more of this.
Wow.
Changed it in a year. The air is a lot better because the air was pretty bad, but they said the air was the worst in Beijing. One thing about you see in Beijing is nothing but unfinished buildings. They'll build 20 of the same exact looking building in one area, and it's so ugly, these giant buildings, and that's the landscape, and they're empty or just cranes and they're not working. They
Why-
overbuilt a lot.
Why'd they do that?
They have ghost cities. They have huge cities where nobody lives in them because
Yeah.
they were essentially saying, let's just build as many cities as we can, but they didn't have the population to move them in or the economy to support that city.
It's like North Korea, too, right?
So
Don't they have a
it's-
bunch of empty
Well, it's also how they
cities?
created jobs. You know?
Is that also,
everybody
do
has
you
a
think, a
job.
product of communism versus capitalism?
Yes.
Because capitalism, they would have had to have some sort of
Yes.
financial plan.
Yes,
in-
it's a command. It's a
Yeah.
command economy.
Right.
So why not just create jobs? Create jobs. If everybody's working, just build a bunch of buildings.
Whoa.
Nobody has to live in them, but just as long as we got people going in.
Downtown LA's kind of like that. They're building their new skyscrapers like all the goddamn time,
Yeah, but they're
24/7.
selling the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
The
between-
marketplace dictates. You have
Yeah.
developers that take huge risk, and they say, "I'm going to build this in the hopes that I can fill that retail space, office space."
Yeah.
China, there's not the same pressures.
Yeah.
China's an economy of influence too. A lot of times, you're not doing business unless you've got connections with the people that okay your permits, etc. I mean,
Fuck.
it's
We're
not.
so lucky we don't live in a dictatorship like that. Like, if you're stuck under the boot of something like
Yeah.
North Korea,
Yeah.
you're stuck under the. And we just could have got a shit roll of the dice.
Of course,
Born in
I
there.
think about it all the time, especially because I lived in those countries as a kid.
Right.
We take a lot of our freedoms for granted, but at the same time, they're always under threat.
Yeah.
I think from companies like the fact that so much information is concentrated in so few companies, like Facebook, like Google. I worry
And they
about
have
the consolidation
political
of power.
agendas.
Yes, they have
That's-
political agendas.
That's the real issue. The real issue is that they lean politically. That
Yes.
they almost should be completely neutral and just allow or not allow things based on whether or not it violates their rules. But that's not really the case.
No, and also the way campaign finance works, like the way you have to have money. It's changing a little, but if you don't have money, as a politician, you better say what the people that are financing your campaign. They'll tell you. They'll give you a sheet on what to say. If you don't do that, you're not in Congress the next time you're around. You have to listen to the people that put you there, and that's a problem. it costs a lot of money to get elected.
It's just you got to have very clear rules. If you're going to have rules in terms of like what you can and can't say, they have to apply to everyone, regardless of race, regardless of gender, ethnicity, and they don't.
Right.
Like one of the things that Brett Weinstein tweeted the other day that I retweeted was some woman who wrote, all white people are racist, and she just went on this anti-white screed. Like, you just can't say that. That's dumb.
Right.
It's a dumb generalization, and it's racist.
Right.
And you don't think it's racist because it's racist against white people, but it's racist.
Right.
It's so stupid that you allow that, but you don't allow racism against other races.
Well, what's funny is that they're thinking the same way. Their methodology is the same as the people they're criticizing.
Yeah.
So it always cracks me up. It's like,
racist.
it's not what you think, it's how you think that makes more of a difference, right? So you're thinking like a racist. I know that you have a different kind of racism, but it's still racism.
Well, they think it's justified in their shitty way of doing the math.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. They're not that smart. That's
No.
the other thing.
Is that
That's what I
warm,
noticed
Joe?
about ideologues.
Barely. It's been sitting here for 3 hours, this coffee.
But the way you
be
get
brave.
elected and stay elected is you toe the like. If you want to have sort of anti-Wall Street legislation, certain things, so swipe fees on your ATM, that's a huge issue, and it doesn't affect a lot of us, but it affects a corporation's, a bank's bottom line, and that becomes you better vote favorably, or you're gonna have a problem. But I think more and more Americans are realizing that money in politics is a big problem.
It is.
So
But
it'll be
how
interesting.
the fuck would you ever get it out?
I don't know.
It's like
It's
peanut
It's
butter
always
and
been
jelly.
that way. The question is, does your government represent you?
Right.
Right? So gerrymandering and how campaigns are financed.
Drives me nuts how quiet Eddie is during all this.
I'm thinking about
talk.
Distinguished Gentleman. Remember Eddie Murphy when he became a politician?
I don't remember that one.
You know, it's
old school, man.
Did I see that one? I might not have seen. That might be the one that I've never saw.
Yeah, he wanted to be a politician because he found out that that's where you make the money.
much money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
You make
enters
money later.
politics just like just taking bribes and all that shit. But then he gets a conscience. Then he does the right thing at the end.
But a U.S. congressman spends between 30 and 70% of his time or her time on the phone to people they don't know trying to raise money. Okay, so, and you're not allowed to do that on government property. So what you do is you go across the street, you're sitting in your car, you can go across the street in the Capitol, they're in their car, and they're making phone calls. They're given a list, and you make a phone call, and you spend 30 to 70% of your time doing that to raise money. There's something wrong with that's kind of fucked up.
But
where you got to do that.
Whenever I hear people talk too much about politics, even myself included, my own words, I'm like, you're talking about like a rigged game. It's like you're talking about pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're talking about something that's you're pretending that it's real. When
But of course, the government is corrupt as fuck. But when you're talking about stuff like that, like are the elections rigged? Or do our votes count? The one thing that I learned from these midterms is that if your vote didn't count and it was it's all decided like pro wrestling, then there wouldn't be all this voter fraud and all these computers that can
But voter
that's
fraud
not what I'm talking about.
So
though. I'm not
Russia
talking about
wouldn't have to get
voting.
involved?
I'm talking about the way once you're in office, the way things get
No,
handled. and what's
I get it.
influenced.
No, I get it. But
That
what I'm
that's
saying
rigged.
is, from the elections, you see that your votes do matter.
Yes.
There's a lot of corruption and fraud going on. But if it was all rigged like WWE, they wouldn't need to do all that. They were like,
No,
this
I
guy's
would-
gonna
I would
win,
say-
that
I
guy's
would-
gonna.
you're
You
right.
still got to vote.
You're right
Yeah,
in
like, we
terms
don't
of
get-
voting.
So it's still a real system,
Right.
Because a lot of people think it's not a real system.
Right.
Like it doesn't matter. They already decide, and they're just going to
Yeah.
put them in. No, the way they actually decide is they decide who they're going to rig the machines for.
Yes.
But the votes still count. You just
Right.
got to make sure that there's no shenanigans going on.
The votes
right?
most certainly do count, but where it gets really squirrely, and this is where politics get goofy, is in why do politicians do what they do? Do they do what they do to support the people, or do they do what they do because special interest groups have influenced
Yeah, they get
them?
there's
way more of
Well,
that.
not only that, here's what's really wild. So Capitol Hill, when you're in Congress, they call that the farm team because in Capitol Hill you spend 6 years, 7 years. Let's just say you're a senator. Now, when you're a senator for, I don't know, 10 years, when you're on Capitol Hill as a congressman for 10 years, you develop real connections and relationships with government officials who make decisions. You also understand how government works. You understand who's actually influencing who. So now what do? So let's say you lose an election, or let's say you decide, I made my $160 grand a year, can't really live on that money. You go to K Street. You join a lobbying firm. And because you've been there for 6 or 9 or 10 years, you know a lot of people. And that lobbying firm goes, hey, we'll pay you $1 million now. And all you got to do is drive to Capitol Hill every day, get in there and influence, use your connections so that we can get what we want from government. So corporations hiring lobbying firms to lobby for their bottom line. So now you're working to influence government. And the problem is when you're in Congress, you know that. You know you have a job waiting if you can make great connections. And now Washington becomes an economy of influence.
That's the game, right?
Yes. You got to have Lawrence Lessig on your goddamn podcast. He can explain. He's a Harvard professor. That motherfucker.
Yeah, you keep telling me about the podcast you did with him.
He'll break it down. I did listen to that. I sent it to you, I think.
Yeah.
It's Lawrence Lessig. He breaks it down. He wrote a book called Republic Lost. And he's got a couple TED Talks.
On
but
how
that dude,
politics works?
Yes. And basically he said, your government doesn't represent you. And here's why. Here's how it works. When he breaks it down, you go, it's simple the way he breaks it down because he's a constitutional scholar out of Harvard. But you're like, fuck. And what he said was fascinating. He said, Washington's a place where even if you're a good person, you must behave in a corrupt manner if you want to survive. And
Look at
that's
my
when
boy
you have
Bill
problems.
Clinton.
When good people have to behave corruptly.
Yeah, the bright side
I'm
of
a
all
Bill
that.
Clinton fan after
The bright
watching that
side of
doc.
all that is the fact that there is like people getting suicided and bribery going on. That means that there's hope, that there's good people inside
Sure.
of government that you got to watch.
Yes.
You got to watch your ass, or we got to hire
Definitely
someone
don't
to
play the
kill you
game.
because we don't want to go to jail. So the fact that all
They don't
that's
have, they
done
don't
out
have to
of
kill you.
fear,
They can just get you out.
or
you know?
yeah, it depends on what it
JFK.
is. What I'm saying is the fact that there is all that bribery and suiciding. That means that there's good people in there that are going after the bad people.
But
you know,
they'll
so
yeah.
to me, I look at the bright side. I used to think there was no hope. I used to think, fuck, like when the Bushes were in office, Clinton, Obama, I was like, I didn't pay attention to shit. I just said, they're all corrupt. It's all rigged. And it's all, there's nothing you could do about it. But, over the last couple of years, since Trump got into office, now I'm like paying attention. Like there are some good people trying to do some good shit, like Trey Gowdy. Listen to that motherfucker. Trey Gowdy's a bad motherfucker.
What are you talking about?
Matt Gaetz. No, politicians.
Who are these people?
They're congressmen.
Yeah.
Oh man,
There are some
great people going after the bad people. That's why there needs to be bribes and suiciding and blackmail. The reason there's blackmail is because there's good people in there. If everybody was bad, why would you blackmail anybody?
Well, the problem is it's really subtle the way they can get you out, though, because when your donors are telling you which way to vote, you as a politician go in there with all your ideas and you can't vote your conscience.
Yeah, there's a lot of
So
bad shit. There's a lot of bad shit.
You got to
for
vote
sure.
for the money.
You're preaching to the choir over here.
Well,
I'm
how
not.
do you
I'm not
fix
going to
that,
defend.
though?
So you fix that. So Lawrence Lessig has one of the ideas he talks about is anonymous donations. So watch. You're a politician.
Right.
I'm a corporation.
Right.
I give I through a super PAC or whatever it might be, I give your campaign a lot of money. Now, you're a regular dude. You're not corrupt, but human beings, when somebody gives them a real hand when they needed it, you can't help but to feel a little indebted. Of
course, yeah.
What if there are two ideas? What if you had a voucher system with all of us were given a certain amount of money every election cycle, and we were allowed anonymously to give that money to whoever we thought was a viable candidate? It'd be anonymous. Or what if all donations were anonymous? What if you couldn't say who it was from? But if you know you got a lot of stuff from GE, or you know you got a lot of stuff from Lockheed, and there's a bill that comes up for Saudi Arabia to buy a bunch of tanks or whatever, or weaponry, it's going to be very hard for you to vote against that. And if you do, those people that got you in power last time aren't going to get you in power
They
the next
basically figured out a way to make bribing legal. They
the
just
system
give
is-
you
it's
stuff
not the
and
way
hook
it
you
works,
up
bro.
and take care of you and
Yeah.
add money to your
Yeah.
campaign, but then don't exactly tell you what to do.
Right.
But you know what the fuck's going on.
The book to read is Republic Lost.
gonna
That's a
get it.
fucking good book.
Is it on audio?
Yes, it's amazing. And get Lawrence Lessig on your goddamn podcast.
All right,
He'll
buddy.
break it down.
All right, let's
I
do
need
it.
you to relax a little.
I get excited about it.
How
Because
come
when
you
you
get-
say campaign finance reform, it's so boring, right?
Right.
The minute I hear that, I go like this. "Ugh, I've read two books on it. I'm like, oh, no, I get bored.
Yawn.
I get tired
Yeah.
right away. But it's so important.
They've got to figure out some way to stop these giant corporations from influencing politicians. They've got to find some way. It's got to become illegal.
There is blowback.
They're influencing everybody.
There's
They're
blowback.
influencing like
There's money.
TV
Of
shows
course.
and everybody.
There's money to be made no matter what.
Yeah.
The idea is that they want so much, so that anything that threatens that money, the real true marketplace, they want to put the fucking brakes to that.
But you're supposed to have it's supposed to cancel each other out, though. So ideally, there's nothing wrong with petitioning your government. That's in the Constitution. So you can lobby your government. It's called petitioning your government.
But
you're allowed
the problem
to.
is
The
not
idea
that.
would be
donating money to your campaign.
But isn't
Well,
lobbying
that's where
tremendous
Citizens
amounts of
United
money.
comes in.
isn't lobbying illegal in some countries?
Probably. The problem with lobbying, so Citizens United.
If
But what
we made
countries would they be
lobbying
illegal in?
I think maybe Holland.
That makes sense.
I think lobbying, because that's what.
But lobbying, the problem with making lobbying illegal is it's part of free speech. That's what it was ruled in the Supreme Court. So Citizens United. So in other words, if I want to give money to you, you're a politician, and I want Eddie Bravo to be president, right? I should be able to exercise my right as a citizen and support you. Which means I want to amplify your voice. That means you need money. So to tell me I can't give money to the person I like is a restriction of free speech, and that I think that was the Citizens United Supreme Court.
There's
decision.
another problem. The other problem is when subjects like this get brought up, and this is one of the most important subjects that we could ever discuss, like how our world gets run.
Yes.
I get bored as fuck.
I know.
You get bored as fuck. He turns out
I've been
tunes
staring
off
at the wall for the last 30
Isn't
minutes.
it funny how
It's-
that I understand?
It's
I get it.
You don't want to
It's just
have
not
to
my
deal
cup
with
of
it.
tea.
You don't want to have to
but
deal
it
with
affects all of us deeply.
You want to be like these
I feel like there's nothing we can do about it.
I'm
Leaves
like,
over your
dude,
dick.
I've
What are you
never
gonna
been
do?
so into politics ever. I'm
Oh,
fucking
Christ.
balls deep
wow.
in it.
Jesus.
I love it. It's like Game of Thrones, but it's for real and it affects your life.
It
like,
does
for
affect
real.
your life. It does
It's
affect-
real shit. There's real Game of Thrones going on right now, and it's so entertaining
Mm-hmm.
to find out what the fuck. Instead of watching a goddamn TV show that does nothing for your life, it's real. There's like Game of Thrones really going on right now if you pay
but
attention.
the problem
Yeah, but they're
is
on
I
season
watched-
111.
I watch TV shows so that I could just have fun.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't do that.
But I don't.
You can do
those
both.
things, Those things freak me the fuck out, and you can do both. You can do both. But if you really start paying attention too much to politics, and I have a bunch of friends that are really into politics,
Especially right now.
and they could talk
right
to
now,
you
so
about
important.
it for
You
whole
just
on
got
and on
into
and
But
on.
let me ask
right?
all you this. So as far as like not standing out of politics or whatever, what if, this is where it comes down to, we all have kids here. So now there is a legislative agenda, whatever it might be, and it's an agenda that says we want to teach your kids something like, let's just say because the social scientists and academia wins their way, gets into the ear of politicians, which happens all the time, and politicians say all schools, public schools at least, where my kids go, are going to teach that there's a zero biological difference or zero difference between men and women. Oh, and by the way, ready? Evolution is a theory, and we're going to put it on the same standings as creationist theory too.
It's gonna be on the curriculum?
i.e., school board in Kansas, I think at one point had that going on. There are.
So wait a
there-
minute.
My kid's
the
going
same. Are you saying the same people that say?
I'm just saying
there's
what
no
happens.
Like they
biological
could do it
basis
if
What
we
in
don't
sex?
happens?
vote.
What happens if you stay
Right.
out of this debate and the wrong people win? They push their ideas forward,
Yes.
which usually have a political agenda.
Yeah.
You might be faced with a situation where somebody's trying to educate your kid in things that you just not only disagree
Don't
with, but are
believe in.
factually incorrect. So that this happens. This is where it starts getting personal.
Yeah, it can get real weird. Like there was this thing from Nature the other day that I retweeted because Brett Weinstein had brought it up, and he was like, "This is really disturbing that these people are making this distinction." And it was talking about the difference between biological sex and real. There's I don't want to misquote it, so I'll find out the exact thing. But there's essentially promoting social justice principles over scientific principles, and it's supposed to be a company that specializes in science.
Right.
So instead of just being scientific, they're scientific with a very clear progressive political twist to it.
Right.
And you're like, well, just because something's inconvenient doesn't mean it's incorrect.
Right.
Just because something's uncomfortable doesn't mean it's not true.
Right.
And there's things that you might have your own personal beliefs and values and ethics, but that's not what we're counting on when you're a science journal. We're
Right.
counting on just facts. That's it. And they're not doing that.
Did you see the? I think I sent you
Here
a
it is right
YouTube
here.
thing.
To say this proposal has no foundation in science is nonsense. The genitals. So this is what it is. Like, go to pull up the Nature one first so I could read that. The U.S. editorial, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services proposes to establish a legal definition of whether someone is male or female based on the genitals they are born with. This proposal has no foundation in science and should be abandoned. And this is the journal Nature. So the problem with that is what Brett Weinstein very succinctly says, like, to say, in quotes, this proposal has no foundation in science, which is what they said, he says, is nonsense.
Right.
The genitals one is born with show overwhelming correlation with one's self-assessed gender as predicted by evolutionary theory. If we grant nature's claim, we condemn the study of complex phenomena to a dark age.
There you go. And that's
is-
a classic
exactly
fucking
true.
example.
Perfect.
And Nature should know better, but they have a
Yes.
political agenda. Where'd
Yes.
that come from? They were influenced by strong forces, probably on the radical left in this instance.
Yeah.
There are other forces on the other side.
That's where the wind is going. And if you support that, you get way more love than you get hate.
Right.
There's currency to it. You lick your
Exactly.
finger, you
There's
find
prestige.
out where the wind's going. Like, to say that there's no correlation is fucking bananas.
Yeah.
We're all men.
and
We
that's
all-
controversial, by the
Yes.
way. It's controversial to say it.
Well, there's a lot of nonsense going on right now that I think will eventually be sorted out once the dust settles. But I think this is
Well,
just a wave of information.
yeah.
It goes left, it goes right. Everybody's battling it out. And because people are more concerned with their side winning than they are with actual facts,
Right.
a lot of really stupid ideas get supported and instead of objectively analyzed for whether or not they contain truth.
There's pushback with kids though. So my buddy's son is 15, and it's all about gender and educating you on gender and
high school.
people choose their pronouns. So when you're in college, my nephew who's in college, with 18 years old, they said, say your name and please tell us what pronoun you would like to be referred to
In class?
Yes, right at first day orientation.
Zerg,
What
school is this?
So now the kids though, as they're being taught this by their fucking teachers, because they're kids, they're like, the fuck out of here. So my friend goes, look at that butterfly, isn't he beautiful? And his son goes, Dad, do you have any idea how hurtful it is to that butterfly? You have no idea what that butterfly's gender is. And they're all fucking around now. So if there's pushback on that shit.
Well,
you
I would
can't get
hope
too
there's
crazy.
some pushback, but
Kids
there's
are gonna
also
know.
some
'Cause we
really
can see
easily.
it.
And how many-
There's some really easily influenced people that are adopting all this
Of
stuff.
course.
Way
Well,
more
kids-
so than it was when we were growing
Of
up.
course.
So even if there's
Especially in
pushback,
LA.
it's
Indoctrination
pushback-
is the right word
Yes.
too.
Yes,
Yes.
You could get kids to believe in anything.
Yes.
I use some MK Ultra on my son too. I say, you know what? I'm going to make him a Cleveland Browns fan. We flew to Cleveland,
Yeah.
watch the Cleveland Browns, and all he wanted was a Baker Mayfield jersey. He
wants to be like Dad,
And I'm like, fucking
Yeah.
work.
He wants to be like
He wants to be like Dad.
But that's
Whatever
what
he
happens.
likes,
Yeah,
he
but that's what
likes.
happens. He
Yeah.
got into Cleveland Browns on one trip. He's all for it.
It's hard though to keep a theory going that doesn't really have any basis in science. At the end of the day, it's kind of bankrupt.
gonna fizzle
and I
out
don't think they're very
over
smart.
time.
I
Right.
think they're political, and I don't think they're very smart. I don't think their
How
scholarship
many are
is,
there? There's
is deep.
Men, women, people born as men but think they're women. People born as women think
Not a
they're
lot.
men. I think people that think they're both. That's 5.
It's very rare.
Pan-
And then
Pansexual.
what else? They said there's like 60 of them or something.
78
Right?
different gender pronouns, but that's because no one has agreed on what the gender pronoun should be. So if you decide that yours is ZIR, and I said, no, mine is ZYRE, like, then
I need someone to
man.
explain.
It's an
all
obsession.
this is what it is.
What a
They're
waste of time,
There are people
Yeah.
that want to be special. This is a big part
That's
of
all
what
they
everybody
want.
You got to
wants.
go to
People
school
wanna
to
be
find out if
special.
you're a guy. Come on, what? You got to take courses.
Yeah.
Okay, I know
It's
you
weird,
think you're a
man.
guy.
You know what-
I know you think you're a guy,
Yeah.
but you're gonna
You know
we're
what
gonna
Sam
find out
Harris?
for sure.
You know
in
what
6
Sam
months.
Harris said that I fucking loved? He said, right now, the one thing to keep in mind is that being offended is not an argument and it's not a virtue. So you can't just shut the conversation down because you're offended and you're taking issue with what I say. That ain't an argument, and it sure as fuck ain't a virtue. But that's what's going on. When
not a
what's her
point.
name? Heather McDonald, is that her name? She was speaking at a college, and there was a law student. He was just giving her the finger the whole time, and all she was trying to do is talk about something that was based in science. And
Heather McDonald?
what's her
The-
name?
the comic?
No, she's a professor, a journalist, a professor of journalism, I think. And she's a very reasonable kind of like clear.
It
can't
doesn't
remember her
matter, man. People are struggling so hard to find things to be offended at that they're pointing at targets that aren't viable, and they're throwing all their weight into it, and then when it doesn't work, they back out
Yeah.
and they try someone new.
That's right.
Christina Hoff Sommers. You ever see
Love her.
the
Love
things
her.
that she did
I
where
love
she
her.
was trying to speak and they were shouting her
course.
down, and making all this noise in the crowd. They're trying to boo her off the stage. They're trying to silence people because it's something that you can do. You can get it done.
Because they're afraid of their ideas. They don't think their ideas can
they're afraid of it.
compete.
It's a game, man. It's a game.
Something to do.
They're
Kids.
on one side. She's on the other. They
fun.
rode for the Browns. She's with the Raiders.
Right.
That's what it
That's
is,
it.
man.
That's right.
Teams.
It's 100% what it is.
What are your feelings on the caravan situation? What do you guys think about that?
Why is it
Desperate
any
people?
different from all the people that are getting in here every day? Like, what is what we're? It's a fake thing we're supposed to be paying
What
attention to.
exactly happened with the caravan?
They're making a big publicity event out of these people that want to come to America.
Well,
so they're all
they
coming
came
together.
from-
they want asylum.
But they
came
came
from
from
Guatemala.
Honduras
Yeah.
or Guatemala. So MS-13 and this
Yeah.
other gang are the biggest
Real problem.
employers there. If
Yeah.
you don't join them, you get your family
Correct.
killed. Nice guys. And I think that these people are desperate. They're essentially refugees from a place that's intolerable to live.
But they're making it this really big political deal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very publicized.
Totally.
And apparently they're not always walking. Like sometimes they get into vans and people drive in places.
Yeah.
And they
Saying
get out
that
and
we
start
shouldn't let
walking
them
again.
in.
Well,
I don't know
I'm
what you
not saying
do.
that we shouldn't let them in or we should let them in. This is what I'm saying.
No, I'm
This is
saying
what
what's
I've been
the
saying.
issue?
Well, yeah, we definitely don't. People don't want them in.
Yeah.
They're illegal immigrants.
Right.
But what's interesting to me is like if you come from Cuba, you could just come.
yeah.
If you get on a boat and you get over here in America, we're like, you made it, bro. Come on in.
Yeah.
But if you try from Guatemala, we're like, no, sorry, son, wrong patch of dirt.
Find another
Because of-
country.
yeah.
Don't take our food
But because
stamps.
of the
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
MS-13,
You
right?
can't come
Because
here,
of that
son.
horrible
really
gang,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's
But they have
fascinating.
horrible murders in New York, and there's
We
Latin
just
America's
we
really-
made an agreement that anybody who's trying to escape the kind of shitty situation they have in Cuba will allow that.
Right. Oh, I got you. I got you.
But
We'll
if you're
allow
from
that.
Colombia or-
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
if you're Yoel Romero and you come over from Cuba,
Yeah, skills,
we'll
yeah.
like that's true. Yeah,
Because you're communist
But we'll just
country.
take
and-
we'll
yeah.
take you.
And
Yeah.
people think that like all Mexicans are like for the caravan and to we want them in.
No.
That's
No.
not true.
No.
You know, most Mexicans are
It's
like, hey,
immigration's
you know what?
complicated.
Enough is
man.
enough.
Find another country. You ain't getting our welfare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mexicans ain't down for that caravan. They want them turned away too.
It's a complicated emotional issue, man. It's like I always do this joke where I believe in borders, but I'd be a shitty border control agent, right? Like I do think borders are reasonable, but nobody gets over, and then I'd be like, oh, the kids, fuck it, come on, nobody's
right.
looking.
Yeah. Of
You know, and
course.
it's I think Americans feel that way. It's a hard.
Do you
thing.
live in a gated community?
No,
Okay.
I mean yes.
All right. No?
It's like the idea that there's a real country. That there's a place where you can go and a place where you can't go,
Yeah.
and like you have to have papers, and they make you cross this line, the dirt. Like they've set up fences and borders.
Well, the service
lines.
industry
the
needs
only reason that exists,
labor.
right? I mean, if you think about the United States, right? The United States essentially is not just a country; it's a collection of different areas, right? And each different area has its own culture, their own, almost their own language. You know, the way they talk in Florida is way fucking different than the way they talk in Maine. It's really weird. It's all the same language, but it's almost like they're separate little countries. And we travel amongst each other, no problem. And you're allowed to. You're allowed to bail out. I'm going to try to Vegas for a while. I'm going to get me a job at a casino. Nobody cares. Like you're fine as long as you're on this one patch of dirt. But the reason why we don't allow all the other patches of dirt to do the same thing and everybody just flow freely is because there's some spots that just don't have it good at all,
Right.
and we want those people to stay there.
Although,
Like you haven't,
Fucked up.
Although
your spot you haven't fixed.
You know what the
you haven't
connective-
fixed your spot.
but you know what the connective tissue is for Americans? Besides, even though that's true, the connective tissue that I think a lot of countries don't have is that the one thing we have going for it, even if it's a myth for a lot of people,
Freedom.
the one thing all Americans have going for them is the idea that there's a chance if I do the right thing, I may be poor now,
Oh, American
but
dream.
I could be a fucking millionaire. The
Yeah.
American
American
dream.
Oh, yeah, for
That
sure.
shit is so, but that's what keeps the sort of
That's why
people who
everyone
have
wants to come
nothing
here.
from
Yeah.
from creating a revolution.
Yeah.
But if we lose that, if
But don't you
people
have to
start
have
thinking
some
that's not for
regulation?
them,
Like you can't let everybody
course.
in, right?
Right. You
Like,
can't
there
let
has to be
everybody in,
some.
but you can let everybody in from Kentucky. If everybody from Kentucky decided to move to LA, we would just have to deal with it.
well, it's American. They got citizenship.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's
No, I know.
odd. The reason why we can't have world citizenship
odd,
is
but-
because some places suck too hard.
You're
don't
not
want
for
every-
nationalism?
I'm not saying that it's good or bad. I'm just looking at it as a thing right now. If I had to say, do I like it? Honestly, I think the whole world, as the human beings as a race, would be way better off if everybody could move where it's good, and then we would figure out why there's too many people where it's good, and then it'll settle down, and you move to a better spot, and then it'll eventually even out.
Yeah.
You don't
the
think-
reason why
That'll never happen, though.
But
It would never even
The
out, though,
reason
right?
why
Kinda does
people
happen.
in segregated areas don't advance, like these people in Sentinel Island. It's a kind of a fucked up example.
Satan's
but
Island.
they're
Satan
not going
worshippers.
anywhere. Like they're wearing leaves over their dicks.
Right.
But they like that
They've been
shit.
doing that for 6. Do they?
But
Do they
Joe,
really?
the European Union
You
is
and I
that.
would, by the way, you and I
It
are
is that.
morons. Okay, if we were living on that island, we would be having leaves over our dick too.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I'm just going to invent a satellite. These fucking morons.
Right.
Like, we don't know how to do any of that
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
So we would be with them just with a greater understanding of what's possible.
What you just
smarter
said,
people are around.
But what you just said is happening in the European Union. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why a lot of Polish people come
Right.
over to the
And
UK
they're
and then
panicking.
they come back and you know.
Well, there's also what they're doing now with immigration is freaking a lot of people out because they're allowing so many people of different cultures to come in, and then
Yeah.
their cities become
Yes.
more multicultural than
Yes.
they are English, and then it gets real weird.
But
you
the
know,
the other problem is that when you have one
change.
currencies used to be based on the productivity of their citizenry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you have currency, everybody has the same currency, which means it's all valued at the same thing. Problem is that people in Spain are not as productive as people in Germany, for example. So the German goods and services should be worth more. Or the dollar there, the euro there should be worth more than it is, say, in Spain.
Isn't it better when the state has more power than the Fed? Isn't
well,
that
it's
better?
like countries.
Is that better?
That's basically what
Because-
the argument is
Yeah.
we're like a band of countries. Like California's a
Republic.
country,
We're a
Nevada.
But isn't that better
Yeah.
though? Isn't that
Yes.
better for the people when
It's
the
better for the
state has?
people.
So then that would mean at the same rate, it's better to have a country like the United States than to be.
Well, so
But
the
thing
Republic
is, with states, you can go to any state.
Yeah.
With countries,
Yeah.
you can't
Within
go
the
to any
country.
country.
Yeah.
You can't.
Try getting in Japan. Japan.
Good luck.
You
you can't get in there.
Yeah.
They
There's nothing
took-
wrong with
Canada-
that.
Canada's
I'm
no punk
I'm
either.
not
They took
hating on
like 10
Japan.
Syrians,
No.
I think, or something.
What'd you say?
What's that?
Japanese took like 10 Syrians or
Try
something.
getting into Canada.
Yeah,
Try
I was gonna
that.
say,
Try
Canada's
getting
no
into
punk.
Canada.
These
That's way
celebrities-
harder than the
No,
United
these-
Actually,
States.
they have a very liberal immigration. policy.
Canada's
No.
actually a beast to live in because the celebrities are like, oh, I'm so sick of
you have a DUI,
America's ways. I'm
yeah.
headed to Canada.
If you have a DUI,
Good
they
luck.
won't let you in.
It's true.
It's a beast.
A
Canada's
DUI.
monster.
If you have a
It's
DUI,
not
they won't let
easy.
you in.
No, I gotta pee.
That's crazy.
Boys, let's wrap this bitch up.
Let's wrap
Let's
this
do it.
up.
It's 3:20. We watched a couple of fights. I feel like
Yeah.
we watched.
I'm in New York next Friday, Saturday.
Are you doing stand-up comedy in New York City?
Correct.
Are you doing Gotham Comedy Club?
Yes, sir.
I love that spot.
Thank you.
Such a great place.
Yeah,
Can I-
man.
can I throw a plug?
And then-
tfatk.com.
Yes, and then shoot my 1 hour Showtime special.
January
Spreckle,
19th?
January 19th, San
That's
Diego.
right, motherfucker.
Tinfoil
Yes.
Hat Comedy, Chicago, December 15th at Zany's. Me and Sam Tripoli gonna throw
Website? Website?
down. Just Zany's in Chicago, December
Oh,
15th.
he doesn't have like a tinfoilhatcomedy.com or something like that?
Man, no,
I'll be at
we
the
don't.
Irvine Improv for New Year's. Yeah.
Beautiful.
it'll be
Irvine's,
fun.
that fucking new spot's sweet.
I heard it's
Can't
really
wait.
sweet.
Oh, it's
you went
phenomenal.
to it?
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, I love it.
Is it
new
bigger
one?
than the last one?
Well, how new is it? Did
It's
it move
new.
again?
Oh, no. Brea is all
Oh,
new. Brea
you're
is
talking
big
Brea.
now. Brea
Yeah.
is all new.
I'm talking Irvine's been like
Irvine's
this for like
great.
4
The
years.
Spectrum's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah.
Callen
All right.
shot a special there.
That's
Yep.
right, bitch. I was there.
Yep.
Okay, fuck. I was there before you even did comedy, son.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Shit. Yeah.
shit.
So I was in the back.
true.
you
you
hadn't
were.
done comedy yet.
That's right.
That's right. Dude, you were in the crowd.
No, I was in the back.
You were in the crowd at one show, I think, weren't you?
Yeah, he was
for
in the
sure.
crowd. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
in-
I was in the back, then went to the crowd. That's right.
Yeah, because I opened up
Isn't
for
that crazy?
Callen.
That's
All right.
right.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
We love you guys and girls and everybody else.
You guys don't want to go see Tito Chuck Liddell? Lie down? No? Is it going to be on